You just burp in the mic?
No, I didn't. I cleared my throat as I'm about to intro the show, and now you just make it very unprofessional.
I had to.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome
Scared the hell out of me.
to the 4th anniversary of the GeekVerse podcast. I'm the clown prince of podcast, Travis Snell.
I am the Adam Hart caster, Dylan Muss.
I am the Taylor Field of Fields. Taylor Field.
Damn.
I am your friendly neighborhood caster, Kirkland Patzer.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
The ghost.
I just got ghosted.
You did big time.
I am the ghost, Jessica.
It's hard. I can't see you full your eyes. I see you in between, so that was my bad. You know,
I've been absent for 8 weeks,
That's
so
true.
you know I can kind of understand.
It wouldn't be like a GeekVerse episode without a screw up or whatnot. So, you know, this is the 4-year anniversary cast. We're going to do what we always do for year 1, year 2, year 3. We do a Q&A. We've all prepared questions for one another, but then we've also taken questions from you, the fans. I want to thank everybody for sending those in. And I just want to thank you. You know, a great man once said at the beginning of the year that this was going to be the best year yet. And somehow he was right. Kirkland said that on an episode. And I usually I could list off specific things that have been broken, but literally every record we have, the year's not even over yet, but every record we have, biggest episode, biggest month, biggest day, YouTube, podcast, everything, you guys broke it this year. I know we got a lot of new people from Endgame, so thank you very much for that. But yeah, you guys have just demolished everything we've done in a good way. So just a big thank you to all the fans this year for supporting us and continuing to support the show. And thank you for your questions, but thank you for that because that's it's been a crazy, very awesome year, and we're excited to see what's going to happen in the future. So
yeah, our Spidey episode has just been out for a couple days, and it's already doing really good numbers. So thanks for listening to that as well.
And part of our 4-year celebration as well, July 19th, we're doing a 24-hour stream. So that's going to be lots of fun. We're going to be playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but that's just going to be just some good old shenanigans, some geek shenanigans and whatnot. So
It'll be Mordecai's first official podcast appearance as well.
You gonna bring him over?
I am.
Is he gonna play? Because if he does, he can't let the team down.
He's gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh for sure.
Okay,
he has
okay.
very small fingers, so
Yeah, I don't know. he might have to like all control the buttons, and he can control the actual like joystick.
yeah,
He can
it's a
be
button
Ant-Man.
masher. He can do it.
He can be Ant-Man, you know?
He can be. There
He
you
can
go.
relate. You guys want to say anything before we get into these questions?
No, let's do it.
I do want to shout out too, though, the poll. Like, it's been really good turnout for you from the fans. So I think it's been fun to actually have people interacting with those as well. And definitely, if you guys have any suggestions for polls that you do want to see, like, let us know, because that's part of what the fun is you guys interacting with us. And so definitely, if you have something you want to see, let us know. We'll, build that Hall of Fame.
And Taylor will listen, and then he'll do Assassin's Creed one, and
No, I'm not allowed to do that. But you bring up a good point there, Jessica. If you haven't seen the newest edition, I'm like drowning over here.
You're drowning.
With
no water.
I feel like sinking.
Yeah.
sinking, that's the word. Yeah, Wolverine is the newest addition to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's quite legendary.
Rightly so.
Congrats, Logan.
Definitely, Logan. He worked his way up, so that's good.
Do you want to tease the next poll, or you want to wait?
It's gonna be a blockbuster.
Okay. There you go. So there is no poll right now, but once the poll, it's going to drop probably end of August, we've kind of said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll make sense why. We're not stopping. We're just, there's a certain thing we got to wait for, and then it'll make sense. You got stuff to talk about the end of the show?
But I'm going to say at the end of the show.
So there's a tease for you there. And
Say to the end.
Yeah, and I just want to thank all of you. Briggs is not here, so a big shout out to Briggs. And big shout out to Kyle. But yeah, Briggs is,
He still gave us a question. He gave us a question.
So him and Kyle represent. But thank you guys all for the year and everything like that. I don't want to single anyone out, but I got to do a big thank you to Kirkland because Dylan traveled. Tim's been really busy with school. Jessica kind of had a good excuse. And then
Just kind of.
Briggs and Kyle been traveling. Kirkland, I think this year, along with myself, has been on the most casts. We did a lot of solo newscasts. You did the X-Men Retro when we had like 6 episodes ago, and we didn't have much time with Kyle leaving. So a big shout out to Kirkland. Everyone does big things, but he really stepped up this year because lots of people are gone. So, I'm just lonely in here all by myself.
And he has the farthest commute as well. So he definitely works hard to do it. So.
Last year I had a vision that this year was going to be the best year yet.
You had to deliver.
There was only one chance of that happening, and I really had to step up. So
Was it like a spirit quest? Like, was there bats flying around in a cave around you? And
there was some premonitions. There were some spiders involved.
And it's kind of fitting because our first year, you were definitely the person on the least amount of casts.
It's been a rise to fame.
Yeah. So good. Thank you for all that. And I always say, like, if I listen to the first year and now, you've improved greatly. Not saying you're bad the first year, but you know,
I would admit I was, I don't know. I feel like at the time I didn't really know what podcasts were until like we've been on them.
I
and
feel
then
like
you
your number of
invented it.
likes has definitely gone down as well.
Yeah, we're trying. We have to break the fourth wall. The video versions, you can see there's literally signs that say "Don't say like" for myself, Kirkland, and
That's
others. So we're working on it. We just replaced with other words though, so catch those.
Like
so.
and
Yeah, I don't know, or it's like
Yeah.
we put "it's" in front of it. We're gonna start with the fan questions, and then we're gonna get into ours because you guys, you're the reason we're here. So we're gonna start. I guess we're going by order of just kind of they were sent in. That's pretty much it. Right?
I kind of compiled these questions not in any sort of
Mine's
order.
a mixed bag for sure.
Yeah.
So Greg, big shout out to Greg. Big shout out to the Super Civil Servant Podcast, Tongue Twister Greg. But go check out them. And Nathan also sent in a question too. They've been supporting us for a while, especially on Patreon. Greg, like I said, I promise I will be on the show one day. I have another kid coming, so it's very tough, but I might be on there for Spider-Man Far From Home. But you guys are doing a good job. I've listened to almost every episode. You guys are quite wrong on Man of Steel, but you know how I feel about that. But Greg, I love you, man. Create an epic 3v3 battle with any fictional characters, any genre, but each character has to represent a member of the GeekVerse. So it's just this 6 because Briggs isn't here. Oh, no, it's just it's including Briggs, not including Kyle because, you know, we're racist.
Kyle.
Yeah, we're racist. yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of just our likes or things we, you know, enjoy. We have to create a battle. So I don't know who wants to tackle this one first because this was
I
twister
really like
for
this
me.
question.
Yeah, it was good.
I think it was fun. I'll go first. I had like a strategy for this one. I really like this question. So the way I tried to do this was I wanted it to be like a very balanced battle. And I wanted it, like I used kind of the classic like video game archetypes. So each team has like a strength like tank character. Each team has like a kind of stealthy assassin type character. And then each team has like a kind of magic supportive kind of character. That was my goal. And I tried to make them like somewhat balanced teams. Okay, so team 1 is Travis, Taylor, and Jessica. For Travis's character, I picked Wolverine because it's a classic pick, right?
Brawler.
Strong, big, tanky brawler kind of character. One of Travis's
He had the
favorite
haircut
characters.
as well.
Almost as big
Confirmed.
as me as well. He
Almost, yeah.
almost Canadian.
Yeah, he's trying his very best. For Taylor, I gave him his very favorite Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Heyo.
So that's the, your stealth character. I will say though, I was looking up Ezio's powers because I don't know them entirely, and he can mind control people. So we're gonna retcon that. We're gonna say that he can't mind control people. It's not fair.
He can mind control people.
He can do everything. I was looking at
Apple of
No,
Eden.
I was
Apple
looking
of
at
Eden.
his page. I was looking at his page to find out what exactly his abilities were, and it's like he is at the peak of the human condition. He has increased agility. He is an expert marksman. He has every gadget. Like it's just like they didn't try to make like a dynamic character. There's like let's just give him every single power.
Is that the Assassin's Creed wiki?
I don't know. I just
It was
googled.
Taylor's wiki.
I just googled like what is Ezio's abilities or something like that. And then closing out that team is going to be Jessica with Luna Lovegood from the Harry Potter series.
So I'm fucking useless.
Hey, she's
got
good.
spells,
Isn't she?
right?
She's good.
Okay,
Do you wanna
I'm
know-
pretty sure I remember that we had a debate about like Harry Potter versus someone, and you guys all decided that wizards just sucked. So
Well,
Do you want a more powerful wizard? I picked Luna because you like Ravenclaw and she's cool and stuff.
no, she is cool. I just feel like you have definitely said before that
Yeah.
wizards were kind of lame.
Well, she okay. Well, here's the thing, right? It's Wolverine. He's the one who goes in first. He tanks the damage. He beefs out the damage, and then Taylor's over there with Ezio sneaking around, and you're in the back. You're trying to support the team, and you can fly around on whatever. What are those things called?
A broom.
No, the no. She has,
a Nimbus 3000.
no, she has
The
the
horses
beast, the
things,
hippogriffs,
yeah.
the griffin things. What are those?
The ghost
Hagrid.
ones.
What are those called? You should know the answer.
pull the carriages?
The Thresholds, the like dead things.
Yeah. I don't know 100%.
Is that what they're
but I
called?
think so.
Thestrals?
You could be right. I don't know. I can't call you bullshit on this one. I have no idea.
I can't call bullshit on myself. I don't 100% remember.
Okay,
There you
well,
go.
I'm gonna give her one of those so that she doesn't just instantly get taken out.
I get a pet. 10 out of 10. I approve.
You get a pet. You get a pet because on the other team, I'm like the counter to that. I'm gonna be Gandalf. And
See, this was the exact debate that we had before.
it's different because there's other variables. Okay, Wolverine wasn't in that battle. Okay, everything has changed. Gandalf, I'm gonna give myself the eagle as well because like otherwise I think
Eagles.
he's pretty vulnerable. I mean, he can do like shields and stuff, but
It's true.
I feel like I would have taken the Balrog instead.
really. I think that's a little OP though.
Yeah, well, that's why I'd take it.
Right. I see. I don't know if that would. But the character's supposed to represent you in some way. I don't know if Gandalf really represents me that well, but I love Lord of the Rings, I guess. But I don't know if I.
But a Balrog does.
I don't know. do I remind you of Balrog? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. Anytime Dylan's comes in the door, you just hear
Yeah.
like just big noises.
Just
yeah.
killing wizards with a
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
whip. Yeah. And just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Also on my team is Briggs and Kirkland. Obviously, for Kirkland, I gave him Corvo from Dishonored.
let's go.
So-
I like that pick.
But to balance him out, I'm taking away the freezing time because that's kind of
Okay.
like how Ezio I take away the mind
Does he have
control.
a slow time?
Sure, we'll go with a slow
Okay.
time. But
That's-
I think
that's still
freezing
good.
time is a little
Little too
busted.
strong,
Yeah. But there's your stealthy
I like that
character of
pick,
the
yeah.
team. And then for Briggs, this is the one I went back and forth. Originally, I was thinking I was gonna make him Donkey Kong. He's gonna be the tank. But then I put you put Donkey Kong against Wolverine, and he just gets fucking destroyed. Like he does not stand a chance. So I don't think that's totally fair. So this is the one pick that like you guys don't know who this character is. But it's from a game that me and Briggs played a lot of. Heroes of New Earth. I'm gonna give him Lord Selforus, who's pretty much just like this big armored dude with a sword. The cool thing with Selforus is his like main ability is that he can kind of like leech the healing ability of other characters. So I think him and Wolverine would have like a fun thing where he can kind of negate that power from Wolverine a bit. He can like mitigate it somewhat as long as he's close to him. So I think it'd be a fun battle. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Nice.
I like that.
I think it'd be a
I like the
good-
structure of
Yeah.
your battle too.
Yeah,
When-
I think it'd be a nice even battle because I think Corvo and Ezio are like very similar in their skill sets, so it'd be kind of even there. And then the tanks kind of balance each other out, and then me and Jessica are kind of just like trying not to die. I think just kind of
When you played this out in your head, what side won when you played it in your head? Take yourself out of it.
Are we
that
talking
you-
like Deadliest Warrior style? Like we're gonna simulate this like 1,000 times over?
Yeah.
50-50.
There's no one dominant side.
No, each team is completely even. I
of
made
the
the perfect
1,000
battle. I made the
simulations.
perfect battle.
See, I'll pick up then because my team's similar as far as who's on the same team, but I know a clear winner 100% every time. So
Whoa.
the teams
Biasy.
are myself, Jessica, and Taylor. I'll reveal
Same
who we
team.
were after, but yeah, same team. Briggs, Kirkland, Dylan. Briggs gets Elsa because he loves Frozen.
Okay.
So I thought, super powered person. I know there's probably some like anime person he'd enjoy, but I don't know half their names. I probably can't pronounce them. Dylan, I gave you Star Fox because
Let's go.
you dress
Star
up-
Fox is busted.
multiple Halloween costumes,
Those metal
and you're
legs.
always doing the noises and whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got that down. And I gave Kirkland Spider-Man. It's the obvious
Let's
go-to, so.
Nice.
And then, so with Jessica, I gave you Pikachu. I don't think you even are the biggest Pikachu fan, but I've had to see a movie because of you and Taylor, so I thought it was warranted. And then Taylor, I gave you the Leprechaun from the Leprechaun Horror Series.
Thank you. I'll take it.
I don't know about Pikachu. He's pretty strong, but Leprechaun might be weak because I gave myself Batman, and because I got Batman, he wins every time. He's going to look at the plants, he's going to prepare, and we're golden 100% every time.
Nah, Star Fox could take out.
Oh, no.
Batman.
He's going to
Easy.
snap that boy's neck. I'll take the Snack Cider Batman, and he'll just kill everybody.
You throw Leprechaun in that mix? I'm sorry, Star Fox.
Yeah, I'm done.
So that was my
But we have a
roster.
Spider-Man too.
I like that.
Yeah, right. You think Batman can take out Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
Probably, actually,
Yeah,
but not
probably.
every time.
It
Not
depends
every
what
time.
multiverse.
Yeah, it depends which
So,
one.
if there's
if
a
it's
thousand-
Toby,
Yeah.
Batman's screwed.
Deadliest Warrior style, 1,000 simulations. What
I
do you think
would
the
take
ratio is? Because I don't think
100%.
No,
Batman
I don't
every
think
time.
even though I'm on your
100%.
team, I don't think it's 100%.
The Leprechaun, he has magic. He has a pot of gold. Peter's gonna want that gold, pay off some debt.
Gotta pay the rent.
Star Fox, I feel like he has lots of hair. So second he hits it by
yeah, but
a
he also
lightning
has
bolt.
like galactic ships and lots of lasers.
I got the Batmobile, the Bat boat, the Bat shark repellent. I'm sure I got
Yeah.
a Bat Fox repellent as well.
I doubt it.
And then who else is in there? Elsa. I don't know.
I don't know
She's-
what she does,
She's a
really.
wild card because her movie sucks, but maybe she's scared of the Leprechaun quite a bit. But she's dealt with little people before, right? There's trolls
And
in Frozen.
did you pick Pikachu for Jessica?
I did pick
Okay.
Pikachu. Yeah. So those are that's my battle, Greg.
I'd
That's
like to
what I'm
see
thinking.
Spider-Man versus Pikachu. That'd be a fun matchup, I think.
Mhm.
The next match, we got to petition it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it from there. My list. I'm actually changing up the teams this time around, so breaking the chain that we've already had. My first pick on Team 1 or Team Red, we'll go with
Team Red.
Taylor.
Red team.
Ghost Rider.
Nice.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The leather.
his-
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's chains, just everything about him.
The bike.
Yeah. Number 2 on Team Red is Dylan on
Oh.
Songbird.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Marvel style. I like it.
And then number 3, Jessica, another Pokemon. I went with a Magikarp.
I am okay with it.
Specifically a level 100 Magikarp, just to
Nice.
make it like really strong.
Okay.
Do I have any other attacks besides Splash?
I feel like that's up for you to decide.
Maybe tackle.
I feel like it's your creation.
I mean, I can only see her using like Splash.
So
or
I get
it.
Splash. That's it.
Do you think you're
Okay.
gonna turn into Gyarados though?
Level 100, you cannot level up, so you cannot evolve. So I am legit stuck as a Magikarp that just knows
Yikes.
Splash.
Yikes.
So I'm useless. You guys better carry.
I'll try my best.
All right, on the winning team, Team Blue, I have the captain, Batman, Val Kilmer.
Oh, the Val
Now,
Kilmer version.
Val Kilmer version.
Oh, well, we're
specifically.
fucked. Val Kilmer, he has bat nipples.
Bad nipples? What? What's the story there? Quickly.
The director put them on the suit because he said it reminded them of Roman gods, of him Roman
Oh.
gods. But the fans
That's
didn't
kind of like
like.
Captain Falcon. He just has like these big
yeah,
golden nipples.
he didn't like. The fans didn't accept that.
Number 2, I have Tyler Briggs as Darth Vader.
Oh.
I chose him as kind of a bad guy because I feel like, at least in the Gauntlet,
Yeah.
he just kind of is portrayed as like an evil guy
Sure,
in my
sure.
eyes. Maybe just because he's
He's on top.
on top, and
He's also got the raspy voice. So
that is true. Yeah, and yeah,
Shut up. Sorry, shots
and
fired.
then yours truly, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I just had to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my team.
That's good. Who?
I
Once
had
again, simulation. Who do you think wins out of 1,000 fights?
blue team. I think
Blue team
majority.
But well, isn't that Batman and Spider-Man?
Batman and Spider-Man and Darth Vader.
And
That's
Darth
a
Vader.
fucking
It's very
busted
very
team. Yeah,
unbalanced.
that's very strong.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we lose. Sorry, Taylor, we're dead.
I wasn't tasked with making it balanced.
No,
though.
that was
wasn't
not
in
part of the question.
Mhm.
It just
Yeah.
had to be an epic battle.
And then I wasn't sure if I was supposed to include myself, so I actually threw Kyle in there to
Yeah.
replace me
Oh,
if I
no.
had to.
Who's
And I
listening,
cast
Kyle?
him as Genie from Aladdin.
Which
I don't know
team-
why.
Okay, so he would replace. Yeah, I'm blue
Taylor,
team. Yeah,
can I
yeah.
give you a mission to Photoshop that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll ask Kyle. Send us a picture of you just with arms crossed, and I won't
do you,
tell why.
Do you want him to be blue skinned or
100%
Okay.
he has to be blue
Yeah,
skin.
He has to be quite blue.
Yeah,
Maybe even a bit purple.
that's great. All right, Taylor, Jessica, floor is yours.
I'm going to go last for everything, so I have time to actually prepare for a question.
Boom.
Okay.
Let's go.
Just pop my list here. So my teams are. Okay, so I got for Team A, Kirkland, Travis, and me
Okay.
versus Dylan, Tyler, and Jessica.
Uh-huh.
So I got Kirkland as the one and only Goku.
Goku.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's busted. That's busted.
I got Travis as Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Oh, I would love to. I had thought about like Ready Player One style. If I could avatar someone, it's
Oh, yeah.
definitely that. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's some weird stuff might go down, but that's what's gonna happen.
I put Ezio for myself. So you already got
When you
the.
said Ezio, you point at Dylan. So it's like,
Dylan
why you
already
give Dylan
explained it,
Ezio?
so-
No, oh, okay. I thought, Dylan, I give you Ezio.
Does he get the ability to
Of
mind
course.
control people?
No.
Oh.
I think
It's
too broken-
we got
too broken.
Goku already, so I'm taking the
Yeah,
mind
you don't need
control out.
mind control.
What am I supposed to do? Even if you had the mind control, I just got a whip, and I'm just like,
You're supposed to, I don't know, use your charisma
use
to
my sex
sway.
appeal and lick
So we'll see what
everybody.
characters we are, and if we'll fall for it.
Yeah.
So-
Who am I?
Dylan is Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Never seen the movie, but I'll take your word for it that it's a good fit. I like Michael Cera, so
Jessica, I got Bellatrix Lestrange.
I'll take it.
And for Tyler, I got Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan.
okay.
Yeah.
is it a man?
Yeah, he's a man.
Like,
He can
A
can
man.
actually
A
turn
man
into a
man.
Titan.
I can
and he
maybe
like
persuade
oh,
that
shit.
person.
That sounds busted.
Yeah. Well, no, he's like the equivalent to Goku, I'd say. And then
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, at this point.
Yeah,
and
I
then I mean, I don't know who the
Is
equivalent to Scott
what,
Pilgrim
what
is.
does he do?
Oh, he's got superpowers. His mission is to if he wants to date this girl,
What kind of superpowers?
he's gotta
I know the
defeat
gist
all
of
the
the movie.
boyfriends
It's
of the
super
That's
edgy.
not what he asked you. That's not what he
It's
asked you.
just like some edgy superhero movie. What is it? What are his powers exactly?
I don't really know his actual powers. Just he's got a whole variety of
Don't
powers.
look at me. I'm not a fan of the movie. I like it enough, but
I just the movie reminded me of you for some
Oh.
reason, so I thought, you know
Okay.
what, like I feel like maybe you just have a Michael Cera kind of like little bit
I'm
of
a big
tone to
Michael
you.
Cera fan. Yeah, because I'm super awkward. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Thanks, Ted. You offended
No.
me 4 times. In the
No,
last
no, no. If anything, I feel like it's you're like super confident, like not like this is the end, Michael Cera, but like you don't give a fuck.
minute. Just doing lines of coke in the bathroom.
hey guys, you want to make another
Killed by an
Superman?
earthquake. Hey Rihanna.
Great movie.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so who won your...
Oh yeah.
Probably the team with Goku.
Running the numbers, I definitely think Goku. I mean, you're gonna have to carry us. I mean, I mean,
got
we
a
got
strong back.
Catwoman, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how much the sex appeal works. Well, maybe on Scott Pilgrim it
That's
works.
about it.
It would work on
That's
Scott
about
Pilgrim,
it. I don't know
for
this
sure.
Titan fellow, but maybe.
This Titan fellow. It's a funny way to say it. What do you got, Jessica? The dream battle.
So on the fly, I pretty much just put 3 names in a row, and then 3 names in a row. So my teams had no idea what they were going to be,
Nice.
and it was kind
True
of whatever
random.
I associated with the person first.
Oh, okay.
So we have Taylor as Bumblebee,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
Okay, I like it.
Travis, who's going to hate me for this, but I put him as Jar Jar Binks.
Whoa. I'll take
That's what
that.
you associate with.
That's
him the
fine.
most.
I thought she was gonna say Jared Leto Joker. I would take Jar Jar Binks any day over that, so I'm fine with that. When I heard it, Jay, I was like, "Oh no!"
Well, I looked over and I saw good old Darth here looking at me, and I was like, you know what?
So you
Jar
gave him Jar
Jar.
Jar. Yeah.
That's an epic battle, all right.
Just to spite him. Yeah.
And then
He did save the rebellion at one point, Republic, right? So he's won a couple battles.
True.
So
Yeah, you're carrying.
He's
I
a
got
W.
it. Yeah,
He's got a W
yeah.
on
I'm
the
the goat
record.
on this team.
And then I have Tyler. I don't know what she's called, but as he calls her, Best Magic Girl.
Oh.
His phone background, and every time it's
Just
Best
some
Magic
anime
Girl.
waifu
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, his waifu or whatever it is.
Waifu.
Okay, and then on the
Bathwater.
other side, Kirkland, I put you as a Titan. So,
Oh. Surprised that's making 2 appearances.
Which Titan specifically? Like one of the creepy
Like-
little ones, or like an actual good one?
I was thinking the main Titan.
Okay.
But if you want to be one of the
Creepy
little
little
ones, I'm okay with
Like
it.
Colossal Titan?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And then Dylan, I had you as Bender. Just
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Got the shirt on.
you
You can bend a lot of things.
I was in a
so-
battle, against Bumblebee. You bended him.
Yeah, I would win
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Fucked.
Yeah. You can
And,
bend like massive things, so I'm down.
and I went with a wizard, but because the first thing that I thought of was Newt Scamander, I put Newt Scamander. So
Nice.
unfortunately, Luna is definitely a better wizard than Newt Scamander.
Jar Jar's coming after Newt, 100%.
It's probably an even fight.
Yeah,
got a
I'll
lot of
see who's
beasts.
more awkward.
Hmm.
And
And Newt will win.
So who wins? I know you didn't try to balance it. but
I
who
did
wins?
not balance it in any way, and I think it's basically going to be Bumblebee versus a Titan over and over again, and that's
Mm.
probably going to give it to the Titan, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Damn it! I did not have a good win record overall.
Pretty much any team I'm on, though, I'm just like hoping to be carried.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fun.
Boom. Thank you very much for the question, Craig. We're moving on to your cohort now. Nathan, I think your last name is Oberson, but I'll find out
Wobbly,
eventually.
he's Wobbly Boots on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So follow him there. Top 5 superheroes, Marvel or DC. He said if you couldn't figure out one or another, you could do lists of them both, or you can just do the 5. I did both just because for fun.
Because you can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. I don't have
Mm.
like 5 DC characters that I like, so I just went with Marvel characters, and not really in any particular order. I guess I'm
Mhm.
answering this question first. I'm gonna go with. I'm currently answering a question, Taylor. Trying to sabotage me with a Timbit.
Son of a
Jeez
bitch.
Louise.
We're not even 20 minutes in, and you're already, up to your shenanigans.
Up
Not
to
you,
your
Dylan.
yeah.
Oh,
Right on the
That was
MacBook
planned by
Pro.
Taylor.
And then you brush the crumbs onto my leg. Come on, guys.
That wasn't the plan.
Jeez Louise.
plan was the floor.
Here's my top 5 list in no particular order. Number 1, Doctor Strange. I love this guy. He's got the mystic powers. He can't go that way. He looks cool. He's got that cape. He's just super cool. I like everything about him. And as he's a traveler of Nepal, I've been to Nepal now, so I just have a lot of love for that character and his
Things
journey.
in common as well.
you said no particular order, but that definitely sounded like a number one
That's
love.
number 1. He said it.
Yeah,
Favorite
there you
superhero
go.
all time.
Yeah.
Everyone else sucks.
I was thinking
1
of
out of
making
10. 1 out of 10 for the
I
rest
was
of
thinking of
characters.
making myself Doctor Strange in the previous question, but he's just so OP that it wouldn't really be fair. Like, because you can't just take away something to make Doctor Strange balanced, because you'd have to take away everything he does, because he's just so strong.
His brain.
Yeah, a brain dead Doctor Strange.
You
The
could take
cape
a-
would have to do everything.
You could take away the cape.
But then he could still reverse time and go to other dimensions, right? And like
Just
stay
don't
in the
give him the
future.
time stone.
Yeah,
But
the
if-
time stone
if
is
he
another
gets
one.
the time stone, then Ezio gets his apple eaten. They're pretty equivalent.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. Like, it was just there was too many asterisks on it that I decided not to.
Yeah.
fair.
Number 2 is Daredevil. I've always thought Daredevil was a cool character, but especially after watching
The Ben Affleck Daredevil.
the Ben
2000.
Affleck Daredevil recently. No.
Great
After
adaptation.
watching the 3 seasons on Netflix, just an amazing show. Really goes like deep dives on that character. He's such an interesting character. I love his look. He's just awesome.
Do you like it enough to watch it on normal speed?
Yes,
Wow.
I actually watched it on slow speed so I get more of it,
dedication.
and like on 2 screens at the same time, just so
Wow.
I can have all of it.
Different seasons.
Sometimes I watch the show with like my screen off to really get into the Daredevil mindset where I can't see anything. I just have to hear. So
Do you,
that's
do
how
you,
into
do you
the
actually have
character
like
I'm-
multiple screens and you know when you start singing and everyone starts 2 seconds behind each other, so you get kind of like the echo?
Yeah, that way if I ever miss anything, I can just look at like screen number 4, and then it's like nice. That's 10 seconds behind.
There you go.
Wait for our next retrospective, just choir editions of these shows and movies.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Number 3 is gonna be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a classic. He's a household name. And just going through that TV show, watching the movies, he's just such a fun character. He's so unique. The PS4 game recently, he's just such a fun character. I'm a big fan of his. Number 4 is going to be Scarlet Witch. I don't know a ton about her backstory, and I really hope the MCU dives into like the Magneto being her father thing, or maybe more like not shitty Quicksilver stuff. Because I think that'd be really interesting to see like more of the backstory of the character. But I just like her powers and her look and whatnot. And I forget who I put as number 5, so I'm gonna quickly check my
I'm
notes.
gonna just shout out. Is there a specific like people that you put in each of these, or just the character overall?
Just the character.
It's not like Tom Holland Spider-Man is.
I mean, really, when it comes down to it for Scarlet Witch, I really only know of the MCU edition. So I think
You
for
could,
that one, I
you
guess
could
I would.
exclude people if you want.
I like them all except for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would say those are probably my top 4.
Shout out Toby.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Toby. Big time.
Yeah, Toby gets his. There's Spider-Man,
The
then there's
pizza delivery.
Toby Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's actually my number 5. now.
Yeah, Mr. Dickovich is number 5.
I those are kind of my top 4, I'd say, and then in the number 5 slot, I'm gonna put Wolverine. I've grown to love that character just from mostly Hugh Jackman just popping off.
Yeah.
But he is just a badass character. Like the voice that he has in like animated stuff and in video games, like it's just
So
such
good.
an iconic voice. He's such a cool character with a really intense story.
And he's Canadian.
And he's Canadian.
Mhm.
There you go. Wolverine, the character, he's Canadian.
I'm surprised. I thought Deadpool might be pumped in. So that's what
no, I wouldn't put him in a top
Boom.
5. He could be a top 10 contender
Yeah.
perhaps, but I really like Deadpool. But I think no, not
Small
there yet.
doses.
I think maybe in a few years when I've seen more of him. But really, the first time I saw him was in that movie.
Yeah.
His first movie, which came out like 3 years ago. So he's still a new character for me.
Yeah.
So whereas a lot of these guys I've actually known like for quite a while before MCU and whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, that's my list. I'm sticking to it.
I can take it from
I'm
there.
not going to comment on any DC characters.
Wow. My list has one DC character.
Ooh,
It had 2, but I had to bump them down.
One got the boot.
I'll just quickly shout them out then. My honorable mention was Wonder Woman. Almost
Mm.
made the list, but the reason why she's not on the list, whoa, little
On the
tongue
layer.
twister there.
On
That
the
was
layer.
interesting.
Get on there.
No, I had to add Wolverine actually to my 5 spot, specifically because of our X-Men retro. It just
Right.
made me like really realize how much I love that character.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if I would have felt that same way if it wasn't Hugh Jackman that took that role, but nevertheless, we're here, and Wolverine's on my number 5.
And cheap plug, anytime someone says, "Oh, when we did this," it's all on the channel. So go
That's
back
right.
and watch it. Spider-Man Retro, X-Men Retro, it's all there. Dark Phoenix review.
So your list is ordered then?
It wasn't
Somewhat.
supposed to be, but I can order it for the fans. That's why I'm here.
You heard that?
I'm sorry, Nathan.
You heard that? Wolverine's his favorite character
No,
over
this is number
Spider-Man.
5. This is number 5.
Oh.
Start at the bottom, and then we're gonna be there.
Oh.
Number 4, I have. I'll do Batman. This character, I feel like this is one of the first superheroes that I really liked, other than like Spider-Man.
Spoiler for the rest of your list.
Definitely like I don't know, just like the old like 80s style Batman movies. For some reason, I just love those. I had them all on VHS, and I just love to watch those. And then you get to the Christopher Nolan Batmans, and that's just a whole new can of worms. So definitely one of my favorite
No
superheroes.
longer on VHS.
No longer. I still have a couple on VHS.
You have
I
the
know a guy.
Nolan trilogy on VHS?
Yeah, I don't think those.
Oh
came
no,
out-
not Nolan, dude.
Damn.
I wish. Next one from there is Iron Man, the legend Tony Stark.
Mhm. Good
Just
pick.
following his whole journey throughout the MCU. Then I got my boy Venom, my favorite villain
Venom
in
boys.
the superhero. Just
Yeah.
So you're throwing him in the
Anyway.
anti-hero because I specifically didn't include any villains because he said superheroes, right? So you can cheat and say he's anti-hero, but I'm just
He's saved the day once or twice.
yeah.
yes,
He's part of the
I'm gonna
Alliance.
keep him on there.
He
I'm gonna
is.
keep him on there. I love him enough that he's a superhero. In my
Great
eyes.
solo
Aw.
movie.
That's right.
Song made by Eminem.
Number 1, Spider-Man. It's pretty
Oh.
obvious. Just
Friendly
yeah,
neighborhood Casper.
absolutely love this guy. I strive to be like him. He makes me a better man.
Wow. Talking about the Toby one, right?
You're modeling your
Yeah.
haircut after him, right?
It's
That's
pizza
right.
time.
Yeah.
Toby's. I
Toby's.
gotta dye it black.
Specifically
You
Toby.
would throw it down.
Now
like
dig
that.
on this.
Now dig on this. I'll go next because Jessica's going last, and it's always good to save Taylor because you just never honestly know. I got enough for all of them because I've been reading comics since about 5, thanks to my dad, and
Cheap flex.
What? Yeah, exactly. That's all I got. Let's start with DC. So 5 and up, I got them ranked. Got Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. I like a lot of the Green Lanterns, but just fun space adventure. I'm waiting for a great movie to happen one day because Ryan Reynolds sucks. But I've read a lot of his comics, and I'm a big fan of his. And just visually done lots of great stuff. Number 4, The Flash. Just very witty. He's the one I still watch as far as the DC shows. I think as far as DC, I always read Batman, but he's the next I'm still reading currently. Green Lantern, I've kind of fallen off, but I'm a big fan of Barry Allen. I like that. He has fun powers. He's quirky. He's a relatable guy. He's usually younger. He has fun villains. One of my favorite storylines is Flashpoint. It's such a good one. And the next 3 are all Batman. Robin at number 3. I'm just a big fan of Dick Grayson as a character. When you break down like this 10-year-old boy who gets adopted by this kind of like good guy psychopath who just goes out in the middle of nights and beats people to a pulp, and you get to see because he gets adopted by that person, he becomes the exact opposite, where Batman's kind of known as like a dickhead asshole, where he decides like, I'm not going to be like Bruce, and they have like a father-son relationship, but they also very dislike each other at times, but it's just like really, really in depth, and I hope we get in a movie one day because they've never really done it right. We have those old Batman ones, but those aren't anywhere near that. Catwoman, for many reasons. One, just for a lust reason, but no. The main reason is just she is in so many Batman stories, and she's my favorite female character of all time. She is an anti-hero, so she's kind of like my Venom, where she's always Robin stuff, and she's that one person that Batman just can't put away because she always means well, but then she doesn't at the same time. She'll twist and turn people to get her way. She's just a great character. She's a character anytime she's introduced a character into a story, you don't know what's going to happen. She's an unpredictable person. Like last year, she left Batman on the altar. It was heartbreaking. They're finally getting married. I was pumping. God damn. And then number 1, Batman. I don't got to say much because I talk about it all the time, but that's my boy. You know, that was my first word. You can ask my parents. My very first word was Batman. I love that character. I'll be liking that character till the day I die, through the good and the bad. Marvel, I got a 4-way tie for 5th spot, so it super sucks, so I'm just going to say them quickly. Got Moon Knight on there, Jean Grey, Laura, X-23, and then Iron Man. I couldn't decide. I like them kind of all equally for different reasons. 4, Spidey. I've talked the same thing a lot about Spidey. Mm-hmm. Love him. Just great classic character. Captain America. I'll pull the hipster card if I loved Cap before it was cool. Kind of like Iron Man. Cap was like a C. He was the B list, but for a while he was not. People didn't know who he was. People loved the MCU version, but I loved I think it was just the look. I know I'm Canadian, but just a man in that flag, and it looks so good in the shield. All these things that shouldn't work and look cheesy do, but he's just my only character I have in the list that is like a nice guy do-gooder that I like. Those aren't really my heroes, but for some reason Cap just always hits me. Daredevil at number 2. Love nice. Matt Murdock. Yeah, I just big fan of him. I love what his struggles are as far as dealing with sin, as far as dealing being a lawyer, with his religion, and then you got a lecturer in there. You got a pretty good rogues gallery, and it's dealing with you can see Batman, Daredevil. I kind of like the more gritty crime sort of deals. And then number 1, Wolverine. I've talked about him a lot. Just as Taylor would say, just a pure badass. But I think people always misread him wrong. I think people think he's just a hardcore killer. He's a tortured soul, and that's what I like about him. So that's my list.
Boom. That's a good list. Well done.
Okay.
Mr. Field. I wonder if Ghost Rider's on your list, considering that your background I just saw features Ghost Rider in the Avengers outfit from Endgame. I don't remember seeing him in there, but
so my number 5 is the one and only Kick-Ass.
Okay.
Yeah, really,
Nice.
really like Kick-Ass. I think he's hilarious, fantastic.
shoutouts to the one time you dressed up as Kick-Ass for the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we all said we were going to dress up, and no one did but you.
Yeah, I was like ghosted hard. That's what that means, right?
I don't think I ever agreed to that. So, and ghosted, no.
I
that
definitely didn't agree to that.
ghosted means we were ignoring you. Like flat out wouldn't respond to you. I don't think we agreed to it. Yeah.
I thought
that's
it was
just lying.
I
If
thought
we
it was
agreed
said-
to dress
I think
up,
maybe we misled you.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought everyone was like, yeah, we'll dress up for like the Halloween or around that time. I'm like, yeah.
no, but ghosting would have said, "Do you want to dress up?" And none of us responded.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
It's like the word hubris. I still don't know if you know what it means, but you use it constantly.
Yeah, I know what it means.
Okay. We'll find out in the
You know, or
cast,
like you're introducing everyone, and then you just skip to continuing
Yeah.
onto the cast when
For
there's still one
example.
person left.
Ghosted. I ghosted Jessica earlier with my
Go,
hubris.
gotcha. With
Yeah.
your hubris,
Yeah.
yes.
So kick ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass. And number 4, Rocket Raccoon.
Okay.
Really, really like Rocket Raccoon. I think he's awesome. Love him in the movies. Number 3, Spider-Man. I'm going to go specifically Tobey Spider-Man.
Okay.
You
like
love that, Tobey.
I love all the Spider-Mans a lot. They're great, but I've been trying to watch a lot more of the Toby stuff, and I'm watching a lot of like re-edits on YouTube lately, and it's really
Re-edits
good.
of what? Like to make Spider-Man 3 better or stuff like
No,
that?
just people have like redone Toby's scenes and changed his lines around with other lines of the movies, and then added Dickovich in there too. It's just absolutely amazing.
It's always
I
about that
found like
Dickovich
a
with
49-minute YouTube video of it. It's great.
Jeez.
Number 2 is Iron Man. I think he is just one of the first superheroes that I remember really watching on the screen and just kind of really taking into and enjoying, and just his movie compared to other superhero movies just felt so real.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, if I had $1 trillion, I could do this. I know I couldn't because I'm not as smart, but it's
You're
just
a pretty smart guy, Taylor.
But Iron Man's smart. That's a whole nother level of smart.
He's pretty smart. Yeah.
But it was just super cool. And then number 1 obviously is Ghost Rider. It's just
Hell yeah.
I remember
It's number 1.
one of my favorite like just superhero scenes like of all time is just when he's in the jail cell. I love it when superheroes do their reveal. I love it when like people don't believe in like there's no Ghost Rider, no guy turning into a skull or whatever. But when he's in the jail cell and he turns and he grabs the guy and says "nice jacket" and just walks out, and the cop doesn't know how to handle or process what he's seeing. I love reveals like that. It's just so good. It'll go down in history as one of my favorites.
We reviewed both Ghost Riders. Check them out.
Yeah. One of them was like one of our biggest episodes for a while.
Mm-hmm. Jessica, the floor is yours. Where's Ghost Rider on your list?
It's not.
Oh, damn.
So just to set the stage for those that don't know, have not read comic books, do not know backstories of anyone. I know what's been in a movie that I
Perfect.
have specifically watched.
Majority of people do, to be honest.
So I'll throw out first Nightcrawler. I actually really love Nightcrawler. I think he
Good pick.
is super cool. Anytime I've seen him depicted in a movie too, I just think he's super fun to watch.
Kirkland, you do the accent?
Too much build up. There's too much tension.
Do it later. Do it later when there's no tension.
That's right. I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Next, I have Quicksilver, specifically the one where he like saves everyone from the burning building.
The X-Men ones, not the Marvel
Dreams.
ones. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm made
Yeah.
of these.
Then I got Superman, but specifically
Wow.
Smallville.
Oh,
Okay, fair enough.
Hey.
Tom Welling.
Okay.
Thought he was super prime.
Yeah.
Super Prime.
Then I got Batman.
Oh.
No specific one for this, but it's just as a kid, it was always that idea of like, if I had enough money, like this is totally possible. I could have a giant mansion and have a sweet car, fight crime and shit. But
Adopt
he's
orphans.
still
Yeah.
falls second. No, I'm not adopting anyone. Still falls second though to Iron Man because Iron Man number 1. You know,
Nice.
I love him 3000.
Wow.
Whoa,
Dropped the
spoiler.
lovely
Back
3000.
in black.
Yeah.
Okay, now go. Now do it. Go.
The Incredible Nightcrawler.
Very good.
Here's the second question from Nathan. Rank all the Star Wars movie from least favorite to favorite. So
And this is including all spin-offs. Like,
all spin-offs and
that's-
prequels.
that's
It's
a lot of
9
movies.
movies,
Oh,
10
shit.
movies. How many
Yeah.
is it?
So like those Rogue One movies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll go
I
first.
thought there was
'cause
10 movies.
I think I was prepared.
I thought I had a list of 10.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh.
7, 8, 9. No, there's only 9.
Let me.
8 main movies.
let me
then
check my
Solo and
list.
Rogue One.
There's what?
Oh, you're doing your shit again.
What?
This fucking guy
There's
over
Rogue
here.
One. Rogue One and what?
You're skipping Solo, but there's
what's
3 trilogies, 2 of the current trilogy, Rogue One and Solo. Right, that's 10. I don't know if you guys are fully
No,
memeing.
He's trying to meme hard.
He's trying to say that Solo doesn't exist.
I didn't look at his eyes,
I don't
so I kind
know.
of zoned
Good
out.
choice.
I'll go first. Attack of the Clones at the least. This was tough. I went back and forth between that and Phantom Menace. The reason Phantom Menace is next, Taylor will probably give me. Well, actually, no, your prequel's gonna be so much high. That Liam Neeson Qui-Gon Jinn. That's why I got the bump, even though Jar Jar's in
Yeah.
there. You also got Hayden Christensen, Clone Wars, so
And
kind of
Shmi.
equals each other's out. Yeah, Shmi, great character. Probably our first meme, to be honest. And then after that,
True.
Revenge of the Sith. Sorry, Taylor, I got all the prequels.
Oh.
The bottom 3. They're bad movies. Rogue One's after Revenge of the Sith. And then Taylor must have hacked my computer. It says Solo. I don't know what that is, but that's after Rogue One. Just because if I did
Wow,
see a movie,
that's high up there.
not really. Well,
That's pretty
the only
high.
reason it would be above Rogue One if this movie did exist is because I really like Donald Glover and I thought he did a good job, more entertaining. Where Rogue One, pretty boring story because those characters kind of all they don't. I won't say they suck, but they're just very underwhelming. Especially Star Wars is known for Luke, Leia, Han, Vader. Like they're the Emperor. They're known for very fantastical characters and like Lando, Chewie, C-3PO, R2-D2. Rogue One, I got nothing about that. There's the fucking robot. There's Jyn Erso. There's Mads Mikkelsen, who they have 2 scenes and kill him off. Like, what are you doing? So Rogue One. So Last Jedi is kind of, I guess, just in the middle there. Return of the Jedi, because you know those little teddy bears bring it down a little bit, and it's just another Death Star. I'll get more in depth because I'm gonna do an episode, me and Taylor, for when we get closer Cantina. My second favorite or third favorite, Force Awakens. JJ, that is for me. It's not the best Star Wars, but it's the most rewatchable and gave me the best character in all of Star Wars, Kylo Ren, because he is actually developed, so that's nice. And then the last 2 are New Hope and Empire. They're just, I think, kind of flawless sci-fi movies. Take away from like, yeah, they're old and like they got old effects, but as far as like a grand adventure with some twists and reveals and magic, it's all there, baby.
It's all there. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go.
God.
Last, least favorite to most favorite, eh? That's how we're going here.
You can do it however you want, man.
I'll do
you can
it that
start in
way.
the middle and then go up and then down.
So
Or down and then up.
Yeah, exactly.
down then up.
That's what I meant to say.
My final last slot, least favorite, Phantom Menace. That being said, like I love all these movies, so it's really hard for me to justify this ranking. But yeah, Phantom Menace is last slot, followed by Attack of the Clones. And then I got A New Hope. And that's down there, you know, like I like these movies, but in terms of the Star Wars movies I think of, you know, like I like A New Hope, but whenever I start the OG trilogy, I think, okay, you know, A New Hope is definitely like story-wise, it's much slower than the rest of them, and I find it, you know, it's enjoyable, but it's just a little too slow for me. But I still really, really like the movie, and I love how it, you know, introduces us to everything.
Though, is what you're saying.
Well, I do. Like, I love all these movies. Like, I love Attack of the Clones. I got a huge wood poster of it in my place.
Huge wood.
I wasn't sure what you were gonna say there. Yeah, I got a huge Woody when I watch it.
Then after that, I got Last Jedi, and like I really, really enjoyed Last Jedi.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
But yeah, Last Jedi, really, really enjoyed it. Following that is Solo. I really, really love Solo. I think it's a great movie.
Such a hypocrite. This guy trashed Han Solo for years. Somehow how bad character he is, how boring he is.
And you know what? It just took a movie to flesh out his story a little bit more.
With a great actor.
A great actor. After that, Force Awakens. Really, really like it. I can watch it tons of times. Return of the Jedi. Great movie. Empire Strikes Back. It's like solid, and what?
It's solid.
It's solid.
Movie.
Empire Strikes Back kind of like juggles back and forth with Revenge of the Sith for me. Like Revenge of the Sith is just that movie. Whenever I'm just having a day, I just need to put on Revenge of the Sith, and I watch it, and it just. I love it because you get good and you get bad, and I just like to just
that's true.
Hang on the side of my couch because it's the it's the turning point for Anakin, and I don't know, it's just I get my clones, I get my Jedi, I get my Sith,
I get his clones.
I
get the memes.
I get the memes.
So many
memes.
The high ground.
The high ground.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff, and that's why Revenge of the Sith is just one of my favorites. And Rogue One, #1, best Star Wars movie I've ever seen. It's just absolutely fantastic. I love the characters. I think it just embodies so much of what Star Wars is all about and captures it and just displays it for the whole world to see. And it just ends on just that unexpected scene of Darth Vader killing people that I've never got to see in a movie before, and it was just fantastic.
I still have a theory that that's the actual reason why it's #1, because with you having New Hope Solo, which is also like Rogue One, like very, very slow, I think it's just that Vader scene you love so much.
I think Solo is so high because of that Darth Maul scene.
Yeah, that's true. Him in the chair igniting his lightsaber randomly.
Like, I won't lie, that was actually a big surprise and it was great, but it's definitely the fact that I love seeing, like young Lando team up and like seeing Chewbacca and seeing all the other Wookiees too. I love seeing that whole aspect and the whole kind of progression, but yeah, that's my list.
Here you go, Taylor.
I'll go next. I'll go next because my number 10 is Taylor's number 1. I'm putting Rogue One, also known as a Rogue 10. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? To me, it's a very boring movie, and even like maybe you have a good point that it's like a good mix of all the great things that make Star Wars what it is. But to me, it's just very dull when I watch it. Number 9, I'm gonna put Solo.
Oh wow, worse than all the other prequels. Whoa.
Oh yeah, the prequels are higher than one might expect. Number 8, I'm gonna put Last Jedi. There's some good stuff in there, but there's also a lot of crap. A lot of crap. Number 7, I'm putting Return of the Jedi. To me, it's the most forgettable Star Wars movie. I don't really know what happens in it, so That's why it's down there. But yet it's still above those other three, so keep that in mind. Next is going to be Attack of the Clones, then Revenge of the Sith, and then Phantom Menace. So those three are just kind of all in a row. For me, the prequels, there's a lot of slow, bad pacing, awful stuff in there, but I love the memes. Some of the characters are really fun, like Qui-Gon and Shmi and I don't know, Darth
Jar Jar.
Maul and Jar Jar. Like I like those movies. Like I get more enjoyment like out of the thought of those movies than I do like other Star Wars movies.
Do you watch them on a bad day, like Taylor? You
No.
Not a bad day, just when you're having a day.
Yeah. Just having a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
After those three, number 3 is New Hope. Empire Strikes Back at number 2, and then Force Awakens I put at number 1 because even though I don't think it's a great movie necessarily, like the more I rewatch it, I don't find a whole lot is there for me. I still think it's like I guess I like the characters the most, or to me it's the most like well made just from start to finish, like as a movie structurally, I guess. So yeah, that's my list.
I'm scared where you're gonna rank Rise of Skywalker when we.
Hey, I want a great Star Wars movie that connects with me and I love. I'm waiting for that day.
I bet it'll be number 2.
I'm not like biased, I have no bias against Star Wars, clearly. So, go ahead.
Alrighty. Starting at the bottom, my number 10 is Phantom Menace.
Oh.
And then from there, we jump to Attack the Clones.
Okay.
From there, Solo. Number 8. Number 7, Revenge of the Sith. This used to be my least favorite movie of all time, considered Star Wars at least. But, when you take account those memes, it makes it a little more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Just
Did you rearrange your list a little bit while everyone was talking there?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
okay.
I had to do some thinking. I also had to change the name of Force Awakens to because I thought it was Return of the Force.
Return of the Force. That would be a
There's a lot of returns in there.
I
so
wish you said it, and people would have been like, "What is he talking
I
about?"
hadn't seen that one.
I had to switch that one around. And then after Solo, I got Revenge of the Sith. Did I just say that?
You said that.
All right,
but
number
it's good
6,
to
Rogue
reaffirm.
One.
Oh.
Number 5,
Rogue 6.
Last Jedi. Number 4, Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Force Awakens. Number 2, New Hope. My favorite movie is Empire Strikes Back.
Nice. Good list.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot of explaining, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's all good.
All right, Jessica.
So,
Huge Star Wars fan.
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I went and, I Googled the list of all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to lie, don't really remember what happens in each one.
That's
So
fair.
that kind of made this a little difficult.
Mhm.
I know, kind of some general ideas. Like, I definitely would put Solo at the very bottom. 100%.
100%.
Followed by Rogue One.
Oh,
The spin-offs.
not a good ratio. Someone needs to do a ratio of these movies. Who ranks the highest?
You see, and then out of like the trilogies, don't really remember what happens, kind of what movie. So I'm gonna put the like OG 3 next because
As a unit.
because I don't remember kind of what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
But anytime I go to do a marathon, I always start with 1, 2, 3. So I actually know what happens in those, and then generally I kind of fade out
Yeah.
through the final 3. So, I'm gonna just kind of leave that where it is. Then I'm gonna go ahead and throw in Force Awakens. It's
Middle
okay,
of the pack, yeah.
but I remember seeing episode like 3 or 4, 5, 6 in theaters. I grew up with those ones, so I'm actually gonna throw those next. But Last Jedi, I'm gonna put as my number 1.
Oh.
When we like said Star Wars, the first thing that came into my mind was that fight scene with Kylo and Rey.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like that's what popped into my head first, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna
It's a good moment.
So good.
hold on to that. So sorry that kind of clumping everything together, but that's where my Star Wars
No, it
knowledge
works.
sits.
Works.
I like it.
I like
Good
it.
list.
Okay,
Next question.
Justin. Yeah, sorry. Justin Swimmy. I hope that's how you say your last name, right? You think so? Zimmy?
Zweimer.
Zweimer? Justin. Thank you for the
Zweimer.
question. This was honestly the toughest one for me, so I'll go first. You have the Infinity Gauntlet. What do you do with it? So
can we just clarify for me while I think about this? Is there limitations on what the gauntlet can do?
not really.
Just
no.
all the stones. Like, that's actually a thing. Do you have the stones?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
It's
Oh.
not just
It doesn't
a glove.
explicitly
If it was a glove,
say.
then photo ops.
Well, because if
Photo
I just had the
ops.
glove, I'd probably want to get rid of it. And if like it doesn't have stones, I'd probably want to find the stones.
I'd
But if I
sell
do
it.
have the stones, then I could do some stuff
I'd
with
sell it to the collector then. Get
Right.
some money for it at least.
it. The guy like down at a pawn shop.
If you just have the glove,
That's a lot of gold.
Make your own money.
What does that mean?
yeah.
But if you don't have if you just have the gloves, no stones. You can't make your own money with just a glove, no stones.
The glove does nothing.
Oh,
without
shit.
stones. It's just a glove.
Thank God you were in Avengers Endgame. You could your own money. Well,
you could melt it down. That's a lot of gold value
Yeah,
right there. You
that
could
is
probably
true.
make a few thousand. at
I've never
least.
melted gold, so I'm just gonna sell it off. You know.
Yeah, no, that's safe.
I feel like you sell it with a clause though. Like whoever ends up with this can't snap me away.
Yeah. Well, that was the tough thing. So I didn't know. I kind of took it as like a wish that you only got like one thing to do. I didn't take like a bunch of things. So like honestly, so I picked the really real world like pansy ass answer that everyone hates, but then like the fun one. The real world one is like just the obvious end world hunger, and like you can say this is the pansy part, but I kick of like make something that's like sustainable that's not meat. I'm a big into that. Save the animals, and I want a pig as a pet. I want them all as a pet. I want monkeys. So if we can, like that's what honestly stopped me from eating meat is not even for health reasons, not just because like I love animals and you see those billboards, they get to me. So that's the real world one. The fake one is, and I know it sounds lame, but I'm just thinking my real world problems. I've always wanted, and same with the genie, I've always wanted the power to be able to eat anything and not gain the fat, like the bad fat. So
So
like
you can snap your fat away.
yeah, so like the same way as like if I work out and were to eat like a bunch of protein, I could work out, but then ice cream would be the same amount as that whey protein or almonds. Like I've always wanted that. Never like because my metabolism sucks. If I eat one thing, my abs are gone like the next day, and I gotta run on the treadmill for an hour. So it sucks. So that's why I would take that. I would not gonna take like get the body. That's what I do. Eat anything I want, and maybe for an asterisk, I put never throw up again too, because throwing up is the worst. I won't say the worst thing because I've never been murdered or anything like that. But like a daily first world problem, throwing up is the worst thing in the world, and I'm a real bitch when it comes to that. So that's my one. I don't want superpowers. I just want to eat anything.
So if that were to happen,
Yeah.
so you can eat anything, what's the first thing that you would go and eat that would no longer affect you?
I think it is just ice cream, because ice cream I never get full of.
Not
and
a
I can just
slushie?
eat a whole ice cream or slushies. I can eventually. I think it's so much sugar can get to me. I think ice cream there's a nice balance of like sugar, dairy, flour. I don't know if it's in there, but it's a nice balance. The other two would be popcorn and potato chips. I never get full on any of those. Popcorn, I keep going and going. Potato chips, but that's why I put in the vomit asterisk, because in case I finally meet my match,
Right.
it won't happen. It just let's say I'm starting to feel bad and this glove is giving me a button. I press the button. Oh, I feel good, and let's keep going. So
Down.
food based. I love food. So
I
that's
respect that.
that's my gauntlet
I like
wish.
it.
I respect it a lot. Are you
I'll take it away. The first one that crossed my mind was definitely like the real world aspect to it. I feel like I would have had to do too much thinking on like specifically what I'd want. So I just, fuck that. I'm going to do a fun one.
Yeah.
So,
you feel bad because you're like, I have this gauntlet.
a lot of responsibility.
I'm not snapping half the people. At least,
Definitely not. No, this is what I would do if I had the Infinity Gauntlet. I would snap and I would make Disney-owned Nintendo and DC so that I could get...
DC?
Oh, yeah. Nintendo and
Wow.
DC. I want to see some crazy crossovers, and let's put Kevin Feige in charge.
Are you
Let's
like
get going.
going to snap yourself into a position at Disney as well, so you can be in the boardroom meetings? and
Definitely an advisor.
stuff? Yeah.
I wouldn't say you have to
Financial.
listen to me. I know these guys more
Just
than know
waiting
me.
to snap if Feige doesn't do what you say.
Or at least just free tickets for the rest of your life, or like
That's true.
exclusives.
I feel like if you have the gauntlet, you don't really need to worry about money
No,
at all.
Make money, right, Taylor?
Yeah, make money.
but like, do I have my one snap though, and then it's just
I think in this one, I think we
Yeah.
just do one snap
That's
and
what
then the
I figure.
gauntlet moves on to someone else.
Yeah.
Because then you could just keep snapping, right?
So, yeah.
Like,
Well, you don't necessarily need a snap to like do what you're
True.
saying there. You could
True.
you could just use like the reality stone aspect of it and
that is true.
make everyone think that the rights have been shifted over.
I just thought that this would really solidify what I want.
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
went the
I
full
get it.
snap,
so
So
you
would
might burn your arm off.
yeah,
too.
would you still do the snap? Is it worth it for that?
I might like do a
Yeah, are you
mock
as strong
one
as
just to
Hulk?
like. I don't know.
A mock
maybe,
one?
maybe
I don't know.
Maybe I
He
just
didn't say no to the question, are you as strong as Hulk? I don't know.
no. I've never
Could be.
arm wrestled
No one
against
knows.
the Hulk.
He's
yeah,
fictional.
Exactly. But yeah, mostly Nintendo, because I don't fully agree with everything that Nintendo does. They're an interesting company.
Oh yeah, they're
They
wild, especially their marketing. I think the first thing I would do is use the reality stone or something to spawn a GeekVerse studio.
Oh, yeah.
Like a fully fledged studio where we have 5 mics or 6 or maybe even 7 or 8. As we are talking about like having like a laughing mic, having like all this production value, we'd have like interns that could do stuff.
Interns are for sure.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
first thing I'm doing. And then the very first thing, I think you got to be careful. Like I don't want to go on any watch lists. Okay, if there's like a Doctor Strange out there, I don't want him to know that I exist.
Mhm.
If he's watching out for other dimensional potential threats, like I don't want to get chased down by anyone. So I think my first like few days with it would be like, okay, I got to figure out, what else is going on this planet, and if someone's going to kill me for having this thing. And then I think I would just do like general space travel. I would just check out some other planets. I'm sure there's like some NASA thing where you can look at like habitable planets for humans.
Mm-hmm.
I would just teleport myself there and go check them out. Maybe build a cabin on the lake or something.
Thanos style.
Just kind of chill. Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Until Thor comes.
Yeah, until Thor comes. Then I would snap him away.
Go for the head.
Half the Asgardians.
We already know that Taylor's just going to make money.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
money.
just make money. It's as simple as that.
Hey, well, you could buy that studio.
Are you going to
Goodbye.
take money from certain people and give it to yourself and or other people, or are you just going to make new money?
With the gauntlet? Well, I mean, since the gauntlet doesn't have the stones, I would melt it with the force of a dying star and then sell that.
The gauntlet or the star?
The gauntlet.
Okay.
Damn.
And the star while I'm at it.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So my what I'm gonna do, I got the gauntlet, it's got all the stones, I'm juiced, and I'm gonna create a new planet, just like Earth. I'm gonna take everyone that's good, wants to live in a better world. I'm gonna leave the assholes.
Everyone that's
I'm gonna
good.
Everyone's that's
How are you
good,
going to
yeah.
determine that?
And you
I'm gonna
saying-
snap and it'll teleport all the good people. I won't have to think about
what
it.
did you define as good, though?
The gauntlet's gonna do it for me.
That's not.
I'll be like,
Exactly
all
not.
you good-hearted people.
Damn.
Okay.
So it'll leave, all the corrupt governments, all that can run this planet with their taxes,
corrupt
debt,
governments,
their
yeah.
weapons. But I'm gonna have a brand new planet. It's gonna be brand new, custom built.
All men.
Custom built.
Oh, man.
The planet. I think I'm gonna call it like Terra or something like that.
Very original.
I don't want to go. I don't want to do like an Earth 2. It's a little cliche, but like,
That's pretty much what you're doing. That's a French word for Earth.
well,
And he is French, right?
but no, this planet it's gonna
Land.
be like great, because like in the end, I don't. This society, like I was born in this society. I don't like agreeing with this society. Like some other guy, I grew up. I hit 18. This other all these head honchos are making up rules. I'm like, I never signed up for this shit.
Going.
I wanted
political right
I wanted
now.
to be born into a planet where I could run around. I could live in my home. I could just keep to myself, do my own thing.
Are you
live in
running
your
for
hole.
office next year? Is
What?
that what you're
I
getting ready
should.
to say?
Might get
No, you
assassinated though.
Oh, wow. What are you trying to say?
That person's not going on his planet.
Is Sony allowed on this planet?
Sony?
Yeah. Or is this Xbox
No, they're
only?
good.
No, honestly,
get
there's
Like,
gonna be.
are
there's
they
gonna
considered
be-
good guys?
There's gonna be lots of golf tournaments. We get Feige over here. It's gonna be a great
You
time.
gotta have Feige.
You're gonna have movie theaters in every house. It's gonna be great.
If you didn't determine who's good, though, how do you guarantee Feige gets snapped there?
Yeah. What if he has?
'Cause
like,
I
a bunch of
will-
dead
I
I
will-
don't
bodies
know what
in
he's
his
hiding under
basement?
that hat.
I will physically go to him and be like, Feige,
You're good now.
and you're going, yeah.
Even if he's good or bad, you're going.
He like has his wife in his hand. Separate.
No,
But it's
Deborah.
like one of those things where like Star Trek, everyone works together to grow together and build towards a future, and it works for society and works as a whole.
Socialism.
Beam
I want
Feige out.
reality. I don't want to be plopped on a new Earth.
Not like a
No,
communism
it's not
thing.
Earth, it's Terra.
Yeah, I don't want to be plopped on Terra.
You're going.
All dudes.
You're going. Everyone. No, the geeks get like an Insta pass. So.
So I'm the only woman, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
No. There'll
Nice.
be other women there. Madison's gonna be there, and Emily, and there'll be lots of other girls there.
But not his
keep,
daughter.
keep Gwen safe.
She's on the batter.
There'll be lots of females on Terra.
Lots of females.
That's a sign right when you enter.
Let's go.
Entering Terra, lots of females.
Good people only.
Good females, yeah. Damn. That's wild.
What
That's
if
a good
you
one.
do that though, and you do that with the gauntlet? And I'm not shouting him out specifically, but what if you get there and your dad's not there, and it define him like he's not a good person because he did break the law and not pay for a Dutch meal, right?
No.
So
he
technically-
says that they thought that he broke the law. He's holding his own. I'll believe
But
him.
then what if this is the moment it was revealed he lied to you as a young child? So then a bitch in the ass saying only good people.
All good people. Well, it depends. I'd probably limit myself to only maybe 1 to 5 people that I would snap instantly to get there. I'd have a
And the geeks fall into that.
no. The
That's
geeks
already
are
that takes up more than
the
5
geeks,
slots.
The geeks are another Instapass thing. They all go.
it's
But
separate classes.
if it's if I get 5 people, I can just directly go to and be just snap them there. So Feige would be 1. My dad, I'd have to have the down to down
But
talk
the problem
with.
is your dad can't go to any restaurants in this Terra. I'm gonna be worried.
Yeah, is there any Dutch in this land?
Yeah.
No to Dutch.
Yeah,
no.
He won't
No.
be. He won't be tempted.
It all depends though, because if I'm only moving 5, it depends who's all good and gets to go there. Because I'd want to bring if It really depends. Like if Tobey Maguire wasn't going there, like I'd probably want to get him over there.
Yeah, it's like, is that
So
what
so
world you
far,
want to be
his
in?
dad and Toby out of
What
the 5
about
packs.
Nick Cage?
Nick Cage, he's got.
No, you can't put him on.
He's
Tara.
not a good guy.
No, what? I mean,
He's
I'd
too
want to put Liam
unpredictable.
Neeson, but I know he's not going, so I'd have to insta
Did you
snap
see
him.
his mom and dad? He is not good.
Well, you know, actors, they got a lot going on. They got to do that
Yeah, it's
thing.
true.
So
Are
Nick
you trying to
Cage,
justify their atrocities?
I think Nick Cage is someone who could lead us to like the next generation.
Leave
The
me
I
next-
don't think I want that.
Leave me on
generation.
Earth. All right, Jessica, what planet are you making?
So the first thing, once again, the first thing I thought of when this question was read out is, I would be that asshole who like wishes for more wishes.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thought actually was to snap and have Kyle as a genie to have more wishes.
Damn.
Kyle, though, he's like, I'm going to Terra, and then he gets sucked back and he's stuck in a lamp.
And then are you gonna wish for like another Infinity Gauntlet and then just like do that back and forth?
I mean, I feel like I only have 2 arms that can be burnt off, so that's not a very effective plan.
And does Kyle
That's
get his
true.
freedom?
Snap your toes.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm not wasting a wish on Kyle's fucking freedom.
Oh, Kyle, you're
Oh
not
my
freedom.
god! Can we edit that out?
You should have stuck at Terra. You should have stayed on Terra.
Jesus.
He's not considered one of the geeks, remember? He's an asterisk. He's stuck on Earth here with
I guess so.
all those
The
females.
bad people.
Yeah.
Female. The
He's
bad
in Australia.
females.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah, you're not bringing anyone from Australia. I feel it.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like
Those spiders over there, man.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
You're bringing the spiders from Australia?
No. Those fuckers are staying here.
Okay.
And, I definitely do like the wish for unlimited money,
Mm-hmm.
the wish to eat anything and not change at all.
Yeah.
I feel like that is definitely the solid choice.
Whatever the cheat codes are in like any GTA game, like
Yeah,
that's all,
God mode,
maximum
yeah.
money, maximum cars, maximum weapons.
Well, no,
everything.
you just need,
Weapons.
Yeah, helicopters.
you just need
Pumpkin
maximum
bombs.
money, and all the rest kind of falls under that.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah,
waste.
but once you have the money, like it's still a lot of work to get it all
That's a
done.
good wish. I want the phone from GTA, just like 'cause you could text and they just send stuff down. Boom,
Yeah.
And
boom,
then you
boom.
always have your fucking cousin asking you to go bowling. Oh, fuck.
Hey, you haven't been here for a while.
He's off on Terra.
Yeah, I can't get there. I don't know where it is.
Do they have bowling alleys on Terra?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the best bowling alleys. It's all glow in the dark bowling though.
24/7.
24/7. Yeah, people love
Oh,
working
people
there.
got to work 24/7 there. Great.
Jeez.
Is
the interns.
is Disney, Marvel, Nintendo stuck here on Earth, or is like part of that get transferred? The
Yeah,
rest
you just said
stays?
Feige.
Just
you didn't say
Waluigi.
Feige got to brag.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in, working for those companies that don't, stick to the core and they're bad, they don't care about the media or the content that they're providing. I feel like a lot of them just, it's a paycheck to them. So those assholes stay here. And we're going to take the people that really want to make that juicy content and make it for the fans.
Reggie?
So yeah,
I would
Reggie
say
comes. He's
Nintendo
coming out of
does it for
retirement.
fans.
Wow, you're just sounding like hell. You're forcing him to retire.
He's worked for like 60
To make
years
more
to
Nintendo
retire
games.
with his family and live a peaceful life.
Well, his family's coming too.
We gotta come back when we do an After 9 eventually. Once we get some more free time, we gotta do an episode on just Taylor's Terra and just talk about like the rules, the laws, and whatnot.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do with all these dudes.
There should just be one. Everyone makes their own planet and
Yeah,
comes, and then we
that's a good
fight
one.
about whose planet is the best planet.
We
Yeah,
all
I'm
team
down.
up to take out Terra right away. We go in there, search an operation to get Feige and Reggie out. We take.
Yeah,
your
there's
da-
only one Reggie. Like, there's only one Feige for all these planets, so we got to fight for it.
Look at that. We make Reggie and Feige make the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and then we take his dad as a hostage. Just to, like, we'll lock him into Dutch.
You just got to bring bread and chicken.
Yeah, bread and chicken. Wow, that went to a lot of places. So thank you very much for that, Justin. Nicholas Nicky T from Twitter. I'm very excited. I think it was from Twitter. I don't know. I'm actually lost. I think it's from Facebook.
I think that one's from Facebook,
It's
yeah.
from Facebook. This personally was my fair question. If you guys have to change the gender of the Avengers in the MCU, who would play those characters? And we went with the OJ
OJ Simpson.
I picked OJ as Black Widow. I think this was my favorite question. This is the one I had so much thought in. I guess I'll go first. I actually did cast 2 others just to set the mood, so this doesn't count, but I just did it. For Nick Fury, I put in Jane Pickett Smith. just because I thought the vibe. And then I'll get to Loki in a second. But for Iron Man, pick Sandra Bullock. I kind of went with people that are relevant in the time of 2012. The only pick I had a problem with was Hawkeye, and we'll get to him. But Sandra Bullock just kind of has that same sassiness that Robert Downey can. She can quip, but she's also a serious actor. She's won Oscars, so I just see that. Thor, I got Kristen Stewart in there because you might just think she's from Twilight, but just like Robert Pattinson Taylor, she's done so many good things. She's very changed, great actress now. And if you think about what she's, if you even look at that trailer in Charlie's Angels,
She looks great.
She just has comedic chops. You think about Adventureland, even I can't remember. She did a movie with Jesse Eisenberg that was not Adventureland. American Ultra. She has comedic chops, and you kind of need that as Thor, and I think she can even play the airhead. Captain America, this one was really tough for me, but I went with like a franchise leader, someone that can do a bunch of stuff, be comedic, but be just a straight lead. Went with Emma Stone. Thought you could build a franchise on her. Black Widow went Channing Tatum because I just went with... I felt like at the time when Black Widow, Taylor's really excited about that Channing Tatum pick. I feel like with Black Widow, even though Scarlett Johansson is a great actress, everyone's just like, oh, they just went for a hot actress. So I kind of went with the same thing with the guy. He's a good actor, but I went with Channing Tatum. Hulk, I went Julianne Moore, just a great actress. I went someone a bit more wise. Hawkeye, I had a really tough time, so I just threw in Uma Thurman. I'm watching Kill Bill. She's a badass. It makes sense. And then for Loki, I put Rooney Mara. If you think about her and Kristen Stewart, just the black hair and whatnot. So that's my roster. So the ones I was happy the most. Who
was your Hulk pick? Sorry,
Julianne Moore. She's been in a bunch of stuff. Still Owls, Big Lebowski.
Okay,
yeah, she was. She was in what is Hannibal, the movie Hannibal, not the TV show. So the second you search her up, you'll see her in a bunch of stuff. But it's a really good actress because I kind of just thought. Try to go for a scientist because she's not going to be playing the Hulk, even though Mark Ruffalo does mocap them. So, yeah, I'm most proud of the Emma Stone cap and probably the Kristen Stewart as Thor, and even Sandy Bullock.
Nice.
I'm sold about those ones. The rest I had some trouble, but yeah, that was a really fun question, Nikki. Thank you for that because
it's a cool question.
That was ton. And one day I want to do an entire MCU one because that'd be really fun to gender swap everybody.
I'd be down. I'll go next. So the thing is, if you were to do this. And you assume it's like every single character, that changes the entire landscape of everything. And so my Hawkeye pick, I'm actually going to go with Linda Cardellini, who plays Hawkeye's wife in the current
like
MCU.
That.
But I think I'm just a big fan of her. She's like I have a big crush on her. So I think that'd be fun to see her in like a more meaty role in the MCU because being Hawkeye's wife, you just kind of be nice, and that's kind of all you do. It's like a pretty simple role. Yeah, you get dusted, unfortunately. For Captain America, I went with Natalie Dormer. I feel like Chris Evans wasn't. I don't think he wasn't like a massive actor at the time, right? No. I think he kind of like grew into the character. I think Natalie Dormer, like she's really well known from Game of Thrones and stuff, but I think she's a character that's like simple. Like it's simple enough for the role like early on, but it could maybe develop into like a really solid Cap. For Thor, I went with Elizabeth Banks. I think she's pretty funny. She was recently in another supervillain movie, rather. Spoilers, I guess. But I think she's funny. I think she could do the action stuff, and I think I could see her like. I think she looks kind of like an Asgardian, somewhat.
Yeah.
No one agrees.
A little bit.
Profiling. I said profiling.
Profiling? Isn't it like a good thing though? Like you're like a Nordic god.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a compliment. For Hulk, I went with Mackenzie Davis. I think she's great, and I haven't really seen her do any action stuff, but she's in the Terminator. She's gonna be doing that, so I could see her just beefing up and like smacking some dude. I mean, I kind of took it as like She-Hulk, which She-Hulk in the comics right now is like really the same size, kind of like massive. But big. I was thinking more like traditional She-Hulk. For Black Widow, I went with Tom Hardy. Because he's like, yeah, like I'm saying, this is a different universe than what we're dealing with now, and he's technically Venom, but that's a different cinematic universe.
Got that widow.
Yeah, he's got that foreign aspect. He's got the eyes. He's got the charisma, and then obviously he can do all the action stuff. I'd like to see him like whipping his legs around bad guys and like taking them down like ScarJo.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man was the trickiest one for me. This is the tricky one. I have. 3 kind of picks here, and a fourth like meme pick was Winona Ryder because I think that'd be funny. But I think that's a lot of responsibility to put on Winona, so I'm not going to do it. She's great, but like I don't know if she's Iron Man. So I have kind of 3 picks here, and I don't know which one I'm going to go with. One, Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, you might not think that fits at all, and maybe it doesn't, but I just think she's hilarious, and I think she could pull off like being an asshole because I think a lot of her humor. She's kind of like that sometimes. Next, I went with Lily Collins, and I guess they're kind of 2 picks. Lily Collins and Ana de Armas, two people I talked about on like our draft, our superhero draft, that you'll see some more of in the future. But I haven't seen them in a ton yet. But from what I have seen, I think they're both really good, and I don't know. I think they could maybe do the role. So that's my list. Yeah. I'm not gonna pick one of those three. I'm just gonna say one of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks
Kirkland's
like I'm
up
next.
There's some-
My list. I'm just buying time. All right, here it is. Starting with Hawkeye, I went with Anna Kendrick.
Ooh.
I felt like I don't know,
Yeah.
I could just see her shooting arrows, so that's
Uh-huh.
why I picked it. That's my explanation for that one. My Black Widow pick, I went with Enzel Elgort from Baby Driver.
Ah, yes.
Very, I don't know, I get foreign vibes from him, so I feel like that's the main thing I
Foreign.
think of it when I think of Black Widow. With Hulk, or I don't know, I was kind of thinking of She-Hulk, but hey, just for the gender bender, we're just going regular Hulk. So I got Jessica Biel. I don't know,
Okay. Interesting pick.
I feel like she's a little bit later in her career than she used to be, but
Well,
yeah,
definitely.
this is definitely a fantasy pick.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with that one. Thor, I was definitely thinking Kristen Stewart, so I ended up changing my mind to Ruby Rose. I feel like she's, I don't know, equally like badass, but kind of an airhead sometimes. Stark, I went with Anne Hathaway. I don't know, I just really
I
like
could
her,
see that
and I
big
feel
time, actually.
I feel like she can just, I don't know, especially going off of Ocean's 8, she just really like carried that movie and like was the main role. So I feel
Mhm.
like she could be really fun with like a
Yeah.
role like Tony Stark. And then for Cap, I went with Charlize Theron.
Nice.
Um,
Good pick.
Yeah, I don't know, I just she has that Captain America vibe to me.
Got the look for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah,
Nice.
that's my list.
It's a good list.
Nice.
I'd
Thank you.
watch that version of the Avengers.
I appreciate it.
Okay, Taylor.
I love these. These are so good.
Just wait, fans. We have a Batman fan cast coming out. We will not spoil anything, but
there's
worth.
a couple
That's
wild picks.
that's $1 on Patreon right now. That is worth every cent right now for Taylor's pick. So
Okay. So yeah, right off the hop here, Kate Beckinsale as Iron
I
Man,
knew she
100% as Iron Man. I just think it's got to happen.
Iron Woman. Okay.
Iron Woman, yeah, it's too good. Emily
too good to pass up.
Emily Blunt as Hulk. I kind of just was going
Yeah, I
back to
can
thinking
see that,
like
actually.
Edge of Tomorrow and just seeing like jacked Emily Blunt. I think, you know what? If she gets angry, totally going green.
Mark Ruffalo's not jacked though.
Mhm.
Mark Ruffalo's not jacked. He's just wearing a suit.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't know. I was thinking like,
You're gonna paint her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself
Old school
personally.
style.
You're
Yeah.
personally gonna do
Just-
it.
No
Paint her.
mocap. Yeah, on Terra, we paint our actresses. They
Dip her
boot you
green
off
river.
Terra.
I do have Anne Hathaway
Oh.
as Hawkeye.
Okay.
I just thought, I could definitely see her with a bow and arrow. Definitely just going to town,
Ew.
top of a building. I got Amanda Seyfried. No, it's
Anna Seyfried.
Seyfried as
Seyfried.
Captain America.
Seafood.
That's a
I
good pick.
picture like she's just super down to earth, but also can come off as a little bit humorous at times
She
too.
can also detect rain, so that's good.
Can she really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Then I got I don't know
Oh, no.
what you guys are gonna say with this. Either you guys are gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
I got
I bet I know which one.
Lady Gaga as Thor.
No, that's not bad. She's
Okay,
a great
okay.
actress.
That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
I felt like she could do it, but I didn't know how you guys would feel
She's
about
an
that.
Oscar-nominated actress. She was in the best movie last year, A Star Is Born.
I'd be down for Thor to be a musical, and she could kind of have
Oh,
some,
yeah.
some dance numbers,
Yeah.
some singing and dancing.
And Black Widow. I can't imagine anyone else doing this, putting their legs around people's heads. And we've seen this guy with long hair before in
Okay.
his roles. And I just can't. Travis knows. I'm going Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, of course.
I want to see
That's
it.
a scary ass.
I-
actor. So Emily Blunt was your Hulk. So that means Emily Blunt is gonna have to do love scenes with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm picturing like this scene where where Black Widow's talking to Loki in the first Avengers, like in that little dome, and she's like, using her charisma and stuff. I feel like he would just be like, "You're being really weird. Like, what are you saying?"
Well, he's got like the full on, like, I'm talking same suit. So he's got the tight Black Widow suit
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
we
belt
know.
and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Avenger
Bulging.
beads.
Damn.
Oh, I love it.
Nick Cage. He always
Jessica.
has to be on some list.
Oh yeah.
He has to.
Oh,
Okay, Jessica.
What do you got, Jessica?
Mine is kind of
Don't forget the mic.
all over the place.
There you go.
Now I have the mic. So I guess we'll just. I started with Hulk. So Charlize Theron. You know, just thinking of her in like Mad Max, just kind of like.
Buff.
Yeah, kind of buff and intimidating, which I thought worked for Hulk. Didn't really think about the whole scientist side of it. Kind of, just went for that. I got Kirsten Stewart as Hawkeye because Hawkeye is really useless, and I kind of associated those two together. Throwing shade.
Yeah.
I put Chloe Grace Moretz as Thor just because.
Mortez.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
No one knows for
There's
sure.
An accent aigu on the end.
It changes every day.
More.
Just I don't know. I like her. Just wanted to throw her in there somewhere because of that. I wanted because there's like Black Panther. I wanted to do Black Widow in the same, but like a serious version, I went with Ice Cube.
Okay. Ice Cube as Black Widow.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a wild
That's
pick.
super wild. I like it.
And then just to like fuck with everyone, for Iron Man and Cap, however which way you want to do it, I put Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, so they are literally the same person playing the two most popular characters.
That's crazy.
That's a wild universe. But we don't have Scarlet Witch anymore as the third sister.
No, because she's a now man.
Yeah.
You recast her as Doctor Strange.
Yeah, she could be.
There you go.
Oh, no, she can be Quicksilver.
Oh God, no! And then she dies in 1 minute.
I don't know. She could be Falcon, like the generation, the next shield
the next
bearer.
That's a good call.
There you
Good call.
go.
So
There you go.
there we go.
Good list.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, for your question. Let's see here. We're on Jacob Ferry. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon so many times. Most overrated superhero.
Interesting question.
I don't even need to actually think about this one. I'll go first for once.
Go ahead.
Although I have him as my number 2, I say Batman is actually like extremely overrated. Sorry to throw it out there, but like I don't know, especially because he's in a fight, he wins automatically.
That's for the meme.
No, I'm pretty sure that is like that was your legit thought when we were talking about battles.
No, I didn't think about who won at all. Really, like I didn't like. I just as the meme, because the meme is Batman wins. He has to win. He has with preparation, he can take down everybody. This man's defeated gods. So
wow.
Yeah, he's very OP. Is he overrated? I don't know. I had him as my number 1 as well. I've just never really been too interested in the character from like any of the iterations I've read. I don't know. To me, or not read, I guess, more seen. I did tried to read one comic book, and I only got like halfway through. Wasn't that into it. I don't know what it is about the character, but I honestly, I just have never really found him all that interesting. And he's like pretty much up there with Spidey as like the most popular superhero that is. So that's why I would say he's overrated to me. And I would say Cap to some degree as well. Throwing some shade at Cap. I've grown to love Cap, but at the same time, I don't think he's I don't think he's as interesting as a lot of other characters, at least like on a personal level. So those are my 2.
I also had Batman.
Oh, wow.
I mostly just threw him on there because he doesn't have superpowers. So fuck you. You know.
Fuck you, Batman.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're a superhero, you should have powers. I understand the justification on why
that goes against
he
a
is
lot
the
of
way he is.
people.
I know, but then it's kind of a weak pick because I do really like Batman, but at the same time, I just feel like he is very
like
popular.
A household name.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
everyone has like diapers that have Batman.
The one that
symbols
probably
on it.
makes a lot more sense is Superman for me. I just feel like sure he's a symbol for hope and stuff, but he's just so like brain dead and just like full strong. Like oh no, he can't lose to anyone except for when you bring in this kryptonite. Like that's the only excuse for like why he would lose. So I don't know. I just feel like Superman's your favorite superhero. I feel like I don't know.
This is like super off topic. Have any of you guys watched Lucifer on Netflix?
No.
What is that?
Okay, well they have Tom Welling in a season and they're trying to find out how to like kill him, and the guy makes a comment, he's like, well, everyone's got their kryptonite, and it's just on Superman, and I was like, that's super well written. And throwing that, gonna shout out to the writers
Fuck
of
Superman.
Lucifer. Yeah. You guys should watch it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard good things.
It is. New season coming. Wrapping it up.
Those are my overrated picks.
Mm-hmm. Taylor Field, who do you got? Taylor doesn't like to hurt anyone's feelings. So.
This is probably one of the few questions that really stumped me. I really could not figure out who I thought was overrated and who I don't really like. Well, I can't even say don't really like, just overrated in general. I thought, I could do Superman, but I feel like that's just, everyone's going to say that. And at the end of the day, I thought, at the end, Superman, it's not really that bad. I thought about Batman. Batman, it's not that bad because I do actually really like Batman. And I thought about other heroes too, Captain America and stuff, but I couldn't add up the facts. It just didn't make sense. So the one character that I came to a conclusion on, though, that I just, think, he's in these movies and I just don't really get, if there's a lot of hype with him or whatever. It's just I don't see the excitement. I don't understand, like, the journey he's going on. So I went with Professor Xavier.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Wolverine.
No, I like Wolverine. I like him a lot. I like his journey he
It's
goes
not
on.
about if you like it or not, though. It's just about being overrated.
Well, I don't even think he's overrated. I think, a lot of his story is justified and everything he's going through. I don't think it's too crazy.
I definitely don't know anyone, though, that you're like, yo, what's your favorite superhero? And they're like, Xavier. So I kind of feel like that's not... Do you know what overrated...
Ooh,
oh yeah,
you're getting called out for semantics right now.
Overrated. Someone that's just
I
like
knew you were gonna
way
put X-Men.
way too top dog and just everyone loves, and he's just super overpowered, crazy, kind of isn't justified kind of thing, right?
Yeah, see, I don't take it that way. Overrated to me is like it has a mass following, and you just aren't a fan of that.
Okay,
Like,
so I looked.
Like Star Wars, for example.
I looked at my overrated in a different kind of sense, like all these kind of heroes.
It
Like
kind of
'cause
sounds like you're saying overpowered, not overrated.
No, because if it was overpowered, I would definitely go with a different character. But in this sense, I just thought like I didn't have any problem with people or heroes that, in most sense to most people, are considered overrated. So I was thinking in the sense like, okay, the closest I can come to in this question is Professor Xavier. And again, this is one that I had a lot of trouble with because I don't find the other characters to be too overrated from my standing point.
You think they're accurately rated?
I think they're accurately rated, yeah. At the end of the day, that's definitely it. But
Okay.
Professor Xavier is the closest I could come to thinking, you're a little overrated, rolling around and
Rolling
stuff.
around.
So-
Your little old chair.
Yikes.
He would not make it to Terra.
no, he wouldn't.
He's not a good guy.
Yikes. Yeah, I just got to throw up Soups. That's the easy one. Just never been a fan. I do get the following, but it's just like it's overrated for me because I have liked some stories, mostly been maybe What Else, but like a Red Sun, but it's never been the guy I've liked. Even one, I'd say something like, not to the same extent, but something like Shazam. I've gotten, same thing, I can understand why people love that character. It's child or wish fulfillment, but it's just not something I'm into. It's probably also, it's like the Batman thing. It's the yin and the yang. If you're a massive Batman fan, he's the exact opposite of that coin. He's very cynical. He's doesn't believe in the system and whatnot, where Superman is all about hope and faith and everything like that. And I tend to side with the greatest superhero of all time. So, yeah,
Ooh.
going with Superman.
Nice pick.
Let's see. Also from Jacob, I don't know how you guys are going to go for this one, but which comic book story would you like to see in movie form? I'm not sure if you did any homework.
I have an answer for this.
I have one. I'll share it out quickly. It's basically just the Hobgoblin interpretation. I want to see that into a movie. That's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and I don't know. We saw the Green Goblin. I'm ready for the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I have on the top of my head, I don't know if it counts, but like Carnage. I know we're hinted that we might be getting that I don't really want to see that.
In the Venom verse?
Yeah. So I don't know. I want to see it done right. But I don't know. You can discount that one. And then the other one I had on top of my mind was like Agent Venom. It's more of just like a realistic version as opposed to like a superhero side. I don't know. I feel like that could also be.
What is that one about?
It's basically Flash Thompson gets
He's a
Venoms.
war veteran, and he's
Yeah.
disabled, and he comes back, and they set him up with the symbiote, but that's the only way he can still move is by having the symbiote.
Okay.
So
Is
it's
he the same like big bulky Venom guy?
No, he's wearing like Spec Ops gear and he like has guns.
the
and
Venom,
stuff.
the Venom suit is still more powerful, but it works more as just to fix his
Lets him
injuries and
function,
whatnot,
yeah.
and then he's more of a Deadpool assassin type
Yeah.
whatnot. But then there's always a struggle. He can't be in the suit too much, or it might take over. So it's
Yeah,
a kind of a ticking time bomb.
I feel like that could be a
storyline.
fun like Disney Plus or like Netflix series. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sweet.
That's the only ones that I could think of.
My answer for this is definitely the Secret Wars. I saw this one in the Spider-Man TV show. Essentially, there's just like this galactic being known as the Beyonder, just this mysterious dude, and he just takes a group of heroes and a group of villains and then just puts them on this planet to just duke it out. And I think that could be so much fun in like the MCU verse. Just like take a random group of characters for this could be like the next Avengers movie or something, and then just take a bunch of villains, either ones we've seen before or some new ones, and just duke it out. And like the reason of why he's doing this is like I think it kind of changes from run to run. I think it's different in the animated show than other times. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like it's just to prove like what's better, good or evil. Sometimes it's because the Beyonder's trying to figure something out, like which Spider-Man is the right
worthy
one.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really interesting storyline, and the Beyonder's such a fucking weird character. I think it'd be just so much fun to see that on the big screen, just because you could do, you could virtually do anything, because you can pick whatever characters you want, and it doesn't really matter. Like, you can include or exclude whoever, and then you could just put them on a just really wacky planet with all sorts of weird traits, and I think that would just be so much fun to find out why is he doing this? Yeah,
I think that's the only thing that have changed for the movies, because I think the worthy or sometimes he's like, I just want you guys to fight. You got to change that.
I think
for a movie,
it'd be nice if there was actually some meaningful reason, right?
I trust Feige.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna happen. The Russos have said that they want to come back and do that, so I think you'll see it at some point. It'll probably be like Civil War, will be like an adaptation of it, but I think you'll see a movie called Secret Wars.
I mean, the general concept is simple enough that whatever you do with the story, I'm down.
I'm so ready.
Down.
Yeah,
give it to me.
Yeah.
That's my one, because I don't know too many comic book storylines.
I'll go because Taylor's looking at me and Jessica's probably still researching. I've pitched this one. I think even maybe on another anniversary, because someone asked just a story of any type, not a comic book. But so I picked two. I went DC and Marvel. Marvel, I've just been pitching it so much. I want either the Clone Saga, which is pretty much just a reason to get Andrew and Toby over, or just the Clone Saga so I can get Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, things like that. But I really want. I know it's fiction. I know it's very unlikely to happen, but. Man, I want some Toby, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield action all together. There's precedent for it, so I want that. And then Batman Long Halloween is always my one. It's a simple story. That's what does get me excited about the Matt Reeves one. That he says he wants to make detective one, like a detective-like movie. And it has been done in movies. People kind of shit on those, but it's never been the full-on tale. And it's just, hey, someone gets killed. It starts on Halloween, and then on every holiday, someone gets killed. Then you get the cast of all the villains, and it's kind of a whodunit and whatnot, and it's really good. You got
fun.
Batman and Catwoman there. You got all the Rogues Gallery. There's a great set piece in December when the Joker escapes on Christmas, and it's just great. He's wearing a Santa Claus outfit, and it's really out there. And there's this guy known as the Calendar Man, and he works as his Hannibal Lecter, and he's all about dates and everything like that. And Batman's always visiting him, trying to get more information. So it's super detective. I would have said Killing Joke, but that I don't think will ever happen, just because one, the movie actually kind of hurt it a bit, so that sucked. But two, it's just that needs some steps. So Long Halloween, that's my favorite story of all time. So I want that, or a version of that. And maybe Matt Reeves is doing that. I don't believe it, but maybe he is. So
the Killing Joke was supposed to be the one I didn't finish it, where he actually kills Batman, or he's actually
reverse Batman. Well, it's left up to interpretation that Batman kills the Joker.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be as a last Batman and Joker storyline, but I think they retcon and Joker comes back later, and comics.
Classic comics.
Yeah, classic.
No one's
ever dead. Yeah, except for Uncle Ben.
Poor Uncle Ben.
Yeah. And Bucky. Bucky for years was always dead, and then it wasn't until the 2000s they brought him back as the Winter Soldier. But for years, you never brought Bucky back. He just died in World War II.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's go, Bucky. Let's go town.
So
Mr. Field.
I'm gonna go with the Cosmic Ghost Rider series. You know, Punisher in space. That's super sick.
I'm sold.
And just
John
the
Bernthal?
the Earth just being totally just devastated, and you got some crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure Galactus is in there.
Ghost Rider's all up in there.
Yeah,
Punisher fighting Galactus.
Oh,
wow.
there's some crazy deals being had. Isn't Thanos in there too?
Yeah, I've never read it fully front to back, but it's anyone that's in that cosmic sort of realm makes appearances. I think there's some panels where Ghost Rider and Thanos actually fight.
Yeah,
you said it was.
What
is it called? Sorry,
the Cosmic Ghost Rider series. So if I remember, I think it's post Thanos' snap. I think.
So is this is Ghost Rider leading this comic?
I think it's kind of I think he is, but I think it's one of those that's a tie into another one. There's cosmic stuff going on, a team of cosmic stuff,
so he's
and then it's
a spin-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll plead the fifth. I don't know the much on Ghost Rider. He's never been one of my boys, so I just kind of see him reading a comic and it's look at Ghost Rider riding the waves of the world, and I'm like, okay, and then I switch over. I go,
riding on fucking nebulas. Let's go.
Honestly, people have said good things
riding
about
on Nebula.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
but
about.
people have said good things about it, so it's not just me cracking on Taylor.
Yeah.
It's a popular run.
I have to thoroughly read through the entire thing.
Thoroughly on the Nebula.
But it's definitely something I would love. I want more Ghost Rider.
You're getting a Hulu TV show.
Yeah.
Hulu. Yeah, let's go Hulu.
Next year. Look out for that review. Didn't you go already?
I already did my list. So.
Jessica?
So I did not actually do research, so I'm just going to shout out things that I think would be cool to see in a movie form. I would like to see something where the Joker does actually kill Batman and kind of what happens in Gotham after that. I think that would be fun to like have the bad guy win and watch kind of shit just go downhill and maybe end up having like some kind of self-destruct. He does something and it fucks up and kills him instead. Because they're never allowed to live. I'd be okay if he did though. But I think that would be a fun thing to see just because Batman is kind of so OP, overrated that there's, as much as the Joker is such a psycho, there's never actually any chance of him doing anything. The other one I would like to see, as I said, I love Nightcrawler. I'd love to see a movie of him, kind of like the Jumper style, where, it's actually just kind of more of his backstory. I just love the character. I think he's fun to watch. So I think he'd be someone that I would enjoy personally seeing a movie about.
Nice. Jumper, Hayden Christensen. Big fan?
Sand.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I thought another one too. They would never do it, but it's the Batman Who Laughs. It's a Batman from an alternate universe, and he gets injected with the Joker's blood, and he has the cool
Plasma?
Plasma. I would allow it that when you got a second, search on your phone the Batman Who Laughs. He just has the sickest outfit of all time. He's so fucking cool.
I've seen that like pop around a little bit, and it looks like super cool. I agree with you. He reminds me, if you've seen like the extra scenes from Return of the King, and the mouth of Sauron walks out. He looks exactly like that.
He's so cool. His sidekicks are he has like two dead Robins on a chain, and they just say crow, crow, crow because Joker killed Robin with a crowbar. So it's really fucked up. And he has I can't remember his name, but it's like it's not the Dark Knight, but it's like the Death Knight or something like that. He also has this Batman from another universe that's his friend he brought in that is almost Zack Snyder's Batman, but he just uses guns all the time. He executes. He's just the Punisher, but Batman. But he's like anytime you see him, he's just loaded with guns and stuff like that. So Batman Who Laughs is really cool, and the arc is coming to an end. I think the next 2 weeks. I'm so excited. Scott Snyder is great, so read it. It's really fucked up, really good stuff.
What was the comic you told me about back in Target? I think it was Iron Man becomes like an alcoholic or...
A demon in a bottle. Yeah.
That's the other one I would...
Yeah, they tried a little bit in Iron Man 2, but then apparently Disney was like, it was going too far into like the drunkenness. But yeah, Iron Man like loses to a homeless person in a suit. Like he sucks because he's so drunk. So yeah, Demon in a Bottle. Great movie. Or well, it would have been, but yeah.
Comic.
Great comic, yeah. Boom.
Obvious that, heard that 4 years ago and I still am thinking about it.
Yeah, it might be too late now.
Definitely on that one, like, let us know what you guys want to see. Because I want to know more of these, like, cool storylines. Because there's just so many that I don't really hear about because I don't read the comics.
I'll be honest, like, send a description because I probably will not honestly look into them, but I do want to hear about them.
Wow.
Hey, look at how much effort I put into preparing for this cast.
Hey, you're here. That's what the fans want.
Yeah, so I will put in the effort to read what they are about. I will not actually put in the effort to go and like search them up and read them myself.
I respect that.
Yeah, Cliff Notes.
You're an open book. Yeah.
Tailrick1. This one's definitely from Twitter because that's a Twitter name if I ever saw one. Thank you very much for tweeting us. Aside from the recent comic IP that's been brought to this big screen, name original IP that you could be realized to the big screen that would equal success in film. So that's tricky because you never know it'll equal success in film. But
yeah, it's tricky. I have a couple answers for this. One, and I want to do a full cast on this sometime. Just talk about like Nintendo, right? We've talked about this before, but Nintendo Cinematic Universe. At one time I want to do that cast where we just like break it down, like the first like 10, 15 films, like how do they plan it all out so there's that eventual Smash Bros, right? Where there's like the Avengers. I think it could work. It's weird when you have so many characters that don't really like talk in their games or just like making little noises, like Link smashing bushes and Mario just making his little weird noises. Like it's hard to maybe lead movies when you have characters that typically don't talk, but I think there is a way to do it with like certain characters at least. And I think it could be really fun. A smaller, like more, I don't know, standalone thing I think could work is Dishonored. I just think it's a simple enough story that it's like pretty much like the first game is kind of like a revenge story, right? Just like an assassination, a revenge story. I don't know what they would do because like I think the purpose of the game is that like how you play it is like it affects the story and the outcome of like, how dark the world is. So I don't know how you would tackle that aspect of it, but I still think it could be a fun world, like just. Like such a unique look, and I don't know, it could just work as like a spy assassination sort of movie, right?
Yeah.
And I think this one isn't a film, but I think for a TV show, I would be really down to see like an Elder Scrolls TV show. I think Game of Thrones is all about like dialogue and like these different claims to the throne and whatnot. Is the interesting aspect, whereas I think Elder Scrolls is obviously a lot more like just colorful and high fantasy, just. I don't know, a lot more to it in that sense.
Mhm.
And I don't know what you would do for like a story. Like you could pick something like the Dragonborn storyline from Skyrim and do like a kind of solo thing like that. But I think what would be better is if you just had kind of like an ensemble thing where there's just one episode is like more focused on this character and they're just living in the world, and switch to some other character who might be on like, you know, some multi-episode arc, but might just be like a one-off character. I don't know. I think there's just so much to do in that world that I would love to see it, but I think it'd be hard to focus and like pick a spot to do it or like certain characters.
I think we'll see what happens with The Witcher. If The Witcher's a big hit, that'd be a bigger idea because that's another game that's obviously I guess they have 3 installments, but another massive game. So if that's successful, there's a chance.
Yeah, I
they
think
probably just call it Skyrim though, not Elder Scrolls.
I thought honestly is not unlikely. So that's the thing. Like I think the thing with all the Elder Scrolls games is there's not really like great characters or dialogue in general. It's more about the world building.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would translate that to a show, but I think you could definitely do it with the right team.
Mhm.
So those are
For
probably the 3 I would like to see.
Yeah. I actually missed this question, but just going off the top
Whoa,
just going off the
get
top of my head.
Fuck out of my room.
Your room? You sleep in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Poor guy.
My people don't let me sleep anywhere else.
He actually, like, the little soundboard is actually his little spoon. He kind of
Yeah.
curves around it in
Yeah.
between
I
all the
wasn't lying when I
mics.
said I'm waiting for people to
His
come
little
in here.
spoon.
Damn.
Okay, but just going on top of my head, I would totally be on board with Dishonored. I'm not going to use that one because it's
Yeah, you can
a
use
little
it.
bit of a cop out. You just
You can
mentioned
have
it, but
Dishonored too.
I absolutely
Yeah.
yeah, it's a different area, so
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah.
But no, it's just such a unique world and so many like interesting things in it. The one I will throw out there is BioShock, specifically
Yeah.
the original
Ooh.
That's a good
BioShock.
one.
Yeah.
That's just like the gameplay is mostly just like a run and gun shooter, but it's just the world itself is so much more than that. It's very like spooky. It's
Mhm.
like just poses so many questions to
Yeah,
like
big
the
mystery.
yeah. It's just so many like creepy and eerie feelings you get in there, and you're just totally isolated because you're just below the sea. But
I feel
don't-
like Songbird would be pretty fun to like
yeah,
see, like
Songbird?
fully animated, and
Not that one.
isn't that what it's called?
what is that?
The big like metal bird from Infinite.
Oh yes, yeah, for sure.
I know it's not the first one, but I feel like if it was done right, I feel like that would be really cool to
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
animated and CGI and all that.
Yeah, it's just a really interesting world. They just like give you these
Yeah.
creatures that like aren't even necessarily
And
creatures, but they're
that
just
game
really-
has like well-made characters too,
Yeah.
like story-wise, right?
Yeah.
Really interesting storytelling as well.
yeah, and I just love that like 50s like aesthetic
Yeah.
to it because it's like it's very like shit's hit the fan, but like I don't know, you still got those like 50 style like clothes and just music and that culture at the time. It's
aesthetic,
just it's really cool. So that'd be the one I'd throw
That's
out,
a good
other
pick.
than Dishonored because
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Taylor, Jessica, Travis?
So I got a kid, so I always think about in that aspects, and I'm a big animated fan. So I got 2 that I like. One's a personal one, and one's one that I thought if it done right, you could just be very successful. But they're definitely more on the family side. So touching back to Nintendo, I think there's a prime animated Banjo-Kazooie movie just ready to go. I think you could sell the shit out of those backpacks if that movie was a hit with Kazooie in the back. Like, you just think about that, people eat it up. And I just think it's like, you got the witch as the villain. You can cast some fun Melissa McCarthy actress to do that voice. And it's just about a guy whose sister gets kidnapped and you're trying to find her, right? You can take out collecting all the honeycombs and whatever those little scoogly doo guys are, but add them like as little fun things. Like, I just think that's a world that you could have. So I'm very excited for he's come for Smash. I'm very, very excited.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
at Dylan's house day 1 for that. And then the other one is I've always loved these books, and I guess I have 3. But this one is the Little Miss and Mister series. I just thought from those, I read those a lot when I was a kid, but I just thought as a franchise, if those hits, just the marketing alone, there's so many characters. I'm not sure if you guys know what these are, but there's like a Mr. Chatterbox and a Mr. Tall. There's like, they're all kids. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, this is not for me, but I just thought from a success wise, if you hit that off, I'm not saying you're going to make like all these spin-offs, but it's just kind of like the Lego movie where you have all these different worlds, you have all these different characters. And just like, I think the marketing, you could just steal parents' money by putting Little Miss something like Little Mister or whatever. So
if they did like the Emoji Movie, you can definitely do that.
Yeah. And then the other one, this is a kind of a cheat, but that's why I'll do a little pitch. What they've done to Goosebumps is just awful. I hate it. So I would love like a redone of Goosebumps. But what I would really want is we all know the core Goosebumps fan base is. It's like our group or higher, maybe a little lower. It's our age range. So what I've always wanted to do, my like Kevin Feige wish list, is that someone would buy the Goosebumps rights and do adult versions though of those movies. I'm not saying you gotta go full on nudity and stuff like that, but make them almost like heavy PG-13, even a rated R slappy movie. Thing in the basement. The Haunted Mask is a scary, scary ass story.
It's fucking wild.
So that's what that would honestly be my dream. Maybe that should be my gauntlet one. Is I could buy Goosebumps and make radar versions of all these stories because I think with today's market, the kids, they'd like it enough. But if enough of the people that were core fans of Goosebumps saw like a kind of a updated version. That's what I would really want. So and I'm a massive, massive Goosebumps fan, and I just hate what has happened.
Well, you can see the change in society. Like kids nowadays can't handle OG Goosebumps.
Exactly.
And
so that's why it's like,
wrong.
don't make it for them, make it for us, and just like start showing
Yeah.
blood and
well,
everything.
even then, I think kids nowadays. I mean. We watch that stuff and we turned out fine. I feel like kids, they got too much of a cushion. They should watch and grow up on
People
that
are
stuff.
too sensitive.
They are too sensitive. Like those scarecrows, the pumpkin heads,
exactly.
Slappy especially.
The pumpkins are great. It's just like these kids being greedy and they go trick or treating and there's some suspicious stuff going on. There's morale lessons here. So that's my pitch. That's maybe one day I even got to do just fan food movies of that no money. I love those things so much, and I hate you Canadian Netflix for taking them off.
Yikes.
Okay, so I have two. I got two here. And first I'm going to do is Halo. I think that taking out what they're working on now and all the failed, miserable attempts they've done before, I think, if they just kind of figured out their shit and they focus solely on creating... this is where it could branch out into two routes. They could go and focus on the Halo Reach storyline, or they could go off and they could focus on... the novel's take, which is The Fall of Reach, which focuses more or less just on Master Chief and his squad, and not so much the actual downfall like the game takes place with. And I feel like starting on those two starting points, I'm leaning more towards how the novel introduced Master Chief. I feel like that could definitely build into something, get to know the characters. And this, I'm thinking even it could be like a series too, of a TV series, because back when they released the... well, what was it? It was on YouTube as a YouTube series, and it was that... no, it was that live-action Halo series that they put out, and I can't remember it right now. But it was like 5 episodes, and it was it was so well done. I just had such a great time watching it, and I just wish that could have accelerated into something more. And I feel like if you start off and get these characters, people attached to them, then you can go off, and it doesn't have to be a whole ton of movies. I just think what those 3 books were: The Fall of Reach, The Flood, and then the other one was I can't remember, Aftermath or
The
something.
Cleanup.
The Cleanup, yeah.
The Flood.
Or Final Assault, I think. It was just these 3 novels were so good, and I feel like if that was in turn represented on in a series or on film, it would just be fantastic. Because what they're doing now, they're all over the board right now. They need to get their shit together. My other thing would be, my other movie is a really, really fleshed out, really good OG Bionicles movie.
I'm with you, though. I'm down. I'm not even a big Bionicles fan, but I'd be down to see it.
I think, I don't get me wrong, I love the other ones. Like, I have them all. I hunted for them on DVD, and I'm so happy to have them. Oh, yeah.
To be an old lady with a stick together.
They're so good, but like, when the Lego movie showed a brief image of them, I got so excited, and when we never got anything else, a major letdown. It like crushed my 13-year-old
Wait, where was
Taylor.
there was Bionicles in like the ad?
In the actual
trailers?
Lego movie, when they're explaining all the different worlds, you see a brief glimpse they show of the OG Bionicles.
That's why it sucks.
It's
Those Lego
sick.
movies
Yeah.
are starting not to do good because eventually they would have got there, but now
I
Probably
know.
not, yeah.
But if I wouldn't want it in the same animation and style as the Lego movies. I would want it to be full on.
risky play.
Not animation as the other Bionicle movies, but somewhere in between.
Okay.
Oh.
And
I thought you were going Transformers.
This is like a
or
new,
like
No,
you're
no,
making, like
not
a new type of film.
a new type of film, not Transformers and
With
not
Shia
live
LaBeouf.
action. I want it to be completely,
Live
the OG Toa coming in and they're going downtown to like take out Makuta.
Downtown.
You know,
Downtown.
it's just I feel like there's so much
Downtown
good juicy
to
stuff.
Terra.
Makuta? That sounds like a
Makuta.
crash villain or something.
Makuta, he's the evil guy,
Crash.
and it's just so good because a lot of this lore is based off of kind of like that Hawaiian kind of theme, like the Toa and all that stuff, Matora, and like The Rock. Get him in there, sign him up.
He
Let's
can be the
fucking
human
go.
person if they make the live action.
No
one.
human persons. No.
No, not a single one.
Not a single one.
Jessica, what are you making
Yes,
over there?
So I thought of something when you said Bioshock, and I can't remember. So it's really pissing me off. So I might shout something out later. But the ones that I did think of right now, no, I don't want to talk to the mic. There's a series. This is a book. I'm gonna shout out first. Pendragon. If any of you have read it, it's like 10 books long.
Oh.
And I think that it would be really good if it was to be picked up. So it's very kind of like magical and traveling to different worlds, and the character development happens throughout years and years. It wouldn't be one singular movie. It would be, a series or a multiple movie kind of set. And I really think that should actually get picked up, and I'm honestly 100% surprised it hasn't. That being said, these I don't necessarily think would be successful, but I would enjoy seeing is one, Kingdom Hearts. There are so many freaking games and everything's so mishmashed everywhere. It would just be fun to actually have like a series that you could sit down and understand what the hell is going on.
Story.
I very much wish that
Yeah.
was the thing. So
Wait.
I watched a 20-minute YouTube video on like the story of it, and it did not explain anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it live action or is it like Pixar animated movie?
Well, I think you kind of have to go animated just for the fact that it's partly Disney. I guess everything's going live action now anyway, so
Yeah.
you probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pseudo, yeah.
But
That's a lot
that's,
of rights.
I don't know. You can't put that in one movie.
No.
Probably got to be like a Netflix series,
Yeah.
Disney Plus series.
Disney Plus. Can't wait.
The other one that I have would be Borderlands. They kind of did the same thing. They did Borderlands and then 2 and then the pre-sequel. And then they did Telltales, which actually affects the storyline of 3. So I think that one would be a fun one to have probably once again either a couple movies or a series just to kind of explain the storyline. And I think the cel-shaded like comic book style of it would actually make a fun movie to watch. It's very similar
Yeah.
to the Spider-Verse.
Even like having like the splash screens for the characters and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
They've done some like live action promos for Borderlands, haven't they?
They've released like cosplay guides, Twitch streams about players and stuff like that. I think that's mostly it. It's just the cosplay stuff is generally kind of the live action-y version of it.
That'd be super cool.
Indeed.
Boom. Jeff Larrymore. Always good hearing from you. Big fan of my brother and company and whatnot. I hear you got a question from them. I'm not sure. They may or may not answer in the future. But the question for us is, what is each of your favorite guilty pleasure movie, non kind of genre, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, so not picking like a Spider-Man 3 or a X-Men Origins, Kirkland's favorite, that you wish everyone could see? I'll start because I don't know if I need to wish everyone could see this, Jeff, because that's, I guess, the guilty pleasures, but I wish they were more appreciated. I have two. I probably have a lot, but these are two that jumped out to me the most. One is White Chicks. I love
Aren't
White
they're in
Chicks.
a sequel to that?
No, that's
Is
a
that
false
not true?
report. They're trying.
Okay, my
Terry
sister
Crews-
tagged me in something on Facebook, so I got a little hyped.
Terry Crews said they are, and then Marlon Wayans came out and said, no, Terry's misspoken. We're working on it, but we have no deal in place. But that is a movie. Me and my sister bonded over that movie, and it's just so funny, and it's so ridiculous. I do think 100% if they make a sequel, it's going to be awful. It's going to be Anchorman 2. It's going to be Zoolander 2, but I will be there to watch it. But White Chicks, it's just, I feel like it is a bit more popular, but I feel like not everyone has seen it. Everyone knows it. I feel like you had to be kind of young in that age. I think if you watch it now, well, especially now, I think there's some pretty racy humor in there that wouldn't fly. And that just gave me my love for Terry Crews. He's great in that movie. And then
well,
the
he
other
put
one,
himself up for being in Little Mermaid, so if that happens, I
that
don't.
won't happen.
You don't think that
They're
would
not-
happen?
They're not making him King Trident. There's
Oh,
no way.
it would be beautiful.
I want it, but I just don't see it. And then the other one is a movie called Bedazzled. It's with Brendan Fraser. He meets the devil. The devil's played by Elizabeth Hurley, who is she's from the first Austin Powers. She's just a British babe, and he gets 3 wishes. But I think it's it's 6 or 7. I'm completely wrong. But the moral of the story is he gets these wishes, but there's always something that goes wrong with him. And he's always trying to get this girl named Allison. And that's wow, he's trying to do it. But she can't, of course, the devil can't make the girl fall in love with him. So like the first one, he says like, I wish I was, really rich and powerful. Maybe she'd catch my eye. So she's like, okay, done. So she makes him into like a Colombian drug lord. And he doesn't want that. So he gets out of that wish. And then he finds out that Allison's like into athletes. So he's like, I want to be an athlete. So he's like this all-star basketball player, but he has like a super small penis. So she turns him down. And then there's one where he's like, he's perfect for her. And then he kisses her in the dream and it's all going well. And then they push away. He's like, I'm gay. And the devil made him gay in that scenario. So he had no feelings for her. So it's just like a constant. If you love Brendan Fraser, you'll love the movie. And the thing is, in each scenario, he's a real loser at work. So all these people that are at work, they're all in each dream and they're all playing different roles. So it's a really wild movie, but I love it. Yeah, I'm a huge Brendan Fraser fan. Shouts to The Mummy.
What was the name of the movie again?
Bedazzled.
Okay, because I remember this movie a long time ago, but I never remember the name. I want to watch that.
There's might be a
Retro?
show premiering next year, and maybe we'll do a hint, because it's a 4 year. We can tease it. Maybe do some commentary tracks next year, just exclusive for Patreon. I'd be down for that because it's a you could say it's not a great movie, but it's good.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. So those are my recommendations, and I wish they were more watched.
I have a couple here. I think my main one would be Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm a big Tenacious D fan. That movie famously bombed at the box office and kind of just generally gets shit on. No one takes Tenacious D seriously, but I love Tenacious D.
I love that movie.
They're so much fun. Jablinski, he's such an awesome guy. And it's honestly such a funny movie. There's so many like cameo roles. Like Ben Stiller's character in that movie, he only is in like one scene, but he's fucking hilarious. And like Amy Poehler as well is just like this really pissed off like waitress in it. There's a lot of like actors that just kind of end up in that movie, and it makes for a really fun ride. But I'm just a big Tenacious D guy, so that's probably my like go-to comedy. That I'm getting a little bit of love here from Kirkland and Jessica on this one, but I think more people than not don't really care much about Tenacious D, so it kind of makes me sad. I think the second one that I'll say is Mrs. Doubtfire. And it's one that I don't watch super often, but it's like my family's like favorite movie. Like my mom and sister and my dad, like everyone in my family is constantly quoting this movie. They just love it so much. Robin Williams classic. So I got to share that one out because it's important to the Must family. So yeah.
Important to the Must family. Dude, I don't know what would be a guilty pleasure for you.
Well, I'm just gonna say like I really respect that. Mrs. Doubtfire, it was big in my family too.
Yeah.
It's just such a good movie.
Yeah.
He's great.
It's classic.
My guilty pleasure. So I'm gonna drop. Let me just find it here.
A lot of notes for this one. We got a lot of
notes.
questions. Got a good amount of questions.
Thanks, fans.
So this is just one. I've watched with my dad so many times, and like even. Just kind of growing up, Rowan Atkinson has always been, just my kind of humor. I love Mr. Bean so bloody much, but the movie that I just think, honestly, everyone should watch is the original Johnny English. It's just such a fucking great movie. The humor just totally it gets me. I just think it's hilarious. Everything that's going on, it's just... there's no kind of humor that's really on that kind of level anymore, in my opinion. It's humor. It's good humor.
That's a bold claim.
It's good humor, but on a different skyscraper. This is humor on its own skyscraper.
For people that don't know, it's kind of like a James Bond spoof with the Rowan Atkinson who plays Mr. Bean. I still think you should watch Top Secret. It's not exactly the same humor, but it's the same idea as a kind of secret agent parody movie, and it's really good.
I like secret agent parody movies. I don't know what it is.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah. My other one is, and I don't think I've ever laughed as hard since in a theater or
Bruno.
before that. Bruno's definitely a good one. That's a very good one to mention. But I remember when Vampire Sucks went into theaters. Now,
wow, that is a guilty pleasure.
I'm not,
so guilty you might be in jail. I don't know about that one.
I'm not big on like your scary movies or those kind of like Haunted House or Haunted House 2. Like
not even
I find
the OG scary movies.
The OG scary movies, like I think there's a point where it is funny. It's very very funny. Like Scary Movie 2 with the guy's hand. Grab my hand. Grab my good hand.
That's my strong hand. Just gotta stop the shit.
Like mixing up, yeah.
That's just so good.
People like to use their own moisture, but I just lick the turkey.
It's just great. But for me, like, I've never laughed as hard as I did with Vampire Sucks. Like, I've never had someone actually tell me to be quiet in the theater because I was laughing too loud.
Shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah. But like, it got to that point where just in this movie, when they're tracking the vampires in the woods, and the guy who's in the wheelchair, he's one of the guys, I don't know, he doesn't turn into a wolf, but he's Taylor Lautner's dad in the movie. And in this movie, though, like, they're tracking him, and this one guy, like, jumps over this log, and then the guy in the wheelchair, he's rolling, and he hits the log, and he just glides right over it, and it doesn't make any sense. But it's so good. It's
Kind of
just
sounds
so
like
funny.
you had to be there.
You have to be there. You have to be there. You have to have someone tell you to be quiet.
I like a lot of bad parody movies. I don't know why. It's just
It's
the thing.
great. It's
that
great.
was a.
Yeah.
I've not heard vampires suck in a long time. That's
It's a throwback right
It's
there.
a wild pick.
It's so good.
The Taylor pick. Tried and
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
What do you got, Quakeland?
Alrighty. My guilty pleasure. The first one that came to mind is Superbad. It's not like a.
I feel like that's a
No.
well-respected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It definitely is,
Yeah.
but like it's always a movie that I'll just forever love.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
first one that came to mind, and then following the trend of D-Mus, this movie had a big impact on like my family. We quote it all the time, and this is definitely, I'd say, not as popular as something like Superbad. This is So I Married an Axe Murderer
Good movie
with Mike Myers.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
so great. I don't know if you haven't heard of it, but it's basically
Nancy Travis.
yeah, like
yeah.
Mike Myers' character marries this female, and he's starting to get the suspicions that she might be just like a murderer.
Mhm.
So it's so good. There's so many good like quotable lines in it.
And
Mike
he
Myers'
did it like
dad.
right before he was big. Like
Yeah.
it was right before like Austin Powers, and really before he blew up on SNL.
1993.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a movie I had to shout out. I kind of forgot about until you came up with
The family aspect.
yeah, just the family
Yeah.
aspect, and that's definitely one that was
Yeah.
it holds a special place in
That's
our
a
hearts.
good pick. Watch that really underrated Mike
I should
Myers
check it out.
movie.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
good. Yeah. Jessica,
Okay.
Just
some Kilgrave
Jessica.
flavor. Some
Yeah.
Kilgrave flavor. You
I
know.
always think of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a couple that I had found while I was looking. And I had another one, but I can't find it anymore, so I'm just going to forget about it, I guess.
5%.
5%, yeah. It's a solid number. So the ones that I thought of first, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, Monkey Bone, Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah, I wasn't allowed in that movie. My grandma went to take me to it. And then that, like, 'cause there's a lot of sexual humor in that, and they like
Yeah.
said like, yeah, and I think this might have been the time where it was really more specific on ratings, like you shouldn't bring kids to it. I just wanted to see it again because I love Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. And I was like, Grandma, we need to see this, but they're like, no, there's lots of like sex. In here
Oh
and
yeah, it's a
nudity."
really
So have you seen it since?
Oh yeah, so many times. I saw it once we could record it, and yeah, it's a weird
Yeah.
movie. It's super fucked up.
Yeah, I remember like stumbling across it on TV when I was a kid and being like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Like,
And yeah,
it's about this world of dead, and there's this cartoon monkey, and he switches bodies with Brendan Fraser, and then he sends Brendan Fraser back to life, but he gets monkey bones in his body. And then at one point, Chris Kattan is
I love Chris Kattan.
he's a cadaver.
Love
He's a
Chris
dead
Kattan.
person, so Brendan Fraser jumps into his body. But the thing is, he was like decapitated or something. His neck was broken. So Brendan Fraser, he's in Chris Kattan's dead body. He wraps tape around his head, like make him still. So like he has to convince the love of his life that he is actually Brendan Fraser, while Monkey Bones is acting like a monkey in his body. Everyone's eating cake, and he's like rubbing over himself. It's like it's
My God.
weird movie. We
sounds
just need to do a
great.
Brendan Fraser
That
retro.
sounds
Apparently,
great.
I
I'm so
feel
down
like
for
we
that
should
movie.
definitely do a watch along.
we should. It is a
Marathon-
wild movie.
marathon
There's
through these
a
movies,
weird
yeah.
a devil in it, and there's
Whoopi Goldberg is God.
Yeah, there's
Or death, sorry,
yeah,
not God.
There's so much weird stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know why they made this movie, but it exists.
It's
That's
quality stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone actually has seen this because having to try and explain it,
It's
you-
unexplainable.
yeah, it's pretty
You
wild.
explained it pretty well.
Yeah.
You
Even
did.
then, I missed a lot of stuff. There's just like the stuff that happens in this dead world is weird. Oh, and that's what isn't Monkey Bones? He created Monkey Bones. Yeah, because he's a comic artist, and somehow whatever he create, yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
that apparently this is a really shittily rated movie. I never knew that, but Waiting.
Waiting. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good one.
Love that movie so much. The freaking Batwing. Me and Matt still joke about that. Another one that apparently is Ryan Reynolds that came up, Van Wilder.
Oh
where he
yeah.
like keeps flunking college over and over, and he's like super old and still living there. Harold and Kumar. I don't know
Nice.
if that's underrated, but I watched that way more than I should. Lastly, I will shout out the American Pie series. Definitely gone
one.
downhill.
Oh yeah,
But-
Beta House, Animal House, Band Camp.
The Naked Mile. Hey, Band Camp was still okay.
I think I've all seen them once. I guess it was just because other than his dad, Jim's dad, I didn't like that none of the cast was back. Did you like American Reunion?
That's the second one?
The last one.
That's
like
the
when they
la-
brought them all back when they're older now. Because they did the 3 with the OG trilogy people, right?
Yeah.
And then they did like when they all came back for the high school reunion.
I feel like I totally just watched that recently, and it wasn't good enough to really stick
Yeah,
in.
it sucked. Oh, well, I liked it better on second watch, but I was very disappointed because like the band's getting back together. But oh yeah, that's a very I support all that in the series.
Oh, is that the one where Jim and his wife, like, they're each doing their own thing separately, and neither of them wants to admit that the other one is...
Like they're not really like the sex isn't going well and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And then or Steve finally sleeps with Finch's mom.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually rub it in his face, which is bigger
Yeah.
than... Yeah. I mean, the movies are definitely... They're one, going on that guilty pleasure one. Like, they're
yeah.
not good movies, but I definitely enjoy watching them.
Definitely.
I've always kind of put the anthology films kind of just swept them under the
Me
rug
too.
and
They
just
don't
watch the
exist.
main ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm really bored and need something on the background while I'm doing homework or something, I'll put on those other ones because I know the story so well. The other ones, but American Pie 2 is just so good.
It was so weird when they put them on TBS because like half the movie would be gone. There's so much cut out and everything like that. Bring Up Stiffly remind me when I got a shout out is Dude, Where's My Car? I love that movie. Big stoner movie and really good movie. I guess it's maybe a guilty pleasure. Maybe people like it, but I think it's reviewed pretty poorly. So
Nice.
yeah. There we go. And then Jeff asked, this podcast clearly requires a lot of time of each of you. So what do you do for fun, work, school, whatever else do you not? What do you do while you're not doing GeekVerse?
GeekVerse.
That's coming in 2020. The
Yeah, with Tyler
GeekVerse.
Saris, he's gonna be manning that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the GeekVerse. I'll start because after this we can get some water. I'm trying to think. I do the gym quite a bit. That's a long story, but I just like to keep
You
in
do
shape.
the gym?
Yeah, I like to. He's
does
a
it.
great guy.
He
I
does
like-
it.
Jim
Yeah,
Halbert.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I try to at least do 4 to 5 days. It's very tough with the podcast, with work, with having a child. I guess I gotta make like official announcement. I got a second child coming in August, so that's gonna be like an added plate to that. So and then after that, I like to write. Honestly, these past few months, I've not written all because we've just been so busy, and that's either like even just we at the podcast or we at life. So I kind of have this goal that I'm not doing anything till July 19th, do that stream, and then after it's like break down. I like to always at least write my goals like 3 times a week, and now it's been like once every 2 weeks. It's just gotten so busy because I don't like to write. I'm the person I don't want to write a little bit. I like to sit down and be okay. I'm locked in this for 6 to 8 hours doing this. I don't like to just kind of put little blurbs here and there. And it sucks because I got lots of ideas and want to execute them or put them down. So that's one because I'm a big film buff and obviously I want to do that. But it's just life is comes at you fast. And other than that, it's just like gym, working out with the family. Working out with the family, yeah.
Working out with the family.
Come on, family, let's go working out, hanging out with the family, try and hang out with friends. There's so many people that's always in the bottom of like, I'm gonna do it, and then a plan breaks. It's tough being an adult, But that's about it. I don't really read. I read comic books, but I consider that reading. But when people say, "Do you read?" It's something different, That's kind of part of GeekVerse related stuff. Trying to think of anything else. I have my bike, but I like biking to work and stuff like that. And eating. I love eating. I love eating.
Good call.
Yeah, Grand 88, Golden Corral, you lucky Americans, you bastards. I can't wait. We need to do a sponsored episode from there one time. So that's what I like to do. Eat, work out, and hang out with friends and family and write when I can.
Classics. I'll go next. My probably biggest hobby is just music in general. I listen to a lot of music, like on my turntable, just throwing down records. I have pretty large collection amassed at this point. A lot of Pink Floyd and Steely Dan, ELO, all that beautiful 70s music, But also playing as well. Like I have one friend who we make some songs together. He helped make the intro that you sometimes hear at the start of our GeekVerse episodes. I play the guitar and keyboard. I kind of picked up in the last couple of years. Music is definitely a really important thing for me. Other than that, I play a lot of video games, like unrelated to the podcast. I just love video games, The big one is Smash Melee that obviously I've talked about many, many times. But that to me is like surpassed even just being a game at this point, because I've like traveled to a bunch of places throughout like the U.S. just to go to tournaments, and anytime I go somewhere in the U.S. I just find like the local Smash scene. And it just makes like traveling around the U.S. such an interesting experience. I was in last summer. I was in Boulder, Colorado for a week, and I just like met up with the people there and just hung out and played some Smash for a few hours. It's just such a great community that's just all over the place pretty much. So that's just such a big one. Just like practicing for tournaments or going and even just playing with friends and stuff like that. It's just such a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what else. I've been playing a lot of tennis in the last couple of years. Love tennis. That's like kind of my main. That's really my only sport, actually, to be honest with you. But I love tennis a lot. And then lately I've been doing some traveling that I've mentioned on the podcast here and there. But this year I went to Nepal for a month. Last year I went to India. So ideally I'd like to do like some sort of trip like that every year. So sometimes we're even super busy and I just go away for a month to do that. So shout outs to my co-casters here who cover for me while I leave on these adventures. But yeah, I went to Nepal this year just to pretty much go hiking in the Himalayas for a couple weeks, and it's a pretty amazing trip. So those are kind of my general hobbies. Yeah.
I like it. Good hobbies.
Thank you. Who's next? Taylor Field?
Am I going or are you going?
You got the mic.
You have the
Okay.
mic, Taylor. Kirkland has the mic now.
Okay.
I took it from Taylor because his hobbies are not as important as mine. Yeah, I'm a fellow video game player. I like to dabble into those. I feel like I haven't
You've been
had
playing a lot of League lately.
I
from
haven't.
what I've seen on
I
Discord.
have. It's like a demon that came back, and
it's a
I like woke up in the middle of the night and it was just on my screen, and I'm like, I don't remember that. No, definitely a guilty pleasure that I don't know, especially like when you get a friend group that kind of jumps back in there. So
it's addictive.
that's it's a weird type of game because it's definitely one that you jump in and out. Like you can play a couple games and then just not play for like a year and then jump back in because it's like the main.
It's always
the
there.
The base game is very similar, but no. Lately, I've been trying to just get into reading more. Actually, I used to never be a big reader, but I don't know. I just my library's been collecting books.
What kind of genre?
And,
Do you have a genre?
Anything from fiction to like philosophical things.
Oh, philosophy.
Yeah,
That's what I like to hear.
Right now, I'm reading The Happiness Hypothesis
Okay.
by Jonathan Haidt. He's
Interesting.
he's a very intelligent intellect,
Ooh.
and I don't know, just broaden your mind a little bit. And
Yeah, definitely.
that's good stuff. I bought a bike not too long ago, so I've been doing some mountain biking, and there's some great trails in our area here, so it's fun doing that. I don't do it enough. But I feel like I'm just limited to my cardio right now, so I gotta build it up to really get at it. And then the last thing that I've started to dabble in this year actually is computer coding. I started to teach myself a bit on like just online and stuff. It's really just like basic bare bones, but it's just something that's been interesting to me. And there's so many like free resources out there to just learn stuff. So it's really cool. It's just totally a hobby thing, but it's something I've been jumping into.
Put you and Taylor in a room together.
We're gonna have to hook up there, Kirkland.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good one. I got notes for this.
You don't know
really?
what you like enough to be able to talk about it.
Every
Taylor,
day is a different day.
Again, this is probably for the long-term fans, people listen to this episode, but if you're new, Taylor is an alien. We have not gotten proof yet, but he is 100% alien.
It's a known conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Other than invading Earths, what do you do? And Terras.
Yeah.
I make them,
Yeah,
and
That was your
I
thing?
make money.
Yeah, that's your thing you wanted to do with the colonists, create a whole planet. You are an alien. Look at you.
He's just clicking the stones now. Yeah. So, I mean, free time. Wow, what is free time?
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
I mean, I work in retail, which isn't good. I mean, some of us, and I'm referring to everyone around me, has moved away from that. Some of us stay in it. But no, that's just a job on the side. But no, I go to school.
Because this is our main thing.
That's
Obviously.
our
We
main
make a
thing.
lot of money.
Yeah,
So.
so much money. No, my full time kind of thing though right now is school. I do like trying to learn like coding and graphic design, that kind of stuff. That's kind of like one of my major passions and hobbies right now. I could sit at my computer for hours just doing stuff, and like a lot of the time, like a lot of it is GeekVerse stuff, but then a huge portion of the time is I'm just doing things, and I think, oh, I'm just gonna throw this up on GeekVerse and just upload as a video or something.
Oh, we've noticed.
So,
yeah.
And it's not as intended to be. It's just I think this is good stuff. So, And yeah, so most of my time is a lot of the time spent, hours just on the computer. And I'm one of those people that I like to scroll through Facebook and I like to see random things and random articles. And a lot of the time it
You
ends.
don't read them.
and
You just read the
No,
headlines.
no, I don't read them. Chances
What is,
are.
what is this, guys? Did you read the article? Well, no. Well,
But look at that headline. That's clickbait.
Your answer's in the article, yeah.
But don't forget that although he likes to see them, he'll take everyone but Kirkland.
Yeah.
Apparently. Well, now it's Kyle that I'm not tagging, apparently.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Seriously.
Yeah, but
Um,
he's just the asterisk on the GeekVerse
Just the
anyway.
asterisks,
Yeah.
this is true. But a lot of the times, though, I really enjoy reading and looking up things like conspiracies and, Bigfoot. It's definitely one of those like, oh, this guy's fucking loosey-goosey, but it's
Are you about the conspiracy or people saying that about you?
a bit of both, I guess. But no, like I really enjoy, reading into that kind of stuff and just kind of like, if you're ever looking for a good time, YouTube. YouTube Sierra sounds and listen to those. They're fucking wild.
Jesus.
Can you explain that just
It's
like a quick
ASMR nature noises and shit.
Okay, this is a little side note. I love it because Travis went on the official GeekVerse YouTube. And he's like, "Who's listening to this ASMR shit?" And I look, I'm like, "Oh no, it's all the hippie stuff."
You gotta watch what you use that account for, man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a public account.
but,
Well, semi-public.
I mean, aside from that, like, I really enjoy falling asleep to sleeper shows. So that's like,
Fuck.
I really
I like going to sleep.
so
You're a 6-year-old white. Like
This is
person
like
born in
this is an
60s.
alien trying to sound normal, right?
Yeah, that's not working. I like sleep. 2 sleeper shows.
Yeah.
well, so for example, like sleeper shows are like Trailer Park Boys, South Park, Family Guy, and there is Gilmore Girls in there too that I put on because it's actually
Have
I
you
mean,
watched
it's good.
Arrested Development?
no,
You should.
yeah,
Only seasons 1 through 3.
only 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'll add that to my list.
Please do.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, throw that
I
in there.
love
Yeah.
that's a sleeper show. That's good. I've
sleeper
rewatched
show.
it a few
He-
times.
He's never watched it awake though, but he
But definitely most of all, I think my favorite thing doing outside of all that is my dad told me about
I didn't even
whenever a Taylor story starts with a dad, it's like, oh shit, something's
Dad
going
is giving
down.
us great
Definitely a
movies,
couple
Scott.
felonies involved.
so my dad kind of passed this thing on about like a perfect moment kind of thing, For my grandpa, it was, paying and taking someone or him to, a pub and getting good food. And for my dad, it was going to Starbucks, enjoying a coffee and just talking. And for me, it's going to the movies and just it's about enjoying the company of someone. And for me, that's why there's so many movies I love seeing. And that's why most of the time I love probably movies that you guys really don't. Because I love movies. I love seeing it with people. I think it just makes, the experience so much better. And yeah, those are the kind of things that kind of keep me sane and keep me going on. So
Keep it going.
keep me
on.
human.
Keep it human. Super sus. Let's go town.
Let's go down.
Did you go already, Kirkland?
Yes, I did.
You did. I stepped out.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay.
Very unappreciative.
Ooh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I listened twice as hard.
Thank you.
I could hear you hearing me.
Mhm. Wow.
So I guess official announcement. 8 weeks ago now, pretty much, I had my baby boy. So yay!
Yay!
I met the little guy today. He's
Ye-
cute.
I'm jealous.
He dropped his head and it hit the chair.
I
but-
did not do that.
Wow.
I almost did that.
Everyone is banished.
So yeah, right now pastimes kind of include dealing with that.
Mhm.
It kind of takes a lot of work apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah, not very much sleep. So I do miss sleep. I enjoyed that when I had it. I like, not really super active, I'll be honest, but swimming would be one that, that was what I did when I was pregnant to try and like relieve pressure on my hips and stuff because I have a bummed hip. Not just that, but I used to enjoy running and things like that as well. So I don't know. My life has kind of changed drastically in the last little bit. That has kind of affected what I did for activity-wise. So really, at my house, we have a giant 75-inch TV and 2 reclining gaming chairs. And that's basically what me and my husband do is Mordecai sleeps on my chest and we play video games. So we recently rebought Borderlands 1, the collector's edition.
Nice.
And so we've been replaying through that. We've almost finished replaying through Borderlands 2. We've done the free DLC that just came out. So basically anything kind of co-op-y is what we like to do. Pokemon Go still is a big one. Going out for walks and getting our stops that way has, been 3 years now? Is that? Yeah, so.
Crazy.
That's insane, yeah.
Yeah, so we're still doing that. Man, I feel like there's definitely more. I like to watch TV.
Really?
TV's good. Food for sure. I will agree with that.
Do you have any sleeper shows?
Oh God.
No, I sleep with my TV off.
Okay.
I decide I'm going to go to bed and I turn it off.
That's actually really good for your brain and for your eyes.
It is, yeah.
For the eyes especially. I sleep with my eyes open.
That's the air.
You're pretty dry in the morning.
They're super dry. That's why I wear the sunglasses half the time on the cast. You don't want to see my eyes.
I feel like I had definitely thought of more things, and now that I'm here, I wish I had the cliff notes of my life.
Well, you read, right? That's another hobby.
I do, actually. I just bought $300 worth of books.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I have this giant shelf in my house, and basically there's one section is all books, one section is all video games, and then one section's all movies. So pretty much that's kind of where my life is divided by. So the biggest collection that I just bought recently was 3 animes that have all been canceled. So I bought the light novels of those. So not the actual picture version, but it's an actual storybook. So I'm going to read through those to kind of find out what happens after the anime ends. So watching anime is another one as well. Haven't been so much lately because it's a little hard to read subtitles with small child. But
What about like? I know you probably haven't been doing it lately, but like cosplaying and stuff. Have you thought
Yes.
about like incorporating Mordecai into something
I
like that?
totally have.
Yeah.
I was trying to, do like a Team Rocket and put him in like
Yeah.
a little Meowth or
That'd be
something
so
like
awesome.
that. Yeah, I had started my last one before actually my hip, and then everything kind of changed with that, and now Mordecai, and especially we don't really have anything in Kelowna. I mean, we have whatever ours is called. I don't remember.
There's Fan Expo and Kelowna Comic Con.
Fan Expo is the one I was thinking of. And it's only in its like 3rd year, and so far I've heard it's just really shitty. So I haven't bothered to put in the effort for that. So anything good, you have to go to Vancouver, Seattle. But cosplay is definitely something I do enjoy doing and I want to get back into. So that's for sure. Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
My activities are definitely things that are done sitting down.
Yeah.
I enjoy traveling too. I will throw that out
Yeah.
as well. Going to Mexico in January.
Nice.
Went to Dominican Republic in May. Went to Japan before that. China. Yeah.
Nice.
So definitely look to go more places eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do Thailand. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. It's a popular spot for sure.
But yeah, anyway, I am just going to go ahead and say that as fun as this has been, I actually have to take off. Talking about new child, it's feeding time. And so I have kind of stayed as long as I could. Glad I could get through the fan questions. Unfortunately, I'm going to...
Yeah, who cares about us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
No.
All
See
the
us
fans
all
will
the
tune
time.
out now. Oh, it's their questions.
Yeah.
I can tell Kirkland's just staring at this mic, just wants it for himself. Yeah. The fans didn't actually hear you say that because you don't have a mic.
They weren't supposed to when they say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He said salivating.
Boyd.
Well, thank you very much for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you for
You
coming.
know,
It's nice seeing you.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back, Jessica.
yeah.
Yeah,
Newborns are busy, so
it's true.
Sounds like you might be making another appearance near future. Possible Stranger Things.
Yeah, finished Stranger Things already, so looking to pop off on that.
earliest Tuesday, right, Taylor?
So yeah, hopefully I'll be back for that, and if not that, then I'm gonna make an appearance on the 24-hour with Mr. Mordecai. We're gonna come on in,
Yeah.
Awesome.
and yeah, I will just shout out that because I just wanted to say it. When we get to it, the name that I would really love and I would never name my child is Azazel, and I named my cat that because I didn't think it was appropriate to name my child that.
It is kind of
fair
demonic.
enough.
So.
It's a demon name. So anyway,
Thank you
Bye,
very much
Jessica.
for tuning in. Bye.
Bye, Jessica. Hello. Hello, hello. There's a new man on the
Do you
on
need
this
water?
mic. Are we pausing? Is that allowed?
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be great for me to pause because then I got to divide it into 2 episodes.
Sorry,
I'm good to go.
I'll just
I'm
go
good.
dehydrated.
Let's go, boys.
Nobody was asking
You
you,
can go
Taylor.
get some
Actually,
water.
I think
While
everyone.
we
We
answer
water. We can
questions.
answer another question.
We've done it before, actually, on this cast, but no one
Yes.
noticed because we didn't talk about it. But now we're
Yeah.
talking about it, so that we're kind of
It is
breaking the
kind of
fourth
awkward, eh?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Thank you for the Timbits.
How do I sound, by the
wall.
way?
Namaste.
What?
How do I sound? Do I
I
sound
am
I
great?
checked
turned you
it
down a smidge. You should be good.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah. Do you actually want water?
I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't go
Okay.
out of my way to get it.
Well, how about?
Jessica, when you tune in, you'll hear the.
Okay.
You
Well-
want, you want this water, Kirkland?
Oh, sure. I'll take
It's
that little
not
drip.
much. It's like
I'll
pretty
take
much
that.
just gonna wet the whistle.
I
But
was
Is
gonna
that
what
your
I
bath
needed.
water you're selling?
that's my bath water. It's my gamer bath water.
I'll take the donations.
so professional.
Thank you, everyone.
Double fisting old water.
That's
Well,
what I'm talking
You need
about.
water. Just sneak out after at any point. Goodbye. See
We're
ya.
all clean.
Jessica's out of here.
Let's start with.
We're on to
I got
the
splashed
geek
on that
questions
sip.
now.
Oh, yeah.
We're on
you
the
did. I
geek
see it on your
questions
face.
now. We ask questions to one each other. We can start with what Jessica was saying there because her question was, didn't she have two?
She had a two-parter.
What
yeah.
would you name your pet or child that you would never like? A name you like but never name it, and then it was where would you like to travel? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So for a name, honestly, it's a weird one, but it's Bruce. I would have loved naming a son Bruce, but it's just I know too many Bruces. A good friend of mine that was a former boss of mine is Bruce, and it's just kind of a weird thing, you
Too
know.
many associations.
Yeah, I would have loved to name a son Dexter before the show sucked. That was literally my number one, and now it's dropped to like the 5th spot.
Ooh.
So yeah, but I don't think I have many names that I go like. I would never just name like I want a kid named the Joker. Like I don't think there's too many that I. You know, and there's some names like I've kind of said this before, and it's not that rare. Like if I ever have a son, his name would be Kylo, but that's not like that's maybe on the closest of the edge because it's like a Star Wars. It's like a made up name. All words are made up, like Thor says. But I don't really have any name that I think I've thought of like, oh, that's too much, you know. Yeah, and then for anywhere I want to travel, I definitely don't want to go to Sweden. Check out our Midsommar review. But I want to go to Chicago. I should mention this in the lifestyle or whatever, the hobbies. I'm a huge wrestling fan. If you've never listened to this, love wrestling, and Chicago is just a hotbed for wrestling fans. Lots of wrestlers say it's the greatest town to wrestle in. It's just that arena. Anytime I've heard it's very vibrant, just very. You can feel it. You can feel those emotions. And I've been to many places in wrestling that since I can't remember. I've lost count how many WrestleManias. I've been to over 30 live events, but Chicago just always eluded me. It's probably because my dad, when we were younger, he agreed to go to these events because they were going to warm places. Chicago, not a warm place, but that's on the bucket list, but it has to have that asterisk. I want to go to Chicago, but I want to go during wrestling season when all those fans are rabid. Other than that, I don't think I want to go to Italy at some point, but I'm not much of a foreign traveler. I like domestic. I want to go to North American places, maybe Boston as well, and just back to Miami every year would be my dream. So yeah,
Nice.
Yep.
For the name question, one name that I love is Baltazar. It's just such an epic name.
That is epic.
And it really gained new value for me when I went to Nepal and met this really awesome dude named Baltazar. He was like a German lawyer, and he was just like the coolest dude I've ever met. He was just such a badass, and like the nature of like doing this trek is that you're not like you'll see the same people kind of in like different spots. Every once in a while, I just like bump into him. Whatever he was doing, he was always doing something cool. Like one time I was just walking through this town, and he was like up on this roof, like having dinner there. And I was like, "Hey, what's up, Baltazar?" Then he just like hopped up on the ledge, just like a gargoyle, and just started talking to us from up there, just like. The coolest
What
dude.
a character.
Yeah, he's on like you might think he's not real, but he is. He's very cool. But I don't know if I'd name a child Baltazar. It's just like
No.
I feel like that could be risky. I don't think it's a pet kind of name either. So that's probably the number one. Another name I really like. First time I heard it was Inception because maybe Christopher Nolan made it up, but it's Ariadne, who's Ellen Page's character. I don't know if I could maybe like name a daughter that someday. I don't think it's definitely not a pet name. But I think it's a really cool name. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It always just hits the ear in a pleasant way. As for traveling, yeah, like I said earlier, I've been to India and Nepal. I definitely want to go back to India. When I went there, I didn't really have much of a plan. I kind of just met up with my cousin, and we kind of just played it day by day, sort of. And now that I've been there, I know like how it works, how to get around, a little bit of the language, and a bunch of like cities that I want to go to that I didn't get to on my trip. I definitely want to go back with like more of a game plan and hit like some places that I just couldn't get to in the month I was there. I think number one on my list though right now is New Zealand. Really, really want to go there and just kind of, I don't know, culturally it seems like a really interesting place, but also just the landscapes, like, the Lord of the Rings.
Let's go.
Stuff. But I would love to just go on like some of those Lord of the Rings like treks, and just
that
go
would be
through,
fun.
like, some of the spaces,
Little hobbit holes.
Yeah, some of the places they shot those things. Another one, like South America in general, but if I had to pick one place, I would say Peru. Peru is also just a really interesting, like, beautiful place. I feel like in some ways it's kind of like similar to India in terms of like the day to day. So that kind of interests me, but also just once again like amazing hiking and stuff. I think that's a big thing of like where I want to go to places is just to do some really cool treks and see some interesting landscapes, some unique spots. So those are probably my my main spots. I also really want to go to Japan at some point. That's a little bit lower on my list. Also, I think when I'm perhaps a little bit older, maybe have a job where I make more money. I can actually afford to go there.
Same.
India is like, it's expensive to get there flight wise, but it's like $15 or less a day.
Yeah.
Just like each day for accommodation and food. So it's like it's much more viable than Japan, which I think you can do it cheaper, but it's like harder.
Yeah.
So
once we do some GeekVerse podcast world tours, sponsored treks in our private jet.
Exactly.
Give me that snap.
That mean we'll have to get a translator if we do a podcast in Japan.
They'll learn English. We're worthy.
What'd you say?
They'll learn English.
Wow.
We're worthy.
Turn it down a little bit. That's my list.
What was the name again you said?
What? The two names?
Balthazar was one?
Balthazar
okay.
for a male name, Ariadne for a female name.
So I'm
Ariadne.
pretty sure that is the name of Nicolas Cage's character in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I actually love that name.
It's a sick name.
Sick.
So sick.
So sick.
Would you name a child that though?
I might.
Yeah?
I might actually consider it.
I don't think Madison would give you the go ahead if that's.
I'd be down.
Believe it or not,
As
like
the
that,
uncle, I'd be down.
that talk has surfaced, not about Balthazar, but just about like
Ooh.
just names.
Specifically.
And I've had my heart crushed in a few names.
Yeah.
Nick Cage. One name.
Nick
One
Cage.
name.
Field.
Nick Cage Field. I don't know about that.
Of Fields.
So names, yeah. Right off the start here, I would not want to name my kid Dick. I just feel uncomfortable. I don't know.
Like the name?
No, I don't like the name because it was
That's
names
not
that
the
we don't
question.
like.
No, the question is, what is a name you like but you wouldn't name a child or a pet?
Oh, that's what it was? I thought it was a name that you just wouldn't give to a child or a pet. And I was like, Dick.
Oh, that would be a podcast for I'm not gonna name him Fuckface. I'm not gonna name him like People Eater.
But there's
Eater,
there's actually
Hannibal.
there's people named Dick though out there in the world.
Well, they're Richard. No one's. I don't
Yeah,
know if
it's
there's
a
anyone
short.
actually named Dick.
It's
But in the
a
movie Fun with Dick and Jane, his name is actually Dick. It's not Richard, is it?
Did you see his birth certificate?
Okay, when I talk
No.
about people, I'm not about real life people. I've never met anyone named Dick that's not Richard. And because back then, when like 60s, 70s, Dick was not. That was just
It didn't
starting
have
to.
a connotation.
Yeah, I was starting to get that street cred of a man's unit.
Interesting.
Unit. I like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
you weren't on this earth at that
I
point.
still think you should answer the question how you were going to answer it. 'Cause I
Yeah.
just want to hear what else you got.
About what the name Dick?
No, I think I've heard enough on Dick. But just like other names if you have them.
Other names, I really, really, really like the name Carter. And I like it because he is one of my favorite Spartans from
Rappers.
Halo
Oh,
Reach.
okay.
What?
He was a Spartan. He was a Spartan that smashed his pelican into one of the scarabs near the
Oh,
end of Halo
snap.
Reach, and it was fantastic. I thought he was super awesome as a leader of Noble Team.
Why would you not name a kid Carter though?
It's a pretty
Ooh,
generic
I'm
name.
ready for this answer.
Well, it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say it's too generic, but at the end of the day, like I feel like I would want the name of my kid to be much more unique and one of a kind.
Yeah.
So I
One of a
definitely.
kind is very hard.
I definitely wouldn't go, and this isn't anything against Kyle, but I wouldn't go for anything like Kyle or Logan or anything like that.
Holy shit!
I'm just-
That's
Is it
so
because the Monster
savage.
Energy drinks? Is that why?
So
No,
savage.
I'm just not a fan of those kind of
Kyle or
names.
what?
Kyle or Logan.
Wow.
I'm not a
I
fan.
wonder why Logan, huh? Fucking
Yeah.
Wolverine.
No. I
Wow.
like Wolverine, and honestly, I like Hugh. I think that's an awesome name, like Hugh
Hugh?
Hefner, Hugh Jackman. You know.
So what if
Field.
because I'm a big Wolverine fan, someone's named Logan, you're gonna shit on my kid?
No. If you name your kid Logan, totally. Like I think Kyle's a great guy, but I just
Wow.
personally I would not take the name Kyle for my own.
I will
kid.
say I don't love the name Dylan.
Wow.
Like
Why?
I've grown attached to it, believe it
Yeah.
or not. But it's
Believe
not
it
like-
or not.
What's that? But I'm
Believe
not
it
gonna
or
name
not.
my kid like Dylan Jr. You know. I
DJ.
mean, one, I don't have the ego.
DJ,
Two,
DJM.
DJ.
I personally like. I do believe in like carrying, names of like your grandfather or your parents kind of like down. For me, I think that's a way of like continuing your family line as a sense of immortality in that sense and keeping your family alive and
Damn.
progressing.
That's intense.
But I don't think it should be blatantly obvious, like you said, like Dylan Jr. or something like that. Like for me, I would take like my dad's name and go like an Arthur route or something like that. Like maybe as like a middle name or something. Because I think that's something that people used to do back in the day, and they don't do it necessarily anymore. Like I don't know where the fuck Taylor came from, because originally my parents thought of the idea of Harry. I would have taken Harry Field.
That just sounds. Oh my god.
Make note that it's 2 R's and not an I and an R.
Oh, good to
Just
know.
so you guys know.
Oh, that made it better.
There's like a running joke. Sorry, I'm gonna just take it.
Do it.
There's a running joke in my family that if someone names their kid Chris, that their name would be Christmas.
Christmas.
That's kind of funny.
I like it.
Or if it was a female, you could name her Mary, make the middle name Chris, and it'd be Merry Christmas. So
Let's
I'm
go.
not gonna do that because it's
amazing.
potentially cruel. But
Let's go Merry
it's kinda
Christmas.
funny. Let's go Merry Christmas. Let's go town.
That's super cool.
Let's go down.
And then places I want to go to, I would say Galaxy's Edge is definitely one. Like I've been to Disneyland, California Adventure before,
Okay.
but now that Galaxy's Edge is there,
I was like, I don't think that's a
100%.
country.
Yeah, I thought it was a planet.
That's his home
Terra.
planet. Yeah.
I want to
Galaxy's
go.
Edge, we're coming back with information.
I want to go explore Batu and everything like that. It's super cool. And then next thing on my list, second pick is China. Definitely want to go there. I think there's so much culture there, heritage, all that kind of stuff that
Go to
just
Hong
needs
Kong,
to be
amazing
explored.
place.
And
Hong Kong.
It's part of you, you're
It's part of
Asian
me.
after all.
Yes.
So
And French.
and then France is third
And
on my
German.
list.
Hey, let's
And
go.
German now.
I
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Germany would probably be number 4 after France, but like I got a lot of family in France that I like, cousins
A
and
lot of
stuff that I've
pecans,
never
yeah.
met, because like in my line, like my mom and her sister and my grandma, they all are from the French colony in Africa, and so my grandma's got siblings that all have kids and stuff, and they have kids all in France and
Oh,
Germany.
yeah.
So
Just
I
kids
want
running
to.
around, a
I
bunch of
wanna-
fields.
You can't pull like a National Lampoon and just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm here to stay with you," and they don't know who you are. You got to actually communicate with them. Be like, "Yeah,
right.
I'm your cousin from Canada."
Yeah,
I don't know how it would work, but
it's pretty complicated.
when you said
a good
cousin,
start.
did your cousin like, was he from India?
No, he's from
Okay.
Vancouver,
Oh, okay.
but he's like full. He's like a full Stephen Strange. Like he just lives in India for
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 or 5 months of the year.
Long hair.
He has long hair.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah.
I think he shaved it recently for some sort of ceremony. Just shaved all of it.
Wow.
But
Rite of passage.
yeah, pretty much.
Very cool.
Edo burrito.
Nito burrito.
Alrighty.
What do you got, Pat?
Names that I would not use. Is it a child or pet or just
It's like you could do either. I think
okay?
it's like you pick.
One I really like. Honestly, it might change my mind, but Corvo. I think it's a
Corvo.
sick name, honestly.
I think it'd work for a pet.
Yeah, that is fair for sure. I still like it.
Yeah.
Other one. This is a totally Russian name, Kalishnikov.
Oh, hell
Definitely would never
yeah.
name my child that,
That's
but
what
that
I'm
is a
talking about.
sick name.
I love it. Is that
I love
from
it.
something, or you just like
That
came
is
up
what
with
an
it?
AK-47 is. It's a something automatic
You wouldn't
Kalishnikov.
name your kid that? What about a pet?
I don't think so.
No, he's
Maybe
saying
a pet.
He's saying it's a name. Once again, Taylor, the question is, what is a name you like that you wouldn't name a kid or a pet?
I don't know, but that's what I said. Like, you wouldn't name your kid that?
No.
It's after
No.
a
That's why it's
gun,
on my
an
list.
automatic
Yeah.
weapon that kills people.
Yeah. Still
Well,
a sick name. Kalishnikov.
Is that what they call their kids in Russia?
I don't know. I don't know many Russians.
Natasha Romanov.
The other one is Nico. It's a very Russian name again. Just for some reason I like it.
I
I
know a
probably
Nico.
wouldn't. You do know
Yeah.
Nico? Okay. Cool.
My friend had a child last year named Nico.
Really?
1-year-old Nico, just chilling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Nico.
Shout out to Nico.
So,
Nico
or Nikolai both fall in the same category?
Nico. No lies. Let's go. Let's go, Towns. My other one, for some reason, I like this name ever since I was younger. Oliver. I could always use that name, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know many Olivers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely not Oliver from
Olimar.
Pikman. But yeah, those are names that I don't know. I feel like they might have to stew. I definitely would not use Kalishnikov, but maybe Oliver might sway. The one that honestly, this is totally not related to the question. One I would use, I think, is Peter, because I think it would just roll off the tongue for Peter Patzer. That just sounds sick.
Yeah.
Plus, shouts out to Spider-Man.
Shout out to Spider-Man.
Let's go.
Truly.
You got a middle name to go in there?
Peter B.
Peter B. Patzer. Ooh.
or Peter P. Peter P. Patzer.
Peter P. Pat.
I
Might
like
be
it.
two
It's a
Ps.
great name.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May or may not use it.
Okay.
May or may not have children. Who knows?
Who knows? No
Let's
one
go.
really knows for
Let's
sure.
go. Travis knows.
I know. One more month. Kirkland's having a kid. No.
Let's go.
How about
Let's go, kid. Oh
you
yeah,
wanna
right.
know
The other
soon?
one.
There's a
I
part two.
apologize. I
Or you just wanna
apologize.
stay in
I
Colin?
apologize.
I don't know if
I
you're
wasn't
just
prepared.
trolling.
Okay, top 3
Rutland.
travel destinations. Number 1, Japan. I am going in
Japan.
2020. I cannot wait.
Nice.
This is just culture. I'm a big anime guy, so I just love the cherry blossoms, Mount Fuji, all that stuff. Just it's all in
Yeah.
one island for me. I'm just super excited to go. So that's my number 1. Number 2, Nepal. Shouts to Dylan Muss. Get me
Yo.
excited. I just love the Himalayan mountains and just that aspect and just the culture. I just definitely want to see it and do Dylan's trek.
Mhm.
Get some
It's a
info
great
from that
trek.
guy.
Annapurna Trek.
Yeah, my number 3, San Francisco. For some reason, it's just like I feel like there's not many places in the States that I really want to go see, but San Francisco, it's very like I don't know, like liberal and free and just like hipster type town.
Very
And
hipster.
yeah, so I don't know. I really want to go see the culture and just the Alcatraz, Golden Gate, just that stuff.
Yeah,
I really want to see
definitely.
that. Shouts out to Big Hero 6 that combined my 2 favorite places, San Francisco, I think it's called.
San Francisco.
They literally have a town that's San Francisco and Tokyo
That's
in
hilarious.
one, and I need to go there because those are my 2 favorites. But yeah, that's where I want to go.
Nice. Good picks.
Thank you very much.
Boom. Start off with maybe Briggs and Kyle because they're not here, so throw those ones out.
Kyle had a
Kyle had a question?
What?
I told you, but I guess I didn't put it in the chat, did I? It's an easy one, I think.
I hope so.
Okay.
It's just I told you this and you'll remember this.
No, but you should have still put it on the list.
You don't have
That's
to
right.
answer it. I said I forgot to put it on the list.
I know. But
Kyle doesn't have a question this year. It's fine.
what's the question?
I'm not going to say it because, I'm the one that knows it. Briggs asked for whatever story like he used Thanos and Infinity War as an example of what happens if Thanos had just won. What story of a hero's winning or heroes making the comeback journey that they lose? They just flat out don't win. The villain wins the story, and that's the end of it.
All right. I'm just ready because I got it right
Yeah,
here.
go ahead.
The one I went with is Killmonger.
Well, that's mine too.
Yeah. I figured it was yours, so I was
Yeah.
hoping to jump in there. I
Yeah.
don't know if you want to just jump on with
Steals
It's
it.
just I feel like
Takes it.
it makes like that one you can definitely sympathize for him because he just wants to use Wakanda's technology to help like the oppressed, like I don't know, African Americans and just Africans in general that just have been oppressed throughout the years. And I don't know, I just felt like it was just the easiest one, the first one that came to my mind, so that's what I went with.
Yeah, he got compelling stories. Plus, if he won, I don't know if I want T'Challa dead, but if he wins, it's a fun thing for the Avengers to have to deal with. This he has the power of the
Yeah.
entire country behind his back with a lot of technology, a lot of people. So, yeah, it's just because obviously it goes about in the wrong way, but lots of, if not the majority of the movie, you're kind of feeling he's in the right. And then he goes to the classic, hey, maybe we should start executing people. Then you're like, oh, that's not great. But yeah, Killmonger was mine as
Yeah.
well.
I had a couple here. I would like to see Loki. I know we kind of see it a little bit in like Ragnarok. He's kind of doing some stuff, but that's not like true Loki leadership. I'd like to see what Loki's reign would be like after like 5 years of like him leading Asgard or some other place. I think it'd be interesting because he's like not an all bad guy, So I wonder what he would be like, with time on his side. And the other one is not a comic book one, but just throw a bone to Bowser. I wonder what would happen.
Hey,
Like,
let's go.
like one, I don't really. The first part is I don't really know what Bowser's like goal is. Like I don't know what
No.
he just
him
wants to
is
marry
success.
Peach, right?
Is that it?
I don't know. Up for interpretation.
Yeah, I
In
just
my-
I think
my
I want to
head
see a
canon.
game. I still really want to see a game where you like play as Bowser and you just like destroy a
Just
bunch
Godzilla.
of shit. Yeah, pretty much that.
Rampage.
So
and
I don't-
Bowser.
But also, he's just been getting killed for like 20, 30 years. Like throw him a bone. Let him win
Absolutely.
one. We've already seen like in a lot of the. I was gonna say Ganondorf as well would be interesting, but you kind of see that in a lot of the Zelda games. Like you see what it's like when he's like winning until you take him out, I guess. Whereas
Mhm.
Bowser he, like has a castle, but like is he ever really winning?
I definitely get vibes from like Wreck-It Ralph, where he's just like, oh, going to work. It's like,
Yeah,
and then he works with Mario, and Mario's all happy-go-lucky because everybody loves him.
That's
It's just
definitely
like
the comparison.
the dynamic. Yeah,
That'd be fun. Those are mine.
good picks. Good picks.
I did think that was a hard question to answer. Like
Yeah.
I had to really think about it, but
So, yeah, this was actually kind of a tough question. But mine I'm going with is William Dafoe's Green Goblin.
nice.
He's going to kill Toby? That means we don't get Spider-Man 2 or 3.
Well, no, like in this sense,
Yeah,
like
Green Goblin
he
2
doesn't
and 3 though.
necessarily kill Toby, but Toby kind of like he injures him. Maybe Toby saunters off and he thinks he killed Toby, but
Comes a delivery boy.
I feel like we don't actually
Like
know
messengers.
exactly what Green Goblin's motives and goal were going to be after he, achieves his basic goals. His basic goals were, to kill, the other people on the board. And,
Back to farm.
I don't know, I feel like he wanted to take over the city, but Spider-Man swooped in, stopped him, and then he confided in Spider-Man a little bit on the rooftop of what his kind of plan was, about bringing the city up to this new point or this new, heightened kind of perspective or, I don't know, standing point. And I just think that'd be super cool to see, what he was going to do and, where he would actually go and if, Harry would have actually kind of wanted to follow him or still trying to,
Harry'd be dead.
I don't know, because I
think
feel like
Goblin would have just killed everybody. I think that's what would end.
Goblin would have?
Yeah,
He's pretty insane.
I don't
Yeah.
think he would have killed this. I don't think he would have killed Harry because I think he didn't like
But
Harry.
sometimes
Thought
he
was-
can he can lose so much control that he might not know that Harry is his son.
Mm-hmm. Goblin doesn't
That's
care about
true.
his son.
I don't know. I think it could be super cool with how it would go with Jameson because Jameson one-handedly survived against Goblin or single-handedly. You know?
One-handed.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
he came. He's like
saved him.
Jameson, you swine, and then he survived.
But Spider-Man saved him, and Jameson didn't fight him off or anything.
I don't know. I think if Spider-Man didn't show up, I think Jameson could have held his own.
I don't.
Oh, I just shoot him out. I've been shoot out before.
No.
So that's my pick. I would love to see what Goblin does.
Damn.
No, I wasn't
Somewhat of a
thinking that.
scientist myself.
Who wants to ask their question next?
Did you answer it, or did you just agree with Killmonger?
Yeah, Killmonger.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know much. Just because it's a compelling reason. It was a hard one for me too when Briggs asked it. It's tough because I could go for a meme and just pick a bad movie and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish Dark Phoenix killed all the X-Men, and that would have been fun and interesting. But they're not really because it's already a bad movie. So I tried to think of
Yeah.
other. I tried to think of Lord of the Rings, but then that's I
That's
feel
just
it's not as
dark.
good if it's just dark and Frodo just becomes Gollum. And
You have
he
these
just-
characters with no personality, just these orcs running
Yeah,
around.
exactly. So it was, and same thing. Star Wars, the story's still going. So I went with Reeson and Killmonger. I like the Bowser
Yeah.
pick though. That would be good.
Yeah.
What is Kyle's question? I want to know.
I don't know. I forgot it.
This guy. This
Yeah.
slimy
It was
guy.
either your favorite GeekVerse moment or episode. Just in general.
That one requires thinking about.
Well, that's what I said. I was gonna skip it. I forgot to put it in. That's why I said skip it.
This one.
Fans' questions are more important.
Off
This
the top
one
of my
'cause
head,
Kyle's not
I'll say
here.
the first 24-hour stream.
Yes.
The second
absolutely.
one I was
Plain
very stressed
Overcooked?
out, so I'm going to say the first one.
I would
Yeah.
agree with that. The Overcooked.
Kirkland just chopping
Oh,
shots.
That was
Hop
so
behind,
fun.
hop behind.
Yeah. Travis and I were popping off on there.
We gotta play it again. Yeah,
Mm.
mine. I don't know. I got a few. Anytime we do Comic Con E3s, those are usually fun, good times, whether they're bad conferences or not. Just lots
Yeah.
of news breakdown.
That whole weekend.
Yeah, the whole stream, just because all of them, but definitely the last one, just because we hit 1,000. I thought for sure we weren't going to hit 1,000. Hit it within like a minute 30, so that was lots of fun. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other stuff. Gauntlet. Anytime you win a title, I got
Oh,
thrown
yeah.
under the bus, but I beat Musk for the title first time. No one thought I was going to
Sure
do that.
did.
And then I beat Briggs, and no one thought I was going to do that. So it was kind of fun, especially first year doing that. People thought I was like some nice little noob and whatnot, which if I play Call of Duty, oh, yeah, I get fucking destroyed. But you never know. That's when I used to play Mario Tennis, and I destroyed Briggs. So there was a time. So those were always fun. Honestly, I guess it's not really a moment, and like it's breaking the fourth wall. We do it for fun, but me and Taylor are doing the work hard, Wolf hard stuff, and we may or may not have another wrestling match again this year. But that first one was lots. That was tons.
That was a
and
classic.
that I got lots of just texts from my friend because I know I'm a wrestling fan. It was like oh, this is crazy you're doing this, but it was like fun, and there's some good stuff planned. And anytime we did the road trips for me and Dylan did Spider-Verse, but we also did the Wonder Woman and Civil War ones. Those ones were fun. I'm trying to think of just any podcasts in particular. Golden Geeks are always my favorite, to be honest. Like, just if I single out one Golden Geek one, because I think it's just an encompass of you get us. My favorite podcasts, honestly, are always, and that's why I usually like newscasts, because reviews, we try to be a bit more serious and on point, but newscasts I like of if we can get that mix of being informative, having good conversation, and just being wacky funny. Like
Yeah.
when we get to the moments when we're just laughing about something for 10 minutes, like something like we have this joke about Shmi that's been going on for so years, or Big, or just like I was listening to the
Tom Franco. That's a recent one.
Well, yeah, or Ed Moses. Like there's just times where we'll keep going, and it definitely reached that point where it's funny, then it's not funny, and then it's funny again. So delete the tweets, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that's probably, and that's why I like Golden Geeks, because it kind of is like everything, because those casts are usually like 3 hours, so we can start to get loopy.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. So yeah, there's nothing really we don't like doing here, to be honest. Other than if you see a really shitty movie and it's boring. That's about it. But other time, I usually have a good time there. That's some of my favorite moments.
Mm-hmm. I answered earlier, but do you have one?
I was kind of jumping in with yours on like.
Yeah.
I mean,
24-hour stream, July 19th.
Yeah, cheap plug. But yeah, there's plenty out there that I don't know. Looking back, I feel like there's just lots of fun. It's just we always have a good time on here, but just one that kind of jumps out at me is definitely the first 24-hour stream. Because, I don't know, there's just a lot of wacky games we were playing, like that Sneak King and the Overcooked was lots of fun. It was just crazy also, like, hitting our goal. And, like, I know, like, the next one, like, we went way over, but it's just that first one because it's like, are we really going to make, like, this amount of money? And
we're on
we did.
Territory,
yeah,
first year doing
exactly.
It,
and then
a bunch of nobodies from Kelowna.
It was awesome. Me and Dylan got our head shaved that day, and it was it was lots of fun. And then I feel like that was the introduction to Cannot Go That Way, or was that a previous one?
It might have been then, honestly.
Yeah.
That
was.
Like, I think it appeared like probably like a 1 a.m. sort of point when we're just
that's a weird time slot. Yeah,
I
think some Overcooked time was in there too. So yeah, no,
that midnight slot.
But yeah, we have lots of fun here. So.
There's so many moments just throughout filming and recording all of this that's just so good. And like a lot of it is just, I mean, personally, like I love it when there's just like all these jokes that pop up. Like I love the Tom Franco stuff, I love the Feige Fun Bucks and everything. Like there's so much good stuff. And like I think things that I say that I don't expect to be funny, like some of it's just like genuine questions, like whose boat was it? And for some reason, it just totally kills some of you guys. Like those moments that are just, again, it's the innocent humor. Even things that you guys say that are innocent humor, those are things that it's my kind of humor, and I love that. And those are like some of my happiest memories. It's just so good. And it's just, all the things not only that we do on the cast, but the things we do outside the cast, like laser tag, shouting Wakanda, and just like...
Oh, yeah. Those
are good.
Those kind of moments just don't get any better when you're playing, especially with a bunch of randoms, and you're just screaming. These guys are screaming Wakanda, full on charging. It's intimidating, but it's great.
Purple team. Let's go purple.
I got to say, our Call of Duty matches, too.
Those are like iconic. Trembling. Yeah.
We got to jump back on those.
We have to do a third one.
Absolutely.
Needs to happen. Yeah.
Needs to happen
at some point. Kyle's favorite moment was any podcast he did with me. He was pretty happy about that.
Okay.
I'd say he probably liked the Spidey retro. That was fun.
He shouted out the Civil War trip as well, and then we just did X-Men. That was lots of fun because those are some bad movies, so that's some wacky time, and then just kind of the origins of Dynamic Duo and whatnot. I've always said, like on record, if we ever do this as a career and I could bring someone back, always would pay Liam to move back here because there's one cast that we did that we literally, I think we started it at 1 a.m. or something like that. We were just hanging out. We're like, we're going to cast. And it was just, we were doing a newscast, Dynamic Duo. And it was like, it's great, but it's like awful because we're so tired. And Kyle's mixing up DC and Marvel and all this stuff and everything. And it was a great one.
That's
so
funny.
Check it out. So who wants to throw out there? I'll throw out my question because mine's a simple, easy one. I asked you to give me your best, because we've talked about this a few times. Me and Kirkland and Laban talk about the quality of burger. We've talked about different fast food joints. Give me your 3 top fast food joints. This is you're not looking for great food. There's no, maybe Olive Garden would just be something matching.
Olive Garden's fast food? Is that what you
know? I'm not saying that's the line.
Okay, my bad.
And then the most overrated. So, yeah.
Okay, I can go first. I got my list here. Number 1, this one's probably pretty obvious. Quiznos. I'm a notorious Quiznos lover here on the podcast. If you didn't already know, there's not one on my side of the lake where I live. So whenever I have to burn some time and I'm coming to Travis's house, luckily there's a Quiznos on the way, so I always stop by. Especially they got their Chipotle lobster promo still going.
Really good.
So
Don't make that limited time.
No, it's so good. But yeah, I love the way they toast their bread too. It's just perfect. I could just eat that bread on its own. Number 2,
I'll just take order your bread, please.
I would.
Your
honestly.
finest breads.
A lot of carbs, but hey. A&W. This is definitely like a family thing. I feel like my whole family have just been going there forever. Like we used to snip out like bacon and egg or coupons in the newspaper, and we just have like shit ton of those like stacked in the vehicle. Yeah, it was just we've always loved A&W. I love their burgers. They always get crispy lettuce, like good tomato. I feel like that's really important, and like a quality burger bun. So yeah, for those reasons, A&W. Number 3. We don't actually have one here, but whenever I'm in an area that has one, I have to go there because I absolutely love it so much. It's Chipotle. I don't know if anyone here has gone there. they got really good quality food, and it's just like a ton as well. Like you get your burrito and it's just huge.
Nice.
And one cool thing that they do is they have like steak bites, but they cook them like kind of like medium rare. So like if you're picking your meat, you get chicken, beef, or whatever, but you can get like steak, and it's actually like
I thought you were talking about the chicken.
what's that? Oh, medium rare chicken.
Yeah, can I get rare
Yeah.
chicken?
I want
No good.
No, definitely don't do that. But no, they got quality food there, and I definitely recommend it if you're in an area that has one. Because unfortunately, we don't have one here in our little town. Oh, geez, I went scrolling. Overrated. Number one, I feel like McDonald's is kind of overrated.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Like I don't know. Like, sure, if it's 3 a.m, I've had a few drinks, and like we're in a McDonald's, I'll totally scarf down that quarter pounder. But like in the back of my mind, I'm like, this really doesn't hold up for like a quality burger in my mind. And
I don't get the Big Mac hype either.
no,
I get
absolutely not.
No.
I'm not a Big Mac guy.
it.
And
The sauce, the bun in the
Yeah.
middle. What are you doing?
yeah, so McDonald's on there. Number 2, Subway.
It's on
that's
Taylor's top, so he's
I
removing
think
it off.
so. I think so. Number 2, Subway is my.
Oh, you have 3 overrateds. I just saw you pick one, but you can change it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was three.
Three of each.
Okay, yeah, I'll say my list.
Hey, you got him. Flaunt it.
Do it.
Subway, throwing some shade because I just love Quiznos so
Wow.
much, and I feel like a lot of people just claim that Subway is better than Quiznos, even though they don't really know.
They don't know.
No.
They
They're
don't know the
McDonald's
truth.
peoples as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, Subway. Number 3, KFC. This is one restaurant that I don't understand how it is so popular because like I'm never really appealed to go there, and when I'm forced to go there, it's just like
Forced.
I don't know. It just I feel like
It's the only restaurant they have here on Terra.
Only
gotta-
restaurant.
you
They don't even have
gotta-
actual restaurants.
You gotta ask for the rare chicken.
yeah. In KFC's defense, I do like their gravy though. Like I do like dipping some stuff, but like I never go there, so it's definitely once in a
I
blue
think it
moon
got so
situation.
popular because it was like the first chicken place.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why. The other places had like burgers and there was competition, but that was like the first. The
Fair enough.
Colonel,
Yeah.
those commercials.
But yeah,
Terrible fries as well.
yeah. So those
Nice.
are that's my list.
I'll go next. Triple O's to me is the golden god. It's
Whoa.
like borderline in between.
They have the best
restaurant
breakfast
and,
sandwich in the world.
Do they?
Yeah,
I've never
it's
even
called the
got that.
Breakfast Club. It comes with like a hash brown,
Damn.
bacon, sausage, everything in there.
I'll
So
have to
good.
get
It's got
that.
like their spicy or
Yeah, yeah.
their special relish they got.
I see.
So good.
Like Triple O's it's a little more expensive than the other
Oh, yeah.
places, right? Because it's a little more. I'm not gonna say top quality, but it's a little higher quality, and they just have like good shakes. They like the yam fries with the chipotle sauce. Oh, so good.
So good.
That's definitely my go-to if I want like a nice burger quickly. Even though it is a little bit more expensive, it's like I'll pay for it.
You got to try out the
'cause I like
breakfast,
it.
seriously.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
I've never thought to
Yeah.
go there for breakfast.
Yeah.
Is I
I-
guess the reason why.
Whenever
I
I'm
haven't-
going on a road trip, I plan to hit that on the
Right.
way out of town.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I think I'll agree with the Quiznos one. I like Quiznos. I kind of forgot about it for like a few years, but in the last couple of years,
Did I
started
remind you?
going
'Cause
again.
I started going so much? Yeah.
I don't think I don't get fast food a ton. I
Yeah.
guess I get like Tim Hortons like somewhat often.
Yeah.
But that's kind of different. Sometimes I'll get like a drink or some Timbits for the boys.
For the boys.
Yeah, for the boys.
Never more than a 10-pack.
Sometimes, rarely, like for a 24-hour
Never.
stream, for a gauntlet taping or a 24-hour stream, I'll do it. Well, I like A&W as well. I don't know if I'd put that in my. What am I at right now? Triple
Here
O's,
too, yeah. Triple
Quiznos.
O's, Quiznos.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put Tim Hortons in, even though I get like that the most often. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd put it in that quality tier list with the other ones. I like Wendy's. I like Wendy's. You know what? It's a cheap. It's like my cheap option.
That value menu.
Actually, here's a question: would you guys consider Subsidy Donair to be a fast food?
I think so. Because I feel like it would be the same sort of like tier
Like
as
there's-
Chipotle.
like there
Because
isn't
Chipotle,
a
there's no
drive-thru for
drive-through.
it?
Yeah, same thing with Chipotle. It doesn't
Okay.
have a drive-through.
Then I will definitely go Subsidy Donair. Actually,
Okay.
that's just like quality food. It
It's a
feels
good
like it
shout
at
out,
least.
yeah.
It's get the poutine, the Donair poutine. You just
I love the way
beef
they
donair,
dice
chicken
their
donair.
vegetables.
Yeah,
It's really good.
just nice. Yeah, they get a lot of them
Yeah.
in there. They have good sauce, like the secret sauce. Their fries, their spicy fries are so
Oh.
good. So
So
Yeah.
this is the
Those are-
definition of fast food: food that can be prepared quickly and easily, and is sold in restaurants and snack bars as quick a meal or to be taken out.
yeah, so you go to Subsidy, you're there for a maximum
5
10
minutes.
You could say 10. Like if there's a lineup of like 3 or 4 people, it can take a bit because you usually
Yeah.
only have one person working there, at least in the ones I've been to in Kelowna. So I think that's a pretty. That list is happy. That's like I'm paying a little bit more though than the average person because I'm not really. I guess for overrated, I'd probably agree with like McDonald's or like I don't think I've ever been to Arby's, and I feel like I'm like not appealed to go there.
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's my.
They got
my-
good fries.
I'll
They
cut
got
them now because Arby's definitely top 3. When I was eating,
Oh,
a
wow.
big roast beef guy, cordon bleu. Love that. Just some
Cordon
meat.
bleu.
Yeah,
some
like I don't think I've ever
ham.
been there.
their
so-
fries are to die
The
for.
fries.
Oh.
That's another list too that comes up, or another thing that comes up on this list is curly fries. Just the gift of fries. There's no better fry than a nice curly fry. So yeah, Arby's up there. Like I said, roast beef. They used to have a great baked potato. They're slimming on it now, but the baked potatoes back in the day load were just so well done. What was my other one? Because I don't want to spoil number 1 here. Taco Time. I'm a big Mexican restaurant guy. Taco Time, R.I.P. Maybe in Kelowna.
Save the Taco Time.
Taylor was all worried about what petitions
Very
they're signing.
concerned.
Kirkland, are you okay? Have you been hacked?
But Mexi fries. It's definitely not as great now, but I feel like that and Taco Bell not even a few, like maybe 10 years ago when I was a kid, it was all so much cheaper. So you could walk there with $20 and just get a bag full of stuff. It was great, big bag. And then number 1 for me is I'm still waiting for one to get in Kelowna is Jack in the Box. I love Jack in the Box. It's so good. Whether it's the dinner, they got the curly fries, they got great breakfasts. Their milkshakes are to die for. They do like just like a nice Oreo milkshake. They get they always put so much whipped cream on top. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2 cherries on top, and it's fantastic. Yeah. The overrated, I already said McDonald's, just because I just don't get it anymore. Other than the fries, I honestly think the fries that keeps them going. If they lost that recipe and could never make them, they'd be out of business 100%. And then the other one I'll throw up, I love their Blizzards, but Dairy Queen, if it wasn't for the Blizzards, same thing. Their food is just tasteless. I never understood it. I don't get it, but I think it is just because it's an ice cream place. I love your ice cream cake, so don't go
True.
anywhere.
Yeah.
But if it's just the food, definitely. If we're talking desserts, totally different. They run the
that's
game.
a different ballgame.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
fast food, but yeah, those are my one. But Jack in the Box, just come on. We got a Popeyes in Penticton. I'm very happy for Emily because that's her favorite. And I got chicken or like fried shrimp, whatever it is. So come on, Jack in the Box.
So
Let's-
is there one in like Vancouver? Do you know, or is it all only states?
I think it's all in the States. There might be like Toronto, but
Okay.
let's stop counting Toronto.
Yeah,
as
Toronto's
Canada.
just the
Come on,
States.
it's
Yeah,
the
let's go.
States. It's like Seattle. That's Canada. Like let's just swap them. And like, we'll give you Toronto. You give us Seattle. Let's call it.
I'd be
even.
down for Seattle.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Seattle.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go
Cultural
Seattle.
hotspot,
Seattle
for sure.
might be now too. Taylor,
This is
So
gonna be wild here.
my
McDonald's.
shit on Arby's.
my number
Cheese sauce
3.
is so good.
It's a little too artificial for
Fuck
me.
did my notes go? Oh shit! It went to the deleted area.
You know what I'll say for
Oh.
overrated? The Beyond Meat Burger from A&W. I didn't like
let's
it.
go.
Didn't
So
like it.
good.
I feel like it's fairly like highly claimed too. So
Highly claim. What'd you say?
like it's got high praise to
Oh,
it.
yeah, big
I
time.
used the wrong word there.
Yeah.
Apologize. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm mad they're sold out. I can't buy them in.
They're
Natural
still
Fronts
sold
anymore.
out.
Well, not even, at Natural Fronts for me to buy them to bake at
Oh,
home.
I
Sucks. They
see.
got all the sausages, but I want with my burgers.
So my number 3 is Starbucks. I like in this case of the Taco Time.
This guy.
I don't support that because I think
Wow, you're the part of the problem.
No, I think every town needs, I think, at least one. I don't think we need everyone or every intersection has a Starbucks. I think that's ridiculous and stupid. But needless to say, like, when I go to Starbucks and I get the venti hot chocolate, it's down in 30 seconds. I fucking love it. It is the perfect temperature.
That's
The whipped cream.
That's a lot of heat to put in
I
your
Your throat is
love
just
it. It is so
fucking scarred
good.
like 2 faces. It's right side.
It is so good. The consistency of the whipped cream on top. The whipped cream that they use is prime with chocolate and caramel drizzle is fan-fucking-tastic.
I want to see you do in 30 seconds then.
Oh, I will. It is so good. I love it. Oh my god. And then again, like their breakfast sandwiches. I love their breakfast sandwiches. They're ridiculously expensive, but I really like them. And their frappuccinos in the summertime. Oh my god. Just upside down strawberries and cream frappuccino is the way to go. Try it out, ladies and gentlemen. I highly recommend it.
You gotta try out their new one. Their like seasonal one. I forget what it's called, but it's really
Their
good.
seasonal ones are pretty good.
You should try. Have you tried them?
No,
So why are you saying they're pretty good?
I haven't tried this season.
This one's game changing.
Really?
I'm telling you now.
I'll
It's really
try
good.
this season's. Secondly is Wendy's. I'm a big fan of the Baconator. I absolutely love that thing. It's so good.
I
like the
stay away
chicken
from it.
strips.
I like love it too much that I'm like
Oh,
I could eat this
know.
every day, and I like feel my heart like
It's
slowing
dangerous.
down.
Before I went on this kind of streak of trying to, eat a little bit better, the last day before I went on this streak, I had a Baconator, and I loved every bite of it. Another thing, too, Frosties are one of my favorite desserts of all time. I fucking
all
love them.
summer.
Oh, yeah, it's dangerous. I haven't had any yet, and I'm proud of myself, but they're so, so good. So it's a
Nice.
double whammy. And the number one for me, this place, they used to have them all around the Okanagan, like Kamloops, Kelowna, but now the only one that I can find, whenever I'm in Vancouver, I hit them up and I go there. Carl Jr.'s, the best hamburgers I have ever had in my life. I love the double bacon Western burger is absolutely to die for. I don't know what's in the sauce, but I love how they got onion rings on there. I love the bacon, the patty. It's fantastic.
You think Arby's is overrated? Carl's Jr.
No.
is trash. No wonder why it's
No,
not
it's
Kelowna
so-
anymore. It's
it's-
trash.
Yeah, it
It's-
shut down pretty quick due to like
Yeah.
health concerns, wasn't it?
No, they turned into a Starbucks. They got
I
they got
think
taco
that's, I think
time.
that's like the that's like
Yeah.
the answer that you would see in the news. But
They
I
got
think it was-
taco time.
They're
Jeez,
using the
yeah.
homeless people downtown. For
They
the
were
sauce.
the location. I think
Oh God, wringing out their hair.
they were supposed to keep one of the locations
over here,
open.
Jim.
I think the Vernon one, but again, for some reason they just closed them down, and it's a shame because it's just the burgers are so unbelievably good. And whenever I'm in Vancouver, I'll definitely hit it up. I remember on their social media they said they're giving away free burgers if you could write a reason why you loved Carl Jr.'s, and I wrote 9 to 10 paragraphs. And I
Holy
wrote it.
shit.
I wrote it literally Lord of the Rings style. Like it was like a journey.
You could have just said,
Damn.
"Oh, they make me feel good," and you probably would have got one for free.
Maybe,
Did
but
you
I
get one for free?
I got one for free,
Well,
and
yeah.
I went and I cashed in on it. I was like, yeah, I got this for
When it
free.
was closed down.
I mean, did you really get it for free? How long did it take you to write that?
It took me about 10 minutes. I enjoyed
that's
it
not
though.
bad.
It was a
Okay.
lot of fun to
I was
write
thinking
it.
like an hour. So.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Metafesto.
But yeah, so overrated. 100% agree. McDonald's. The only thing I kind of like is the fries, but even then, like, there's nothing that I really like. I don't like the wraps. I don't like their ice cream. I don't like their burgers. Their chicken nuggets are fucking trash. It's just the only time I have to go there is kind of piggybacking on what Kirkland said. When your girlfriend's out with friends and or you're at a party at the Custard Dome. And
Hell yeah.
someone
Let's go custard
a significant other has been drinking a little bit too much, and they get the chicken nugget craving, and it's 2 a.m. You gotta go to McDonald's, and you gotta get chicken nuggets, and it sucks because sometimes maybe you want one, but you come back, but your drunk counterpart has eaten all the nuggets, and you don't get any.
Yeah.
It's just
story
It's
that.
such a specific scenario that it's like I think you've been there. before.
Yeah. Another thing I hate is Burger King. I'm not a fan
You
of
hate
the.
them.
I hate them. I tried to get on board.
Fuck you! Get out of my city!
I tried to get on board with Burger King, but when I walk in there,
Mazel. Not
Molotov.
Mazel tov. Molotovs was like wrapped with Carl Jr. wrappers at the bottle.
I walk in the Burger King, and I used to try to like them, but I walk in there,
It's a truck.
Okay.
No one forced you.
the joint is greasy as fuck, and you walk
They
in
have
there.
great breakfast food. Those little hash browns. Those
Burger
are good.
King
I don't
has
know.
breakfast?
I don't. I don't feel comfortable about the breakfast thing,
Don't
but
feel comfortable.
I walk in there. I try to get on board with the Whoppers, the $5 Whopper Wednesdays,
I tried
and
to get on
it just
board.
they didn't taste like the greatest. And then second of all, now any burger joint that's doing black or green fucking buns, get the fuck out of here. That's disgusting. I can only imagine. I've read the articles for those, and those are not pretty articles. What people are doing afterwards after they eat that shit. Just
Did your dad try to dine in Dutch and they didn't let him? They tased him on the ground. That's why you hate Burger King.
No,
Oh,
no
yeah.
dad related stuff here with Burger King. But it's just it's a greasy joint. There's
greasy
only the
joint.
one, and I mean even have you guys heard
It's
that?
only the one. There's lots of places that only have the one here in Cologne.
I don't know. I feel like they need. I have to drive by that sign almost
One of
every
your-
day,
one of your
and you know what?
favorites- One of your favorites is Carl's Jr. They don't even have the one. They have zero. They have
I
the
know
none.
it sucks. But you know what? I drive by that fucking Burger King sign every goddamn day, and you think they change it? No, Whopper
Why did they
Wednesdays.
change their logo?
Because they're just so boring. Not the logo in the sign. It says Whoppers $5. It's like, how fucking original is that? Can you change it? Have some creativity,
Show us on the doll where Burger King touched you, man. Yikes.
Not a fan.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm
I
not
don't know how to
expecting
follow
that
that up.
passionate
That's
of
pretty
an
savage.
answer.
I think it's that one. I could be wrong.
Kirkland, what is he doing?
Caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino.
That sounds
Damn.
very good.
I think that's the one. If it is, it's good.
That's
If
a Starbucks
not,
thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
Sounds like a Starbucks thing.
overpriced. But
Very
it's good.
overpriced. Pay for the scene.
Next question.
I'll go next.
'Kay.
I'll do my question next. So mine's kind of a continuation from last year. If you probably no one. I would hope no one remembers from last year. That's just a long time, a lot of casts ago. My question last year is something about the GeekVerse movies getting made. Who would you cast as like each person of the GeekVerse? A little bit different. Here's the question this year. All the actors you cast last year have dropped out of the project due to budget issues, and the movie is no longer about the GeekVerse itself due to contract issues. The fate of the GeekVerse production studio now lies on your shoulders. Put all 7 of the GeekVerse members into one of the following roles. And if you want, you can do a little general plot synopsis or something. But you got to cast the director, the writer, the camera person, the leading actor, supporting actor, love interest, and the villain. What do you guys do?
I'll go. I gave myself the big job. I went director. You know, I like to plan and stuff like that. I can delegate if need be, but I like to see like the final product, so that's done. I put Dylan as the writer. I feel any continuity or any things that might not make sense, and plus my movie, I can definitely refer to him more than I'll give the plot in the second, or once I get through the production team. Put Briggs as cinematographer because he likes that stuff, but he's also pretty good at it. If we ever make a GV movie, he'll be behind the camera. So my plot was, referring back to this Call of Duty match earlier, Taylor's the villain of my story because he's created a way to put Kirkland in a VR alternate reality of Call of Duty, and he wants to actually kill him, but in the game. So it's like a Call of Duty win because you haven't. Sorry, but he didn't beat Kirkland in Call of Duty twice. So
Let's
you're
go,
trying
me.
to get your payback. Jessica's like your supporter, giving her all these weapons, but also I thought she could be in the game, but also on the outside because she hates Call of Duty, trying to just end this and whatnot. And then I made Kyle as your love interest.
Hey,
just
let's
have
go,
some
Kyle.
fun, some ex-boys chemistry and whatnot, and just do it up there. It's the VR world, something going on. So yeah, that's what's going on. And yeah, I don't know anything about Call of Duty, so that's why I've got Dylan on the writing staff. 15-0. I can't answer much about other than hit start, and that's the pause button. So he can give me the layout of the world. So that's
15-0,
what it is.
baby.
I don't know. Maybe it's called Geek of Duty. That's why I sort of
I
avoid
like
that
it.
copyright. So we'll never drop Call of Duty, but people will understand.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Taylor's out for his revenge in a Call of Duty VR-like world.
I like
so
I like
Nice,
that.
nice.
I like that. Leading actor. I like that. All right, I'll go. My movie is written by me. I feel like.
nice.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I'm in the writing chair in this one. I got my boy Dimas, my director. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
I might have the ideas on paper, but I won't be able to like translate them properly. And I feel like Dylan Musk helps me out a lot of that. When I'm trying to figure out like a walkout, he really like helps me strategize for that stuff. My gauntlet stuff. Lead actor. This is starring Taylor Field,
Nice.
and the supporting actor is Travis Snell.
Okay.
boy.
Cameraman, I got Kyle because I feel like he's kind of just sitting around doing nothing. So you can at least put him around. You can
Shots,
at
all
least
the
put him
camera
behind a
people out
cameraman.
there.
I got the villain. This is a fun one actually because the villain is actually a red herring. He's not actually the villain, but it's Tyler Briggs. I
Okay.
feel like similar to my Darth Vader thing. I kind of see him as a villain. And then the love interest, Jessica. I'm sorry, but the love interest dies in this movie.
Oh shit.
Definitely spoiler. And then the real villain is actually the supporting actor Travis. And my plot, this is set in a dystopian Neo-Tokyo setting.
Oh shit.
Two
San Fran,
badass.
Tokyo, or
What's
Yeah.
that?
San Fran, Tokyo?
Oh yeah, might as well while we're at it. Two badass gun-toting samurai sword wielding bad mambo jambos are on the hunt for the legendary one of only one made Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance Platinum Case Edition. This is a story of tragedy, betrayal, and self-discovery. And basically, they think that Tyler did it. Spoilers. Travis kills Taylor.
Oh
This ends in tragedy, not even a good ending.
Didn't get your Ghost Rider
No,
collectibles.
definitely.
Wow.
And then, Jessica dies some point in there.
Damn.
I'll let my
just-
director help formulate the whole
Wow.
movie, but
Good.
We don't know how you're dying, but you're dying. In this movie.
yeah.
What do you got, Mr. Field? Oh, I put you on the spot.
You did. I thought you were actually gonna go because I saw you reach for your phone. It looked like, and you started talking. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, okay. What do we got?
I don't know why you just don't have them open when we get to that question.
Save battery. I'm at 49%.
I'm at 25.
Half of the battery.
I'm at 25 and mine's been open all day.
9%.
So my movie, straight up director Travis.
Straight up director.
Straight up
I thought
director.
was the movie gonna be called Straight Up Director. It's a meta piece.
Damn, I'm down.
Writer, it's got to be Dylan. Feel
Okay.
like you guys both could really deliver, work
That'd be
in
fun.
sync
I'm
together there. Camera person, I put myself. I really want to work that camera with you guys and help deliver that and convey the message. Leading actor, it's got to be Kirkland.
Hey, let's go. Let's go me.
And I think you need the supporting actress of Jessica.
I think so.
Good combo. Great
yeah.
combo.
Yeah.
Former buddy.
And villain, I just thought Tyler. Thought you could definitely, I'm thinking like Gauntlet style villain,
Oh, yeah.
And love interest, I threw Kyle in there.
Yeah.
Let's go, Kyle.
He might pop up a third time. Wink, wink.
But for story wise, it's kind of like a Western and ninja kind of like combining into one.
I'm in.
I had a lot of inspiration from this movie called The Warrior's Way when I was thinking about this. So like your clan was like betraying you, and so you turn on your clan and you take off and you go to like this Western town and you fall in with the locals there, and you meet Jessica there, and she's showing you the ways of like this Western society and stuff. And there's this evil cowboy in his suit and stuff. That's Tyler, and
Evil cowboy. Does he have
evil
an accent?
he could if he wants. It's up for
We're
improv.
giving him a southern accent for sure, just because I want to see Briggs pull
Oh,
a
yeah.
southern accent.
Oh, yeah.
He'll try. He'll try his darndest.
But yeah, basically the other ninjas like follow you there and they find you there. So very much exactly like this movie, but it's an all out like the ninjas are on the roof and you got
remake the war.
you got cowboys. They're like shooting with Gatling guns, killing ninjas, and ninjas jump around killing cowboys. It's
I like
fucking
that.
crazy.
Sounds
But you
badass.
meet Kyle, and he's the hook. He like. You get the opportunity to leave the Western place because you kill all the bad ninjas are gone, so you can go back home. But you don't. You stay there because the love is so powerful, and you really fall into this.
I like it. Kyle's got dreamy eyes.
Very
I got a
Social
question.
shot,
Is
though.
this movie like set? Like, am I supposed to be a Japanese man and we're whitewashing this?
Yeah, what's happening here?
Or you're doing the
Finn
white
Jones
savior,
sort of thing?
like he comes into town. and-
Yeah.
Well, I was definitely
Or I'm
kind
like
of.
Keanu Reeves in 47 Ronin.
No, I was getting kind of more like a The Last Samurai kind of vibe.
So the
But-
white savior, yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, like they don't
Yeah.
really cover your origins or where you're from. Just like you're just a straight up like
I'm
white
from
dude in,
Terra.
in Japan.
You could be
And,
like Taylor, who's Asian, German,
Right,
French.
okay.
and
I like that.
Chinese.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
be down for being like growing up in Japan. That'd be lit. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you get two swords.
Oh,
Two swords.
damn.
Yeah, two
Not
swords.
Same size? One smaller, one bigger.
One's a little smaller and the other one's a bit bigger.
Okay.
But for you, size doesn't matter. It's how
no,
you use
definitely
it.
not. Absolutely.
That's
I like
the
that.
tagline of the movie.
Just
Yeah.
ask Kyle.
That's one of the
Hey,
reasons
let's
why
go.
Kyle, like, yeah.
See, I know it's highly likely we'll never make these movies, but we should make fake trailers for the movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can pull that off.
That'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. The movies, we got more patrons we need.
Yeah,
if
fake
we're
Venom trailer.
yeah,
some
if you guys
Feige
want
fun
the movies,
bucks.
we need at least 100 more patrons.
Okay, I came up with an answer for my own question. I am going to make myself the director just because I think, sometimes I struggle to bring things to a completed project, but I think if the GeekVerse like production studio is on my shoulders, I think I could get it done. For the writer, I'm going to pick Taylor Field. One, I haven't seen a ton of writing from Taylor in particular, but I just really want to see what kind of story he would come up with, and like the dialogue in particular. I would love to see the dialogue that you write. You just talked about how you wrote like 10 paragraphs
Yeah.
for like why you like this burger. I think that is like evidence enough of like how I think you could accomplish this script.
Not
Same
wrong.
as Travis. I'm definitely having Briggs behind the camera. For all the Gauntlet stuff, he just loves like getting super creative with like
Yeah.
weird camera angles, zoom in stuff. So, like most movies we watch, like he's always commenting on that stuff and like reviews and Tarantino stuff, like just cool shots that he really liked and the reason he likes them. So I think he would definitely do well. And I think as like director and cinematographer, I think we could work well together. To,
Yeah.
like bring these certain shots.
A lot of
to
door
life.
frame shots.
So the big question for me was what I do with Travis, right? Because
Mm.
Travis has written movies before. He's filmed, parts or maybe completed projects.
I have
He's
half a
done-
movie done somewhere.
done some acting,
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
done some camera work. So he's kind of done it all. So it's like, where do you put Travis?
Mhm.
I think I wanted to put him in the leading role. I
Oh,
want to put
thanks.
him as the lead actor because I think he could take that script and like really just expand on it. He knows like what I would want as the director. I think he could really just work well with every other role that we have in this movie. As a supporting actor, I think I'm going to put Jessica there. These two, I think, could work well together. It could be a fun,
Oh, no.
fun story. The love interest, most definitely Kyle. Because I'd love to see Travis and Kyle. Like that would just be such a fun love story.
Oh boy.
And then the villain I'm putting is Kirkland Patton.
Hey, let's go.
Right, because Kirkland, I think, has shown some darker edge in the last few months,
Oh, yeah.
particularly. Like sometimes he's been snapping at us a couple times in recent
Yeah.
podcasts. Like before
yeah.
we start, he'll just like throw some comments like, "Oh, I'm offended," and so I think you could really pull off that villain role
I like it.
successfully. I also picture that you just have shades on like the entire movie.
Dye my hair black
Yeah.
like Toby. Might as well.
I think you thought about the plot a lot more than I did, but I think it's like I think this is generally like a movie where Travis, the protagonist, is trying to hunt down like a killer, a serial killer, and Kirkland, maybe
Looking
he's
like
a serial
Toby
killer,
from
maybe he
Spider-Man 3.
isn't, but he's like leaving like weird cryptic hints or something like this. I think this movie has like really weird twist where like somehow Travis was actually the killer the whole time.
Oh.
Maybe
I like
like a
that.
spoilers, Heavy Rain sort of thing, where it's like the character that you thought was on your side the whole time was actually the one behind it all. And I think like Travis is out in the field like trying to hunt down these clues. Jessica's the one like kind of giving him information, kind of trying to put she's like the one back at home putting the web together.
Yeah.
Of, like how all these things are connected. And then somehow there's like just some love story with Kyle like on the
course.
side there. But
We
yeah,
were
that's my movie.
We've all put a lot of faith in the Kyle being leading the love interest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So he has to deliver if this ever happens. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, he's hitting up Tinder on the daily, so I think he's got
Yeah.
a lot of love stories in his
Down
in
under.
his life.
Yeah. Before
More
you
ways than
kill
one.
people in his movie, you could say, "Now dig on this," and then you stab with a knife. And then you know.
just doing my little jazz snap.
Mhm.
Let's
Jazz
go.
snap.
I like it.
Who's going next?
Who's
Kirkland, Taylor.
I actually didn't write down what my question was,
It was
so
your
if you
first-
just
I got
buy
it
me,
written down.
if you just buy me some time here, I can
So
get
is
it
that
all
like
nice.
I should go? Was my question?
No, I got it right here. Thanks for buying me time. Alrighty, my question for you
Time
beautiful
bought.
people: who was your first crush? Fiction, nonfiction, male or female? Basically, the moment you realized you were attracted to the opposite sex.
What if you're not attracted to the opposite?
I didn't.
I know I didn't make that comment very
was not
cultural
inclusive.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
I didn't see the
Um,
non-fiction part.
Okay, well,
Mm.
my bad.
me,
I
I
mean,
like-
it's not my bad. I wrote it down. It's your bad. P.S. Since everyone knows Travis, you can change yours to man crush. I don't know. It's really your choice.
Mm.
P.S.S. If you don't feel like shouting out someone,
Yeah.
you know, may or may not be listening to this,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just shout out an actor or actress.
Yeah, like I think my first crush was definitely just like some girl from like elementary school or something,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm not gonna shout them up by name because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Do you remember who they are? Like
I
you?
do. I
Okay.
know who that
Ooh,
is. I'm not
edgy.
gonna say it. You'll have to. That's for after 9.
Me like you.
Gotta hit up the Patreon
Let's
exclusive
go.
for that information.
$100 donation.
I think my first. I was thinking back like as a kid, like what was my first like movie crush?
Yeah.
I think it was one of the characters from School of Rock. Just like
Hey, let's
as
go.
a kid, I don't remember what the
Jack
characters.
Black.
Yeah, definitely Jack Black. I don't remember why or what character.
Yeah.
It was just I think that like came up to me. That was the first
Probably
one I
the
thought
same
of.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, like it's hard for me to think of like my first. Like that's
Yeah.
it's so long ago. I would say I had a big crush on Katy Perry for
Oh, yeah.
quite some time, but that was like, you know, I don't know, when did she become a thing? I must have been like
Hot and
a
cold.
later
2008.
teenager or something. So
2008ish.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that was definitely like a later one.
Yeah. I definitely
Um,
went there.
Yeah.
I went there. Wow. Ex of his.
It was a tricky question. I think there is an answer that I'll come up with in like a month. I'll just be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's who it is, but
Yeah.
I can't remember anymore.
I made it my question because I just had one that I've always
Top of your
known. Might as well just go now. Jasmine from Aladdin, the original.
Oh, I thought it was
Okay.
gonna be the Pink Ranger, Kimberly.
I thought it was
Nope,
gonna be Ellen Page.
It was no. I remember. I don't know if you would classify it like a sex dream because I didn't know what a sex dream or
Oh,
sex
boy.
was
What,
at that
is this
age.
after 9?
But I was just hanging out with
Taylor's
Jasmine.
like panicked right
I was
now.
just
He's like,
hanging
oh,
out with
no.
Jasmine or something. I don't remember the full
I was
the full
hanging out
details of
with
the dream.
Jasmine.
Yeah, because
It's
Took
like.
my pants off.
Definitely a few more wishes in this one. Yeah.
But yeah,
Tyler
and
kept watching us.
I just remember waking up and like I just
Gosh.
remembered it. I was like Jasmine. Wow, like
Those
attractive.
Your life changed.
Yeah.
Those are the worst. I don't have like cartoon characters like that, but girls that you've dreamed about that don't exist, those are the worst because you're never gonna meet them. You know?
No, yeah,
it's very strange.
definitely.
You
But
feel like
yeah.
you're in an alternate dimension.
I can kind of piggyback on that maybe a little bit with mine.
Hey,
You're
let's
in
go.
Kirkland's dream.
Yeah.
The
The
genie
genie
there.
there. I was the tiger. And
Everyone go see Midsummer.
Dream sharing concept.
Cheap plug.
So for me, yeah, it was the year of I think 2005,
The year.
2006.
The year.
Yeah.
Damn. Toby
so-
Maguire.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1 came out. But no, it was the Let's see. Yeah, I would have been grade 5 or
So
6.
specific.
Yeah, I
I love
remember it. Like this is something that
Talking
definitely
to the mic.
stuck with me. Yeah, it definitely stuck with me. So back, I think I can't remember how the movie came to my possession. I think it was just it was a superhero movie, and it was a gift from my
So many
my
hints.
grandparents. They gave me the superhero movie.
You're a man now. Slid over in the case. There's a condom. That's what Travis used to have in condoms, Mom, was in my DVDs. I knew you wouldn't open. All wrestling DVDs hid behind the little pocket.
Hey, let's
Damn.
go.
Oh my
Under
god.
the Undertaker.
Yeah, something was rising, all right.
So the movie, you can tell it's getting that 3-hour mark we were talking about earlier.
Spit it out,
3 hours and
Taylor.
15 minutes in, baby.
Yeah,
It's
well,
after 9.
So
Going in right now.
after 9. So yeah, the movie it was Sky High. I don't
oh
know.
my god.
Oh God, I remember that movie. I
You
think.
guys
I don't know what that is.
You don't know
It's
this movie?
a cheap knockoff. Like it's not even not.
Kurt Russell.
It's a superhero movie.
gonna
where it's
Google
a,
this one.
Yeah, it's a family of superheroes. It's like really low. Well, I don't know if it's low
We're
budget.
going to
but-
Sky High.
So I like I really like this movie. I've watched it so many times. This was definitely one that I watched all the time. Like, and this was not one of my first experiences with superheroes because I knew about superheroes, but
The genre, fantasy / coming of age. Like, definitely fits your story precisely.
oh, it really
There's
does.
a lot of coming of ages.
age. All right. Yeah.
So I
Yo,
remember
Mary
just
Elizabeth Winstead's in this movie. Is that who it was? Please tell me that's who it was. She's great.
That explains your Scott Pilgrim call it earlier as well.
maybe I'm guilty of that. Yeah.
Or is it Courtney Cox? She's in the movie as well, right?
Wasn't Courtney Cox.
I don't see her name
For
here.
me. But yeah, no, I just, yeah, watching this movie, and I just remember, I felt like I could really relate to the guy with no powers and just try and like Kurt Russell's dad.
Oh no.
But yeah, the movie just it progressed, and I remember like that first time watching it, and the second time watching it again and again, seeing
Oh,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead,
Yeah.
and just her character. She was the hot senior chick,
Oh.
and turns out she's actually the villain, Royal Pain, which is even cooler.
Royal Pain.
But yeah, it was great. She had like medieval-looking armor with this huge gun that turned the superheroes back to babies.
She had a huge gun.
yeah,
Superheroes
she
back
turns
to
superheroes back to
babies.
babies so she can retrain them as villains. It's
Oh,
fucking
shit.
wild.
That's a cool plot.
But like, I just remember like she was just such a very, very attractive woman on screen, like playing that hot senior chick. And I didn't fully. I just thought like, wow, you know, I'm really young, but you know, I'm really
I'm fully
liking this
erect
girl.
right now.
You know, I remember like going to bed and I couldn't sleep. And
He's like, I have a newfound power as well.
I don't know what I do, but I can't stop doing it.
no, like, I remember like I'd roll over. I got school the next day. I roll over. It's like 3 a.m. Like, oh no, I can't go to sleep yet. Like, I'm just thinking about Sky High. oh,
Oh man.
but that's definitely
Damn.
it. Like that is
Holy.
again one of the Scott Pilgrim kind of things, and like I haven't seen her in like too many recent things because it's slowly.
She's in Death Proof.
She's in Death Proof.
Yeah.
Really, it's like it's kind of faded away. Like I've kind of outgrown it. You know, it's definitely transitioned to Kate Beckinsale, but
Sad
No.
world.
at the time, that's definitely that's when it hit. 2005, Taylor. He saw Sky High. He got hit with that hot senior chick, and just he couldn't sleep, and it was consecutive nights.
Oh my god.
Oh, you were busy.
Okay, well, it wasn't like that. It was just I would just lay there and I couldn't sleep.
I know.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consecutive
Oh.
nights.
Why? Because you sleep on your stomach or something? Is that why it didn't work?
Well,
You put your head
no,
on.
you gotta like rotate and shift around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked this question.
Wow. So yeah, I didn't
Travis
do the
Snell.
non-fictional part, so I'll take that route because everyone knows Michelle Pfeiffer, White Gold. That's when I started liking women. Batman Returns. I got like a few avenues I can go. There's one girl I don't know her name, but my first kiss was in French school, kindergarten, behind
French school?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Was
I
it a
French.
French kiss?
I don't know. I was kindergarten. I just remember. I don't think so. But it was behind like one of those boards you can put up with paper you can flip and whatnot. So that was my first kiss. I don't know. It was the first crush. I'd say I'd have like two, but then there's one I'm still friends with her this day. I knew her since grade 2. Her name's Jordan, and this is the one where I was talking about in some cast about the pencil. So I really liked her, but it was like we were friends, so I didn't know like what the protocol was and whatnot. So at some point she like stole my pencil, and then she said she would like get, and this was like grade like 5. She would like give it back if we started a date, and I was like, this was my time. And then we broke up like 3 days later because I was still playing off like I didn't like her. It was grade 5. I had no idea what I was doing, and nothing ever came from that. And then there was this other one that it was like this was in high school that I considered like, it sounds so cheesy, but like, oh, this is a girl like, now that I know what love is, I felt the difference. But like, oh, I'm in love with this girl. It's so amazing. She even cheated on my science test, so I thought for sure this was the case. Years later, luckily, this caused me to lose weight. I'm like, I'm gonna come back from summer break, be in shape, everything like that. Then she was dating some guy. That kind of sucked. And then years later, and I always thought there was something. I thought in like science class we like lock eyes. I'm like, oh, this internal love. We know, like, we know each other. Like there's this bond, but she's with a guy and blah blah blah. Can't work out. Then years later, I had to tell her like the story. She's like, oh, I had no idea. I'm like, just the biggest heartbreak of my life. So that was tons of fun. But it like led me. I told her because it was a reason for me getting healthy and fit and everything like that. So. Those are my first crushes in
awesome.
all school
I like it.
and whatnot. So yeah, Taylor Field.
Did you answer?
Jasmine from Aladdin.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Those dreams.
Yeah.
Those dreams.
Sky high, baby.
Taylor Field dream. He was
He
up
was-
all night.
he was
I was sky
Yeah.
high.
Consecutive nights. Just your family worried. He won't go to sleep.
Well, like
He keeps watching Sky High over and over.
there were 2 reasons why I would be up at night throughout the night. It was I was playing Game Boy Advance SP and I would slide on my pillow in the middle of the night so my parents wouldn't catch me.
What? Okay, the Game Boy.
Yeah, the Game Boy. And then the other thing was I was thinking about Sky High, the senior chick.
You're doing more than thinking. That's right.
So yeah, my question.
This is what Taylor's parents got him.
Oh my god.
The anti-masturbation cross.
It's a cross.
Essentially a straitjacket for
Oh,
horny
yeah.
boys.
That's how he slept.
Is that a or like a religious thing?
I don't know.
Kind of.
Maybe.
Oh
It's
my
kind of
God.
sacrilegious.
Go
if anything.
go to the website.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's for 5
They're on
years and
sale right
older. 5 years plus. So this is I'm assuming for 5-year-olds.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
No, like 5 men.
I'm sorry for taking your attention
That was
away
worth
from your
it. That was-
question.
What's
was
your
worth
question,
it.
Taylor?
My question. If you were put in jail and could call one geek as your phone call, who would you call? This could be for help, bail, or breakout.
Right.
All right.
So, do you want to go for it?
I'll take first.
Yeah.
I honestly, deep down, I was gonna put Taylor as my guy. I did not. I just feel like he comes up, I'll do anything for you. And then recently, there's a tag that he tagged. I think everyone except Kyle and Travis. He asked him, why didn't you test? Why didn't you tag Kyle? He replies with a quick GIF from the Tobey Maguire movies. I missed the part where that's my problem. I feel like I would text him or call him, and that would be his response. So he was swiftly taken off my list.
I was fucking dying when I saw that GIF. I was done. That was so good.
Yes. So
Toby face with just the overacting. Oh my god.
yeah. So Taylor, I love you, but you're not the one I'm calling.
No, that's a good point.
That's hilarious.
No, my man is Demas.
Yo.
I threw him on there because I like comparing of anyone. I feel like Tyler would be a little flaky and be like, "Oh no, sorry, I can't." And then, sorry, I can't make that. Jessica, she's pretty busy. She's mom now,
Yeah,
so I can't wake her up in the middle of the night 'cause she doesn't get much sleep.
Mhm.
Travis, busy guy, father of 2. Hopefully, by the time that I'm in jail, hopefully I'm not going to jail soon, or
Yeah.
at least before you have your child.
Right. I see what you mean.
And
Yeah.
Dylan, we just bonded over the years. You lent me your cardigan once when we
Oh,
were working at Target. I was
damn.
cold in the morning,
And I only
you're
do that
like,
for my best
yeah,
of
you're
friends.
like, you can wear this if you're cold. I'm like, wow, this guy's a great guy. So you'll be my phone call or breakout or bail out, whatever.
Not
it
even
is.
considering Kyle. He's like,
No.
not.
Kyle.
He's in
How is he supposed to
Australia.
get to me?
Yeah,
He's in
exactly.
Australia. He's down under.
Inconsistent. Down under.
Kyle would be in there with me, honestly. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So my very first thought was like, okay, first of all, if I get one call, that's part of the question, right? I get one call, I have to
Who
make
would
sure
answer?
whoever it is
Yeah.
going to answer that. So Briggs, while he might be high on my list, I think he would want to help me out. I cannot tell you how many times I've called him. He leaves me on fucking red. He has his phone on silent, not like vibrate, literally silent, so like he doesn't get notifications.
Like when he lost his phone.
There's so many times where like we're going to a cast, I'm gonna like pick him up, so I'm like, hey, I send him a message, and I'm like, I'm on my way, and then like as soon as I'm there, I like call him, he just doesn't answer. He's like, music's loud, he just doesn't hear me. It's like, dude, yeah, super inconsistent with his phone. So I would definitely, it would not be Briggs, because if I only get one call, I can't rely on him for that.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. Okay, next part is like, what do I want? Like if I want to break out of prison, like if I want to get someone to break me out or someone to bail me out, like those are totally different, not totally different things. Like if I want to break out, Taylor's not my guy, because he will never do anything that breaks the law. So if that's the question, then definitely it can't be Taylor. Same thing with Jessica. Like, you know, she's a recent mother. I'm not gonna bother her for this. So it's kind of between one of you guys. Like Kyle, yeah, once again he's in Australia. So it's between you guys. And I feel like if my goal was to break out, I think Travis is the guy, because I think it's that planning, right? I think he would come up with some like elaborate
Give
plan.
me 24 hours.
Yeah, give him 24 hours. He would come up some way, like he'd hire some actors who could like go in and like distract the cops, and then like somehow evacuate me through like, I don't know, some sort of fire exit or something. He would come up with it. And then I think if I just need someone who could be there in a snap, because, you know, here's the thing, Travis, you don't drive. It's tricky.
Exactly.
You're on a bike, might not be there quick. Like if I'm giving you time to break me out, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But if I need someone there in a pinch, I think I'm going to call on you as well.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there, Dylan.
Mm-hmm. If we both get in prison, both of our first options gone. That sucks.
Yeah, so I thought about this a lot. Kirkland I didn't go with, because there's times where I'll message him and it'll be, he's been better, but there'll be like 3 days where he hasn't even looked at it. It's not even the Briggs thing. He just hasn't even looked at it. There's going to be one of these times he's just dead, and I'm not going to be surprised, because like we'll go days, sometimes even a whole week without even seeing his like bubble in the group chat pop up. So by the time I called him, nothing. Same thing with Jessica. I think Jessica would almost give me the like, oh, you probably deserve to be there. So like whatever. Like I think there'd just be some massive shade or something like that. So like, okay, that's done. So then it was down to, and Briggs. No, Briggs is the same thing. I was like, yeah. He'll see and he'll never respond.
A risky move.
Unless he wants to ask me what to do with the ponytail from the 24-hour stream, he never messages me. So it was down to Taylor, Dylan, and Kyle. Kyle would be the go-to, but same thing. He's flaky. He's good as like he knows what I'd be thinking. But if it's a 50-50, if I get him, I'm out. But if I don't get him, it's gone. He's like he's either in Australia or there's some girl that's 5 years younger than him again. And I'm like, like it's just gonna turn talking about his life, and by the time it gets to it, the cop's gonna be like, time's up, and I'm like, oh, but we just talked about Kyle's problems. And then I thought, so Dylan and Taylor, who answers the most? And then I thought Taylor, so I'm gonna go with Taylor. But the thing is, Taylor would ask way too many questions, like, why? What'd you do? How'd you do this? Like, what do you mean you're doing this? Like, what do you mean? I don't know. What's bail? Like, you'd ask all this stuff. So that's why Dylan got my vote, because I think the most consistency between you two of answering, Taylor has that, but Dylan's still pretty good ratio, and he just kind of be like, whatever I need, he would get done or confirm, like, okay, I can try to. You would ask again so many questions. If I got 2 minutes, I'd be done. I wouldn't, you'd leave me hanging, and then you'd come out a few days later, and I would be hung.
So you're in jail?
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I thought a lot about this pick, and I thought about, okay, who are the flakes? Who are the flakes? I mean, I don't message Tyler a lot, but when I haven't gotten responses. so there's that, and I mean, Kyle, it's been the exact same. Very loose.
You've been waiting to play Ghost Recon with him for years.
Oh, fucking years. I've never gone. Just to add him on Xbox took fucking months. Holy shit.
And then he'll pop in the chat like, hey, you got this game, and then never have a conversation again.
I like that our last question, I think this is the last question, is just throwing shade at each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Perfect way to end the 4 years.
Then I thought about Kirkland, but I feel like if you were my call, I feel like you'd try to send like memes or something like that, like, or you'd be telling jokes. Yeah, through the call.
Usually you explain the meme. Okay, so it's
I
Toby.
missed the part where that's my problem.
It's Toby. Yeah. You know that part in Spider-Man 1? Yeah. And then there's captions in italic font.
That's fair.
Jessica, yeah, I think she's definitely busy. I don't know. I don't think she'd waste the time to come bail like any of us out. I feel like she's just doing her own thing, playing Borderlands. But it came down to both of you guys.
Oh.
Now I thought about you, but I thought, okay, I'm not
Who
sure.
are you pointing to?
I'm putting to Dylan.
Okay, thank
yeah,
you.
definitely Dylan.
Thanks.
Like,
Caitlin.
I'm not sure. Like, there's the off chance that you may not pick up right away. Again, like Travis said, like you're good at responding, but
I'm not 100%.
not 100%. It may not be like for a couple minutes, or it could be a couple hours
Yeah,
because
couple
you know
minutes? Are you
you're,
like you're gonna blame me for that?
you're busy. But that being said, like another thing I took into account too was I didn't expect any of you guys to actually have the bail money to bail me out because whatever I'm in jail for, I know it's going to be expensive.
Can confirm. I don't have money.
It's to bail me out. I'm thinking at least 50 grand. So
Oh, wow.
Shit,
Yeah.
I don't have
Break
that.
into Mary Elizabeth Winstead's house.
I'm
Sign
declining.
my copy of Sky High.
So I'm thinking it definitely is going to have to be, escape plan, definitely breakout. So I think you could definitely come up with some Shawshank Redemption stuff at some point. But I think, this is about that call. I need to let you guys know that I am in jail. And every time that I've called Travis, he's usually quick on point. And when I message him, like, it's amazing. I'll message into the GeekVerse chat, and within 2 seconds, his bubble always appears. It's fucking wild. The amount of time I've wasted of Travis's life with useless shit is probably so many hours of his
Now
life.
that's why lots of times I try just to, when I say one thing, I just copy and paste that to everything you say. So it's just because I'll just give you an answer and it won't be good enough for you. But it clearly answered your question. So just keep doing it. So
This is why he wouldn't, I would not be good to get him out of jail.
I might leave you in there. Yeah.
But, I definitely, I chose you.
AKA
You
Travis.
always answer your phone, checks messages, ASAP. And when you book something in the calendar, you always deliver. Like, you're always there. So, like,
Except Kyle's question tonight.
yeah.
On that one.
but like even like if we were planning a
Time
heist,
zones,
like
time zones,
we were
time
planning
zones.
to escape, and I wasn't there, I know you would be there. So
Oh, great. So I'm just there to break you out, and then I got taken into prison as well. What did he have? He had a shotgun, he had rope, he had copies of Sky High, he had, all, he had everything to bust Taylor Field out.
That steel case of Sky High. The one and only.
Platinum case.
only one.
Platinum, sorry.
Well, we did it. 4 years.
Almost 4
Yeah.
hours?
Almost 4 hours.
Holy
almost
shit, eh?
every hour, 3.5
That's crazy.
hours, long cast.
Damn,
That was
boys.
good.
Way
That was
to go.
fun.
Taylor
Good questions
Fields,
from all the people
you
out
wanna
there.
give, unless you two have anything to say.
I got
before
a
we
quick.
get out.
I got two things I gotta say. I gotta do my secret thing.
I'll
You
just
do-
quickly say thank you for these amazing 4 years. It is
Yes.
so much fun doing this podcast. It is a hobby that takes a lot of time, but like that, I'm never like disappointed to do it. Like it's
Yeah.
always just so much fun and
Yeah.
so much. It's so nice to have this fan interaction. Yes, like all the polls, as Jessica said at the start, just so much like content that people are talking to us with these days, which is really nice. But then also just sending in these questions.
Mhm.
Like thank you everyone so
Yeah.
much. They were really really fun.
I said it briefly earlier, but just going from like the first 24-hour stream, how like we set that $500 goal, and I'm like, it'd be so awesome if we hit it, but like I don't know, I won't be disappointed if we only get like $100 or something, But like just seeing it grow from there to where we are now, and then like we just keep getting more and more viewers. People are sending their questions. It's just like seeing this grow the way it is, and like I don't know, I just have fun hanging out with you guys, and like
Yeah.
whether there was the audience or not, it's still fun. But having them there, it's awesome, and yeah, I love to do it. So yeah, great 4 years.
No Cameron, no Travis. I wouldn't be here. No. Yeah, if you guys keep coming, we'll keep showing up. You guys are making it worth it. So we're always having fun, but to have some support is nice. So
Absolutely.
Taylor, you make your announcement, and then you can give our links and get at it.
Well, I'm just gonna quickly say too, you guys are the reason we're here. Everything, the equipment you hear and see in front of you, this is because of you. And
This balloon.
it's this
balloon.
balloon. This is because of you guys. This balloon is for you guys. Literally 4 years.
Fantastic Four.
It's just I never would have thought that working at Target would have led to something like this.
No
It's just
kidding.
absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
of
That's
all the
very true.
crazy, weird things about that place, this is the one awesome thing that really came out of it, and it just really goes to show. And there's so much more stuff that we want to do for you guys. Like, it's amazing, like all the things we talk about that we want to do, and there's so much time that we don't have to do it. But the more you guys are supporting us and donating to us, it helps us spend more time doing these things for you guys. So it's great. You guys are like the. I'm not gonna say my new Sky Highs. That was actually kind of weird.
That's
but
really weird.
yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna be up all night thinking about everyone.
All the fans.
Pages down to 5 people after this episode goes out to hear that. You guys are my Sky High. That's our new.
But yeah, so what I'm gonna shout out. I dropped a teaser for it, but I'm going to be doing a new cast coming out, and it's a subcast under the GeekVerse roof, and it's called Player's Perspective. Basically, what's all going to be entailing is diving back into some older games from the GameCube, Xbox, PS1 era, and just kind of checking them out. Games I have played, games I haven't played, just seeing how they hold up. You know, lots of stuff like be going into games like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, original Xbox games, probably like the OG Halo. Just lots of stuff like that, and
Should
just
do banjo. I want to do that.
banjo. Definitely do some banjo. Lots of stuff just to kind of piggyback. There'll be a lot of theme stuff too. So like the new Luigi's Mansion comes out, we'll obviously get a Luigi's Mansion Player's Perspective episode out there. But the first episode that we'll be dropping. I'll probably get it out tomorrow or something like that, right away for you guys.
Which game is it?
It's on Bionicle.
Nice.
Yeah, that first one for consoles. So it's definitely pretty hype. And I hope you guys will enjoy it.
Classic Taylor.
Okay.
Never clears when he's releasing something. Just live in that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
It came out last night.
Yep, yep.
How many people checked
it
it
out?
out?
Right now. while we're sitting in
Right
this room.
now.
Taylor, drop your links.
Oh, I'm going to drop them.
Oh, he's gonna drop it
This
like
is
it's
now
hot.
a tradition on the Geekverse.
This is a
Yeah.
big
Give him a
tradition.
second. If you're an audio listener, you're really confused.
Yeah.
Unless you were here last year.
I'll give you some ASMR.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Taylor's just quickly doing some drugs.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second to give us.
Here he's just gonna
Holy
explode.
shit! He just cleared that whole bag.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you tune into the search bar at GeekVerse Space Podcast, you can find all of our stuff on Facebook. There's so much content. You're going to find this and other awesome episodes. I'm getting lightheaded right now. Oh, boy, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, make sure you tune in because it's a good time. You're gonna love it. There's so much stuff.
Say sky high.
Sky high.
Oh,
Ladies
that's great.
and gentlemen, all the links
Right?
are down below for the video, audio feeds. Thank you very much for supporting us for this episode, supporting us for the past 4 years, and supporting us in the future. And we promise you the future will not be boring.
Ayo.
I love you.
Let's go town.
Later, nerds.
Shouts out.